a waived registration fee. That's laurelsprings.com/SXM for your waived registration fee. laurelsprings.com/SXM.
Being in debt to the IRS is scary. The heart-stopping collection letters and living in fear that any day the IRS could garnish your paychecks, seize your bank accounts, or even threaten your home or business. If you owe the IRS, you need to call the team at Optima Tax Relief. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, a special IRS program that could save you thousands if you qualify. And nobody knows this program better than Optima, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible so you pay only the minimum to the IRS, not a penny more. Call now before the IRS comes after everything you've worked so hard for. Get protected. Call Optima. Get relief.
Call 800-901-3022. 800-901-3022. 800-901-3022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If cashing in with weekly income, sleeping like a baby even during this 2020 market, and only spending 20 minutes a week at your computer is your thing, well, it's time you discovered the Money Press. Hi, it's Preston James. You see, the Money Press uses the new weekly options and market forces already taking place to create your very own growth and income printing press. Check out the real proof from my real brokerage account. Go to accountproof.com. That's accountproof.com. A 7-minute video tells it to you straight. If making an extra $3 to $5 grand every month has prevented you from being able to retire, you definitely need to know about the Money Press. And even if you've been burned and unlucky in the past, let me prove it to you how the Money Press can be your ace in the hole. Go to accountproof.com to see the video. That's accountproof.com. You won't find pics of rented private jets or any bull jive about penny stocks. To see for yourself, go to accountproof.com today.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
My name is Eddie Williams. I've been driving for about 4 years. One of the great things about the JB Hunt 360 is you can access it anywhere at any time to see freight from any part of the United States. I like the ability to still negotiate rates while picking freight not only for today but for the future. You can't beat that. The app is amazing. It's easy. It's a great tool to have. JB Hunt 360 is leading the way.
Set up your account today at jbhunt.com/carrier360.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show.
Bennington is back, and GPS London, home of Olympic Studios, premieres this Saturday, 3 p.m. on D-Tracks, Channel 27. The Beatles, The Who, Stones, Traffic, and many more. So that's Saturday, 3 p.m. on Deep Tracks.
And coming up in just a little bit, and all weekend long, I'll be talking to Johnny B from the Jerky Boys. Had a really great conversation with him. I think you guys are going to love it. Coming up at 4 o'clock today. Now, I got a quick spy report that has to do with movies, and then we'll get back into our movie list.
Spy report.
The Batman movie has been shut down since star Robert Patterson, I guess his name is. Pattinson has come down with COVID.
Whoa. Oh, shit. Damn. Yeah, that was a big deal that they had started back up.
Yeah.
And now I feel like they haven't been even back at it very long, right?
No. All right, Fezzi just texts me. He says, I'm going to end up not getting the new Batman or the new Bucks. Just waiting for something to go wrong there. Poor Fezzi. All right, it's time to get into our movie list. Nina set a time bomb for us, and it blew up in our fat faces by asking us to come up.
I don't think we saw this coming.
No. Asking us to come up with a an amazing list of all the best movies for a person who doesn't know movies. We've only got one on the list so far. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We've changed this criteria and we're going straight to voting. We could not really totally agree on criteria, and we've lost a lot of time. So I'm going to take one of yours, Gail, from the first decade of this. It fits it for you. It fits it for me because this is a director who belongs on the list and a movie star who belongs on the list. I'll just put it out there. There Will Be Blood. Is this a movie that if someone hasn't seen movies before, you would want to say, watch this?
Can I be the first to fully endorse this? When I had made the mock-up list of my own picks, There Will Be Blood was included 100% for me.
Vito?
Well, even though it wasn't like a box office smash,
nope,
it's a great movie, and it actually did do well at the box office. You know, $76 million on a $25 million budget. So
profit.
I do think it deserves to be on the list.
Nice.
Chris Stanley.
I'm going to say no, because I believe another one of this director's films belongs on the list over it.
We never said that he'd only have one on the list. But what film were you talking about?
Boogie Nights.
Let's go over to Earl. Earl.
I'm going to say yes. 100% yes.
So not going on the list because of Chris Stanley, but gets another look back.
Right. So There Will Be Blood goes on the revisited list.
Johnny Brennan is coming up next. First Jerky Boy album in 20 years, set to debut in November. Select tracks airing all Labor Day weekend long on SiriusXM, Comedy Greats, Channel 94. And you can go to Johnny's Cameo page, cameo.com/Johnny Brennan. That might be a fun fucking thing to get on Cameo. Just calling somebody a jerky. Hey, it's Frank Rizzo. I bet he does well with that.
Yeah.
Do we have time, Chris, or we got to throw it to break?
We have
got time for one more.
If we could do it in a minute, we have time for one more.
Whose turn is it?
Speed round.
Speed round. Who is it? Is it Vito or Chris?
Who just went last?
Me.
And it's my turn.
Very quick.
I see where I went wrong with the last musical. I'm saying West Side Story.
Chris.
No.
Earl.
No.
Oh, fuck you both.
That's it.
Okay, that's out.
Sorry,
that's out. I would have gave it a big
Chris
yes.
is up. Let's do a fucking speed round with Chris Stanley.
Go real quick,
seconds.
Chris.
Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now.
Bullshit. No.
Earl.
God damn it.
Yes.
Gail.
Yes.
And I give it a no. Johnny Brennan next. Bennington.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show.
Hello, SiriusXM. This is Pat McAfee. Starting Wednesday, my show is coming to Mad Dog Sports Radio. If you don't know me, here's a resume. I used to kick balls for a living. Sometimes I do comedy. I'm an undefeated professional wrestler except for one match. And I do a radio show where I'll entertain the living hell out of you with sports takes and some stories from my crazy life. The dumbest sports show to ever exist, The Pat McAfee Show. We're on weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern starting Wednesday on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however the hell you stream in your house.
Key.com/tech trends is a great resource for not only those interested in technology and cybersecurity, but also for companies who are ready to go public. At Key.com/tech trends, you'll find videos and testimonials from CFOs, business leaders, and owners. And you can gain valuable insight on real-life topics, including timing, metrics, and connecting with the right banking team. For more information, go to key.com/tech trends today.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now at 800-453-0694 for a free business assessment. That's 800-453-0694. 800-453-0694. Finance Pal, the only friend your business needs.
Have you been to a Burlington lately? They have incredible deals on amazing brands and styles at up to 60% off other retailers' prices. No coupons or sales, just fabulous values every single day. It's a treasure hunt with new bargains arriving all the time and savings that'll surprise you. At Burlington, you get more for less. Whether it's back to school, work, or just back. Now more than ever, you'll love the deals. You'll love Burlington.
Have you ever been shocked out of a deep sleep by the pain of a leg cramp? It feels like the muscle's locked up and nothing stops the pain. You may have tried other products before, but this time, use Highlands Leg Cramps PM. Highlands Leg Cramps PM, an over-the-counter homeopathic medicine, is the #1 pharmacist-recommended brand for leg cramp relief because Highlands quickly relieves pain and cramping in legs, feet, and toes. Highlands gives fast-acting pain relief without aspirin, acetaminophen, or ibuprofen side effects, and it's homeopathic, so it won't interfere with your other medications. Keep Highlands Leg Cramps PM in your nightstand and take the quick dissolving tablets as soon as the cramp starts. No water needed. And after relieving your leg cramps, Highlands PM formula even helps ease you back to sleep so you can wake up feeling refreshed. Trust the brand that pharmacists recommend most for leg cramps. Get Highlands Leg Cramps PM now. Available at Walgreens, superstores, and other fine retailers.
Claims based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated.
This one is for the guys. I'm Amy Eric, founder and CEO of Madison Reed. I'm proud to announce Madison Reed Mister, hair color for men, and one of our first users, Matt, to tell you more.
No one knows I color my hair. That's how natural looking this is. I use it on my beard too. It blends away gray in 10 minutes. Super easy, do it before you shower. It's less gray and more me. Definitely not a shoe polish look. I told all my friends about it. Everybody's hooked.
Delivered straight to your door. We know you love your hair. We do too. That's why our formula is free of ammonia and full of good stuff to keep your hair protected. It's the world's best men's hair color that you've never seen. That's just how discreet it truly is. Find your shade at MadisonReedMister.com and get 10% off plus free shipping on your first kit. Use code PEPPER. That's code PEPPER.
SiriusXM presents a conversation with Johnny B, creator of the Jerky Boys. Ron speaks with Johnny about the amazing story of the Jerky Boys, from their tapes being passed around by friends to selling millions of albums worldwide. Here's your host, Ron Bennington.
The first Jerky Boys album in 20 years is set to debut in November. Select tracks will be played all Labor Day weekend long on SiriusXM's Comedy Greats, Channel 94. How's it feel to know that you're jumping back into this?
You know, it's pretty amazing because of, I've never seen anything like it. It never went away. You know, it's funny. I've been working on Family Guy for almost 20 years now. With my characters. So it's like I was always busy doing these characters and doing other things with these characters. But it's amazing because I never really, I always said, yeah, I got to make another record. I'll make another record. And before I know it, it's almost 25 years. So, I said, this has got to be done. So Rolling Stone magazine, broke the story, and I've been working on it ever since. I'm still working on it feverishly as we speak, with the people that are helping put it together, and with Comedy Dynamics record label. So it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna, what it's gonna do? I think it's gonna roll exactly the way it did when it first came out decades ago, and the way it made people feel at that time.
No, you're right. There's nothing dated about the old stuff. It's very, very weird that's true. Right? But when you go back and listen to it, and I wonder why that is. Do you have any idea?
Yes, I think, and people with some sort of knowledge about, the entertainment business. Howard Stern said a long time ago, he says, people have been trying to do it for almost 40 years, come up with another Jerky Boys. And it's just not going to happen, because the characters that Johnny created are timeless. And the reason they're timeless are because they're my folks. They're my parents. They're my uncles. They're my, people I've grown up with in the early mid 60s and as a child and through the 70s. And they were such great characters that to this day, people say to me, geez, Johnny, oh my God, I got a Frank Rizzo in my family, or my mom is just like Sal Rosenberg. And so over the years, it's not like any other like comedy comes and goes. Like you could take something that was tremendous in comedy, and then out of the blue, you'll never hear from it again. The Jerky Boys, every decade, becomes more and more famous and more popular. And I think that's because generations just step down and they step into it, and they say, oh, you got to hear this guy Sal Rosenberg, and so on with all the other characters, because they're so shocking and they're so funny, and they're funny because they're based, like I said, on real people. And I think too, over the years, you had parents with their kids, and the kids are growing up on Family Guy, and the parents would say, oh my God, if you think Family Guy's funny, you got to see where a lot of the anecdotes and a lot of it, it's, and then the kids go, well, what's the Jerky Boys? And now with this social media, all they have to do is just Google it.
Right. And also the fact, I think, that you never really worked Blue. We always thought of it as this cringy, edgy thing.
Right.
But it was a different kind of cringe, wasn't it? It was a different kind of edgy.
Yeah, see, you're like on top of your game. A lot of people don't even ask questions like that, or a lot of people don't even notice things like that. But it's so true. People think, for a good example, when Seth MacFarlane was trying to get me to do Family Guy way back, before it was even a show, I actually read for the main character, Peter, and right away, all of the producers are like, are you kidding? Oh my God, the Jerky Boys, what the Jerky Boys, blah, blah, F this and F that. But the truth is, the Jerky Boys was never really Blue. I mean, yes, there's a couple of lines that you might want to hold the kids' ears, but that's about it with the Jerky Boys. There was nothing gratuitous. And I made it a point that I would only do the character exactly the way I grew up with my father in the home, or with my mom when, as Sal Rosenberg. And I stick to these characters because I know what they would say. And there's no such thing as me just getting on a microphone and, hey, fuck F this and fuck that and F-bombs and, because that's not funny. But with the character stubs a toe, or he wants to wrap somebody's head in with a ratchet, then my father would definitely throw an F-bomb in there. So it's all real stuff, but it's really cool that you notice stuff like that.
Well, it's also interesting that you were a kid and you had an ear for this. You had to think to yourself, there's something kind of unique going on with these people.
Yes, that's another great question. I remember very distinctly, being a 5-year-old boy, and I see that might have been my gift. My gift might have been that I was always like a sponge. I was a musician too, so I always use my ears and my brain, and even with voices and characters in the different neighborhoods I lived in growing up. So I lived in all these different neighborhoods, and I would soak in what was going on around me. But the trick, I think, is that I was just a little kid, and I noticed, like, some of the stuff that my mom or my dad did might have scarred children for their lives, but I was able to look at what some of the things that they did, and as a little boy say to myself, my God, that is so terrific. I would say, I would plant it in my head so that I never forgot it. So that, for example, in the morning, I tell this story a lot over the years. When my mom would wake us up for school, I'm the oldest of 5 children. And when my mom would wake us up from school, you know, a normal mother might come in and say, hey, honey, it's time to get up. You know, what do you feel like for breakfast? My mom, the first words out of her mouth when she opened up the door was, get out of the fucking beds. God damn it. You know, we're all running late. You know, oh, Jesus Christ, my fucking back. And she'd be complaining about her back or her feet hurt. My feet hurt and all this other nonsense. And I'm just a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid saying, oh, my God, that's freaking comedy gold. Now, I don't know if I said comedy gold as a little kid, but I recognized it as freaking hilarious. And I would repeat it to other people. And I would take my mom's or my dad's stuff and do it as a little boy and did it all these years, and look where it is today. It's the Jerky Boys.
The first Jerky Boys album in 20 years set to debut in November, and select tracks from it will be airing all Labor Day weekend long on SiriusXM's Comedy Greats Channel 94. Now, let me ask you this, Johnny. Do you think Queens had a lot to do with this? You know, because I think, you know, Archie Bunker was Queens, King of Queens. There seems to be something about Queens.
Well, I'll tell you this. The beginnings and the whole kit and caboodle comes from my house up in Salisbury Mills, New York, where, you know, I was this little boy growing up. I was born in Manhattan. So my dad and my mom figured it'd be great to get the kids out of Manhattan and get them into the country and grow up in the country. So they moved up to a town called Salisbury Mills, New York. And so that's where I started to grow up. And a lot of this stuff was born from me at that time, because now I'm at the age where I'm absorbing a lot of stuff. You know, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, and so on. And so then, now the funny part is my mom didn't think it was so great anymore, because my dad was staying in the city because he was running Abercrombie and Fitch and doing a lot of other jobs. My mom said, we'll keep the house. It'll be a country house for the weekends. So we moved back to Queens. Instead of Manhattan, we moved out to Queens. So now in Queens, it's just perfect. It was, I believe, 1968 or 69. And I just moved into a Greek neighborhood, Astoria, and Spanish, Greek, German, Irish. And it was so amazing with all these different dialects and all these different, people from other countries. And as a kid, I like I said, I sucked in all those Spanish voices, you know, any accent that you can kind of think of, the Greeks. And that's why the Jerky Boys is full of Greek characters, Mexican characters, Spanish characters. So Queens is a tremendous melting pot. And Queens, I'm sure, I have no doubt in my mind, had a lot to do with me now coming of age, 10 years old, 11, 12 years old. I'll never forget, my father got me a reel-to-reel recorder back in those days. And I used to play with the head so I could get different effects and different sounds. And I think that was the beginning of me, getting into all this stuff in the late 60s, early 70s.
Did you start recording even when you were a kid, recording your crank calls and stuff? Or?
No, I never did. I was never interested in prank phone calling or prank phone calls. I was more interested in fucking with people in real life. That was my thing. And, I would rather, shock or freak out people in the real world and see their reaction. As I never even really thought of the telephone until, I was a little bit older, and I was thinking to myself, what's a great way to get my characters interacting with other people? And I said, oh my God, this is just a no-brainer. I'll get my characters interacting on the phone, and we're off to the races. But me personally, I was always much more, even as a little kid, I would fuck with my teachers, and I would always do physical pranks and things to get myself in trouble a lot. But I really got off on seeing people's reactions to physical things.
I always think it's hilarious, really, with the funny kid. No one ever thinks he has talent. You know what I mean? There's something about the funny kid that they're like, he's trouble. He's heading to jail someday. We got to stop this.
Yeah, that's true. I always got that. In all my yearbooks, even going all the way back to my 8th grade yearbook, I was the comedian, the class clown. Johnny Brennan wills his comedy to the class. And people always thought the same thing, that you're never taking life seriously. But yet I'm making everybody feel good. I'm making everybody laugh. I remember I was sitting in front of the teacher one day, and they had our desks set up in 4s. And I used to live for just making the girls in the class laugh. I was just this little tiny little kid. And I guess with my laughter, I made everybody else feel good. And I was sitting in the front of the class, slapping the shit out of myself. And I was screaming in like a gay voice. I was doing like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. And I'm slapping myself silly. And I'm only like 11 or 12. And I'll never forget my teacher, Mrs. Dinstein. Mrs. Dinstein grabbed me in front of all the girls and boys. She grabbed me by the arm and yanked me out to the hallway. And she said, Mr. Brennan, what the hell is wrong with you? She said, what would you think of me if I sat there in front of the classroom all day slapping myself silly in front of everybody? And I said, Mrs. Dinstein, I said, I'd probably laugh myself. I said, I think it'd be the funniest thing in the world. And she said, Mr. Brennan, get back in the classroom and knock off this nonsense. And that's just one story. But I didn't care because I was making other people hysterical, by doing something very stupid.
And that's the other funny thing about school, finding it there, because you're not supposed to be funny, so it hits even harder. You know what I mean? There's that almost jailhouse feeling to being in 5th grade, 6th grade, and any joke gets over.
Yeah, because you know why, too? You're disrupting the class. But as a kid, I'm not thinking I'm being disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just know that the other kids are pissing themselves, so I just keep doing shit that makes them laugh.
Sure.
And that goes like you just said. That goes all the way back as far as I can remember to like 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Ever since I was in school, I would say.
Well, I also think it's the unusual thing that it wasn't about wordplay. It was about character work, And I think what makes all the Jerky Boys stuff work is character stuff.
Totally, absolutely. And that gets back to what we were saying before, because the characters, they are so true to where they came from. For example, like if I take Frank Rizzo, that's one of everybody's people go nuts over Frank. They go nuts over all the characters, but Frank is one of the originals, and I stay so true to that character. I exaggerate almost purposely to make a cartoon character, but what I'm doing is I'm taking the best traits that make me laugh of my dad, and I'm speaking just like him, and then I'm turning it into this cartoon character. And by the way, if you spoke to my father, he ran major high-rise buildings in New York City on Park Avenue and Fifth Avenue, and he and his brothers. His brothers were famous in their own right. There were 5 brothers from Ireland, and they all ran these Fifth Avenue, Park Avenue buildings, and so my father was very well spoken. But in the family, you still come from an Irish family and a bunch of kids, and if you pissed him off, once you pissed off my father, all that straight, street nice talk, that went to the side, and it was like, get the fuck over here, you stupid little motherfucker. And then it becomes this gruff like monster that comes out of a shell, almost like the Hulk. And that is Frank Rizzo. And if you saw my father, you had a chance. My father passed away in 2000. But if you ever had a chance to sit with my mother or my father, you probably put your hands to your face and want to laugh right in their face, because you wouldn't see it all the time, but you would definitely hear where those characters came from.
What was your mother's background?
My mom, she was just a house mom, take care of the kids, because, we had, 5 kids, trying to raise 5 kids, throughout the late 50s, early 60s, and into the 70s. So it was a different ball game. My father, he was in the city, trying to balance, a couple of different jobs, and so it was a pretty amazing life. My mom was a strict mom, very strict mom. But she would do odds and end jobs. Like I remember in the 70s, my mom would do. She was an answering service before there were answering machines. I'm not sure if you remember back then they had answering service. My mom worked for a place called Bell's. Bell's answering service on 79th Street, I believe, or 80th Street in New York City. And she was actually Gene Simmons from Kiss, Brooke Shields, and John Travolta. My mom was their operator. So she answered calls and took messages for just three of them, is just three that I can remember. But that's pretty, yeah. Gene Simmons would send my mother a giant chocolate record, a giant chocolate record every Christmas. I'll never forget that as a kid.
Wow, of course not, because those were like three of the biggest stars of the 70s. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Those were three 70s icons.
They were monsters. I remember when Gene Simmons hit with Kiss, I believe I was 13 or 14. So it was amazing, years later in I believe 1979, 80, as a 19-year-old to see Gene Simmons sending my mom a giant chocolate record. I thought that was very cool.
We're talking with Johnny Brennan. The first Jerky Boys album in 20 years is set to debut in November. Select tracks from it will be airing all Labor Day weekend long on Sirius XM's Comedy Greats, Channel 94. I was always curious about this, Johnny. How do you know at one point, like this is a good call? Are you in it for a while, or can you tell right away?
Well, you know what? It's a funny thing with the Jerky Boys, because each character is so beloved. For example, I have a call. It's a really hard question. It's a great question. And it's hard in the sense that everything is subjective, I guess, because let's say I could be going along with something that I may not think is really working that well, but when it's all done and it's packaged or it's put on the side and people hear it, they pick out things that I didn't even think of, or that make them feel amazing or that they love. And they're like, Johnny, I'm telling you, and that's the beauty of the Jerky Boys calls. You listen to them more than once. And that's when you start to say, you know what, that particular call is growing on me. For example, I have one that it's just a call where I think I do it in my either my gay voice or my the Puerto Rican transvestite voice. I don't remember which one it is. And I say out of the blue, it's not even really a call. It's just hello and hey, how you doing? What's going on? And I just out of the blue, I say, ooh, I smell bacon. Do you smell bacon? And the other person is it ends. The call ends. And I said, basically I said, what the fuck was that? And sure enough, people to this day, they absolutely go nuts. And it was just a few words, just a couple of words were said back and forth. So, now there's other ones that I'll go into and I'll say to myself, well, I'm in the middle of the call. Let's say you pick out Juggy Gales, the famous Juggy Gales call to the Brill Building, and it's all about the Hucklebuck, on Jackie Gleason, the Hucklebuck.
Yeah.
So the whole premise is it was an inside job. Somebody gave me this number. I believe I was working for Budweiser at DVD Needham, and I got a phone number for Juggy Gales, who, if you look him up, you can Google Juggy Gales. He was one of the most famous producers in music history, and he helped produce the Hucklebuck. And if you watch The Honeymooners, you'll see Ralph Cramden and everybody on the Hucklebuck they're dancing the Hucklebuck. Frank Sinatra did the Hucklebuck. So it was a very, very, very big thing at its time. And so I got a chance to actually speak to Juggy on an inside job. And if you ever Google the call, it'll blow your mind. Now that particular call, as I'm going and going and going, I know in my heart this call is very, very special. And these calls also cost me a fortune. This particular Juggy Gales call, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, cost $5,000 for the clearance. And the clearance took somewhere like 3 or 4 years to get. So there are certain calls that while I'm doing them, I say to myself, this is probably, I don't ever say definitely, I say this is probably going to be massive. And usually I would say 99% of the time, just like the way you said it, I think you kind of know. But there's some of them that I do, and I just think they're so obscure, and yet they become tremendous hits.
Was Gleason a guy for you when you were a kid?
I love Jackie Gleason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love Jackie. I think I think Jackie Gleason was one of the greatest talents the world has ever seen.
I wouldn't have drawn that line to you, but now that you bring it up, Gleason had that thing where he's being aggressive and yet there's something in his personality that it's not going to turn to violence. It's sweet, and I think that the same thing happens with the Jerky Boys.
I would agree with that. And and I used to tell everybody it's so hysterically funny when you look at Jackie Gleason overall. He is my dad. Like if you saw a picture of my dad and a picture of Jackie Gleason, the only difference is my dad, wasn't as heavy as Jackie Gleason, but he had the exact same hair and he had the exact same explosive behavior. So there's a great example. And I always said my father was a great combination of Moe from the Three Stooges and Jackie Gleason. So, and it was exactly the way I was raised. My father, because don't forget the Three Stooges are many, many, many moons, sure, into the past. And also the greatest comedy team, the longest running comedy team in history, over 6-7 decades. But what happened was I grew up, my father now, he's born in the 30s and he's growing up the way he grew up and what he grew up with. And maybe that bled into our family, Irish background. And my father, if I did something, here's a good example. If I did something, or if I was, let's say, hammering a nail and I was just a kid and I was trying to help him put up a board and I hit the nail the wrong way and I bent the nail, I was already nervous hammering the nail because I knew if I did something fucked up, he's going to fucking be all over top of me. So as soon as I bend the nail the wrong way and he's like, "What are you doing, you pigeon face fuck?" He says, "Is there something wrong with you? You can't hit the nail straight?" So as a little kid, you'd literally shit your pants if you had to work with my dad. And that's the way he would talk to me. He would talk to my buddies. So if we're helping my dad with any project around the house, all my friends, just like me, are scared shitless because that's the way he spoke to you. And if you listen closely, take an episode of Ed Norton says to Jackie Gleason's sitting at the table eating peanut butter. And Ed Norton says, "Oh, I love peanut butter, Ralph." And he says to him, he goes, "Hey, Ralph, is that the crunchy kind?" And Ralph says to him, "Yeah, Norton, it's the crunchy kind. And you know how you're going to tell? He said, when I hit you off the side of the head, you're going to see it's the crunchy." He said something along those lines.
Right.
But see, that is exactly how I grew up. If I said something stupid like that to my father, if I said, "Hey, Dad, is that is that the crunchy kind of peanut butter?" That might be something my father would turn around and say to me. And that's how I grew up, and I always thought it was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, it's definitely comedic anger. And like I said, when you're watching The Honeymooners, his wife isn't really worried that she's going to be punched in the face. He's just threatening this all the time, That's the beauty of it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and that's why when you look back through time, you can pick out comedians that were just, they stood alone. And when you see, different things that were invented or created, and then they were constantly bit off of for the rest of time. Like a lot of the things that the Three Stooges came up with. To this day, people are still ripping off the slapstick. Even over the last, 4 decades, people are still trying to rip off Jerky Boys, the angles, the characters. It can never be done because these characters come from my heart. They come from my family. They come from real people. And it's a wonderful thing. And when you see, if you ever watched Smokey and the Bandit.
Sure.
This is an example of, you can't, Burt Reynolds knows greatness. No matter where you pull this guy to come, no matter where you ask Jackie Gleason to play, he comes on there and it's basically like everybody else get the fuck out of the way. This guy, that scene when he gets out of the car and he's got a cigarette lighter and he's lighting a cigarette and he just gets these boys and he puts them up against a van and he lights his cigarette and he takes his boot and he kicks this one kid right up the ass. And he's like, "Now that is an attention getter." And just every line that Jackie Gleason delivers, it's just perfect Jackie Gleason.
Right, and nobody else is going to get a laugh with that line. It has to only be him.
That's exactly right. Yep.
You brought up music. What did you play? What were you interested in when you were playing music?
I'm a guitar player. I still play guitar. I play drums. I can dabble with a little bit of bass guitar, but I'm really a guitar player. I like playing with the piano a little bit. I'm not, far from a piano player, but I really do love playing with it. But essentially guitar and drums.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me. So many of the old time comics were drummers first. And a lot of that has to do, of course, is understanding timing, how to bring it in. It's not as prevalent as it used to be, but a lot of times it was just the funny drummer who was jumping in, at the mountains and in between sets ended up becoming a comic. It was over and over again. Yeah.
Yes. See, and that's why I say this is like one of the most interesting interviews because it's exactly how I feel about so many things. I've always wanted to be a drummer. That was my main instrument that I ever wanted to play. If I was a little boy, my mother bought me 2 drum sets. My sister destroyed both of them. I had my first drum set when I was 3, but I always wanted to be a drummer. Then I get a chance to be in a band with my best friend who says to me, I tried, I can't, it's just too hard. Can you play the guitar, John, please? It's just, I can't do it. I said, but all I ever wanted to do was be a drummer. And he said, please. So I said, oh, geez, all right, fuck it, I'll play the guitar. So I started playing the guitar, and that was it. So that became my main instrument, but I still made sure I stuck with the drums. But to get to what you were saying, you're 1,000% right. Think about it. Jerry Lewis was an incredible drummer. Johnny Carson was a great drummer. One of my all-time favorite performers ever, Sammy Davis Jr., was an incredible drummer. And you could go on and on and on. But there will never be a showman like that era, the Rat Pack and those guys that came up through that time. There will never be talent like that again. There's a video of Sammy Davis Jr. You see him. He starts on the drums, I believe, or he starts singing, then he goes to the drums, then he goes to the piano, then he goes over here, he goes over there, and then he dances. Guys like that, you'll never see again. I believe in my heart you will never see those kinds of guys again.
Oh, of course. Dean Martin's timing is still some of the best of all time. If you go back and hear his laughs on those Rat Pack things, there's really not a punchline. It's more that the pause.
Yes.
Brings you in so much.
Yes. And I consider myself very lucky. I have 2 daughters that their phones and their whole catalog is all Rat Pack music, Rat Pack Live, the jokes. My oldest daughter, who's 25, she's an incredible drummer. And my younger daughter, who's 17, all they listen to is classic 1920s, 1930s, 1940s. Through the 50s, and they listen to today's music as well, but that the kids like. But right. Their catalog is primarily all throwback, which I am so proud to see that because it'll go on into the next generation with their children.
Wow. Johnny Brennan sitting in with us. The first Jerky Boys album in 20 years set to debut in November, and select tracks from it will be airing all Labor Day weekend long on SiriusXM's Comedy Greats. Now, when you first started doing these tapes, I know that they were being passed around a little bit, and then the break was Howard Stern show.
Yeah, when I did the original bootleg, we did that. I'm talking, man, it's decades and decades ago. So it's a long, long time ago. And I just kind of forgot about it, And Kamal, who used to come over to my house at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, we'd be up doing this stuff. And he's a great bass player. Kamal is a great bass player. And he was in bands and playing with Miles Evans, who's the godson of Miles Davis, and wow. Kamal's playing with all these tremendous musicians in Lower Manhattan, and Kamal, we take the tapes and stuff because I was making all these tapes for my brothers, and then Kamal's listening to them like a year later, and he's hysterical, pissing himself on the floor. I said, what are you being a ball buster for? And he gets up off the floor, and he's literally got tears in his eyes. He's crying. He says, what are you talking about? I'm being serious. I've never heard anything like this in my life. And then Kamal would start coming over late at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, bringing me some Indian food and stuff like that. And because his father owned all the restaurants on 6th Street on Restaurant Row, which is another pretty amazing story. His father started all those restaurants. But anyway, that's an amazing story in itself. But anyway, so Kamal would come over, we'd start doing some stuff, and and then weeks and months would go by, and I wouldn't give it a second thought. I wouldn't even, because I was busy. I think I was in scaffold, but I don't even know what the hell. I was doing a million different things at the time. And so I think it was a family reunion in the early 80s. And somebody came over to me and said, Johnny, you don't know, you don't understand. Your stuff is everywhere at my campus up at school in Buffalo. Other cousins, it must be a couple of hundred people, big family. And other cousins are coming up to me. Yeah, John, me too, man. It's all over the colleges. It's all over the campuses. And Howard Stern and Mark Parento up in Boston, they're all talking about you. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It must be a tape that you made. It sounds just like Uncle Tony. And when they say that, they're talking about my dad. So they're saying it sounds just like Uncle Tony. I said, yeah, those are the tapes I made for Joe and my brothers, Joe and Anthony. And I was just making those tapes for fun. And they're like, well, John, guess what? Those tapes are everywhere. And that's around the time Howard Stern put out a call to the audience. He put out a call to his audience. He said, if anyone knows who this Frank Rizzo guy is, please call into the show. I've got to know. This is the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. And that's pretty much how it hit the ground running.
So did you go in after that, or what happened?
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff going on at that point now, because Howard Stern was talking about it. He was playing my stuff every day. And this is a long time ago, a very long time ago. And then I believe it was Atlantic Records, Select and Atlantic Records, that came forward and wanted to see, can we really get this guy? Is this guy really available? And so that's when I had to come out of the woodwork, because other people were trying to take credit and say it was them, and they were doing that by the thousands. So then Atlantic Records said that a voice print is more accurate than a fingerprint. And then once I came forward and I came into the office up at the record company, as soon as I spoke, they were like, oh my God, here he is. This is the guy. And they all knew. And then I was able to tell them the things I incorporated into the routines that nobody else could understand or know who they were. So then all these copycats, then they all started running to the hills. So then, so the record company then knew that they had the right guy.
Well, and part of that was just the kind of strange slang that you would put with these characters.
Well, yeah, not just the slang, but the people. For example, Brett Weir. Brett Weir, when I call that famous call looking for Brett Weir, is that too bright? Is that too bright?
You're good.
Okay, I do that famous call looking for Brett Weir, and the beauty of it is Brett Weir never got on the phone, because had Brett got on the phone, that would have been it. It would never have, so Brett never got on the phone, and then you have the amazing, get Brett Weir, I said, one of the most famous Jerky Boys calls of all time. But it was all just a wonderful falling into place, like a puzzle. And because of that, I think that's the magic,
Well, of course, the other magic is these albums sold like no comedy albums ever sell.
Well, I just got word. From what I understand, I just got word from. There's a project going on right now. I don't know if I should probably, because I really don't think I'm at liberty of telling, but I got information that my Jerky Boys record, Jerky Boys 2, is in the top 5 of all comedy records in history, which is, if that's true, which I was told it was, is astounding. It's amazing. And nothing ever, and the funny thing is, New York Times said it was the largest bootleg in history. And with all of that being said, the record still moved multi-platinum, selling over and over, because people just fell in love with the Jerky Boys characters.
It's funny too. I don't know whether you ever heard the early Bob Newhart stuff. And a lot of that was also timing, but there was no one on the other end of the phone. He was just playing it out by himself. But I always thought that there was a connection there as well with that kind of timing.
Yeah, a funny story. A funny story. I was in DDB Needham, I believe, and I was recording. It might have been Jerky Boys 3 or 4, and I looked down, and there's a bunch of old records there, right? And I'm looking, and I see on the cover it's a young man with the telephone in his hand, and I look, and I take a closer look, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Bob Newhart, and I was blown away, because I believe it was 1961, and I think that's the year that I was born.
Wow.
Which is really pretty amazing. And I heard recently that it was the first comedy record, or one of the first comedy records ever hit #1 in Billboard magazine.
Yes, it was.
And my Jerky Boys 2 that I just told you about, that also hit #1 in Billboard magazine.
Yeah, and these are, it's impossible to pull off.
Right.
It was.
And what's really funny about it? When I did it, when I hit #1 in Billboard, I was up against Green Day. I was up against Pearl Jam. I was up against whoever you can think of, the biggest name bands. And funny enough, I tell this story because it's very funny. You got to hear it. I get a phone call at my mom's house. I believe it was 91 or 92. They said, Johnny, the record label is on the phone. They got a quick question they want to ask you. They got some guys on the phone. Turns out there's a band on the phone. They have a debut album coming out. They called me to get my permission if they could name their album after my famous skit, Pablo Honey. So I said to the band, guys, you got my blessing. Good luck. Good luck. And then I hung up the phone. I got off the phone, and my mom's like, what was that all about? I said, I don't know, some fucking band. They want to use the name of my Pablo Honey skit. And that band, Radiohead, chased me up the frickin' charts. Jerky Boys #1 and Radiohead #2 with Pablo Honey. Now that's a great story.
You must have felt like you were crazy when all this was happening. You know what I mean? Like the kismet of that alone is insane.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. That's why I love to tell that story. And funny enough, Billboard magazine sent me a plaque. So I have a plaque in my den that was sent to me by Billboard magazine of that particular event. Jerky Boys 1 and Radiohead #2 with Pablo Honey. And you're right. It is amazing while this is happening. And I've got somebody just sent me recently, Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl, his producer had him come into his office for like the first time in 30 years. And Dave Grohl sat down and listened to some stuff his producer had that they were mixing. And with some song called Rent, they were mixing in my skit, one of my Jerky Boy skits. So the producer plays it for Dave Grohl, and Dave Grohl's like, he's like, oh my God, the Jerky Boys. And it's just, and then I have also video of Nirvana when they were just kids doing all my slang, all Jerky Boy slang when they were just kids. So it is really, really, truly amazing.
Johnny, this was really fun, man. Congratulations for everything. These stories are just great. The first Jerky Boys album in 20 years set to debut in November. Select tracks all weekend long on SiriusXM's Comedy Greats, Channel 94. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, I want to thank you very much, and I appreciate it greatly. And I want to just always give a big shout out to the fans. Without the fans, you're nothing. And I just want to, my fans are amazingly diehard. I can't say enough about them. And I want to thank you again for having me on.
This was great. I'll see you next time, my friend. Take care.
Thank you very much.
The Bennington Show has ended, but you can always listen to it on demand on the SiriusXM app and on SiriusXM.com.
Coming up next on Faction Talk, Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Andrew Yang is the man. Kids love that song.
Of course they do.
It's a big meme.
We should come on the show.
I've slid into his DM. I'm working on it a little bit.
I gotta tell you, I'm liking Andrew Yang more and more.
He's the fucking man. You know math means make America think harder? It's not just math. He likes math and...
No, it don't. That's not what it stands for.
What does it stand for?
My ass tingles, homie. I know.
Well, I guess that's true.
Bad.
So that's true.
Yep.
Live, next on Faction Talk, Sirius XM 103.
BPM is teaming up with the Tim Bergling Foundation for the Avicii Birthday Tribute for Mental Health Awareness Week. Hear exclusive sets, stories, and interviews from some of Avicii's closest family and friends like Aloe Black, David Guetta, Armin van Buuren, and more. Plus an exclusive, never-before broadcast Avicii set from Japan. The Avicii Birthday Tribute for Mental Health Awareness Week. Starting Tuesday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on BPM, Channel 51, and on the SiriusXM app.
Play fantasy football with the official fantasy app of the NFL, and you can live out your football fantasies. Let's go! Win exclusive prizes, including a trip to the Super Bowl. Plan a touchdown celebration with DK Metcalf.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
or an epic fantasy playoffs party with your league at Caesars Palace. Download the NFL Fantasy app or visit fantasysweeps.nfl.com to learn more about the NFL Fantasy Sweepstakes, presented by Caesars Rewards. No purchase necessary. Ends October 19th. For rules and eligibility, visit fantasysweeps.nfl.com.
The following is a public notice for people suffering with fibromyalgia symptoms. Researchers from the University of Illinois College of Medicine have developed the first definitive blood test for the biomarkers of fibromyalgia. Those who test positive may qualify for an FDA-approved clinical trial of a breakthrough symptom-eliminating treatment. Previously, a fibromyalgia diagnosis could not be confirmed. Now, participants can have definite confirmation of this debilitating disease. The test is covered by nearly all insurance plans, and FM Test can even arrange to have your blood test done by a licensed medical professional in the comfort and security of your own home. If you suffer from chronic fatigue, mental fogginess, or chronic pain, it may be fibromyalgia. Take this opportunity to get the first and only definitive test. If you test positive, you could be among the first to receive a breakthrough treatment formulated to eliminate all fibromyalgia symptoms. Space is limited, so go now to myfmtest.com. That's myfmtest.com. myfmtest.com.
Have you been denied credit? Are you paying high interest rates because of a low credit score? Join the thousands of people who've relied on creditrepair.com to help rebuild their credit score.
I went to get my first car. I had to get a used car, high interest, and so I knew that things were done from there.
For over 15 years, we've helped thousands with their search for solutions to credit issues. We communicate with you, your creditors, and the credit bureaus with a unique approach designed to remove items like late payments, collections, charge-offs, liens, bankruptcy, and foreclosures that are unfair or inaccurate.
And I've gone up 40 points already.
There are many services offering to tell you your credit score and even monitor it for you. But what good is just knowing your credit score when what you really need is to fix it? Credit Repair members see a significant improvement in their credit scores month after month. Call now to get your no-obligation credit consultation, including your free credit score and free summary credit report. Don't delay. Call 800-552-6980. That's 800-552-6980. 800-552-6980. Not available in all states.
If you're in debt to the IRS, there's good news. Optima Tax Relief can help you resolve your tax debt right from the safety of your own home. Optima's award-winning team works with you online and over the phone, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home to put your tax problems to rest. Optima's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and standing by, ready to help you today. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-901-3022. 800-901-3022.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show.
September is Classical Music Month, and you're invited to join Symphony Hall on an epic journey through sounds past and present. The 9 Symphonies of Beethoven, Long Long's intimate new recording of the Goldberg Variations, and Chick Corea's classical side. Classical Music Month on Symphony Hall, Channel 76, and the SiriusXM app.
Hi, I'm Greg Miner. As the founder of a small business, I know firsthand how difficult it can be to manage through cash flow problems. When I tried to borrow money, the banks wouldn't touch me, and I got a lot of fast talk from loan brokers. That's why we founded Merchant Capital Source 10 years ago, to help small business owners like you get the funding you need without getting the runaround. We'll fund your business from $5,000 to $200,000, and because we're a direct lender, there's no middleman to cause delays or cost you money. If you've been in business for 6 months and have sales of at least $15,000 per month, we can approve you within hours and put cash in your account within 3 days. The process is fast and easy, and the best part is that no tax returns, financial statements, or business plans are necessary. Experience the Merchant Capital Source difference and get cash for your business today.
Apply online at mcscash.com or call 800-231-6191. That's 800-231-6191. 800-231-6191.
Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lender's Law license.
Hey folks, the average ScoreMaster user is adding 61 points to their credit score in 20 days or less. I'm David, CEO of ScoreMaster.com, the new science to super boost your credit score. Imagine what you could do with an extra 61 points, especially right now. Let's say you want a new car, but first you use ScoreMaster to raise your credit score that average of 61 points. You'd save $9,000 on the typical 5-year car loan. That's 9 G's. Now, what if you use ScoreMaster before you apply for a typical home loan and raise your score just that average 61 points? You would save tremendously on your down payment and almost $80,000 over the life of your loan. You heard that right, $80,000. Results may vary, but ScoreMaster puts you in control of your finances, not the banks. Immediately see how many plus points you can add to your credit score. Go to ScoreMaster.com/XM. That's ScoreMaster.com/XM.
Your timeshare sits empty. Travel restrictions and quarantine is the new normal. Over and over you have heard, we are all in this together. Meanwhile, your timeshare sits empty and useless. Month after month, your timeshare company demands your maintenance, mortgage, and assessment fees, amounting to thousands of dollars per year out of your pocket for nothing. Start the freedom process. Let Timeshare Freedom Group free you from your overpriced, unavailable timeshare. Thousands have done it. Now it's your turn. The leaders in the industry, Timeshare Freedom Group, has decades of experience canceling timeshares worldwide, legally and permanently. We're so good at it, we even offer a 100% money-back guarantee. You can keep wasting your money or dump your timeshare in 2020. Start the freedom process. Call Timeshare Freedom Group now because you have better things to do with your money. 866-44-CANCEL. That's 866-44-CANCEL. 866-44-CANCEL.
Timeshare Freedom Group, we set you free.
Guys, are you ready to create your own barber grade experience at home? Choose from Crimo's line of barber grade grooming products, which are designed to give you the same feeling as a trip to the barber shop. Like our impossibly slick shave cream that fights razor burn, Crimo Beard and Scruff Cream, which helps reduce itch, and our collection of hair care products, including our new no mix, no mess hair and beard color. Discover your ultimate barber grade experience at home today. Look for Crimo barber grade products at major retailers and on Amazon.
It's the best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Welcome to the show.
Look at that hippie.
I've never seen your legs.
I know, thank God.
They're not bad.
I requested you were on this with me.
Thank
I know
you.
we're not thrilled with you to tell you the truth.
absolutely.
It's been a rough morning.
It's been a
Ricky.
disaster.
Ricky, it hasn't been good.
You were playing Atlantic City and you came in.
I drove in last night. Yeah,
how's the
because it was
hotel?
you.
All right. How's the hotel?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's the Borgata. But if you weren't here, I think I'd drive in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really thinks this is going to make his showbiz career.
No, it doesn't. No, because I like doing radio with Ricky because he's generous. He gets good comedy. He can see a fraud. He knows what's going on. you know what I mean?
You never let me down either.
No,
I asked what is he wearing, but they didn't say a baseball cap on backwards, and that is a thrill.
Yeah, he looks like a Dominican 6-year-old.
I didn't want to fix my hair this morning, so I just don't.
You've got more hair than me as well.
Yeah,
that's
so does Norton.
So, oh God! But I was thinking on the way in, right? With my body, your head and neck, and his hands, we could make one good turtle. What are we talking about? What's going on?
I mean, we've been trying to talk about just about anything, but somehow progressively through the morning, we started okay.
The wheels came off after the first break.
I mean, Rich has been slowly taking off those little lug nuts ever since he got
First
here.
of all, you're supposed to take control like Opie did. You don't take control.
You already did an Opie reference.
Yeah, you did.
I know. You got over once. It's not going to get over
That was
again.
last week, not this week.
That was literally 1 second ago.
Oh, you're right. You're right again. You're right on that one. But what I'm saying is, here's the thing.
Okay.
You tell me, you asked me to go to Vimeo, log on. I've never done it on my stupid phone. I could barely see.
He's upset about stuff today, and he's upset about other stuff.
They were supposed to pay for my little things.
Pay for your
they
what?
Were supposed to pay for my hotel.
That's what I asked about, but you said it was great.
You know,
he needs the one he's working at in Atlantic City, not the one he's staying in.
Oh, what's the one like here?
It's okay. I was only there for 4 hours.
I thought you lived here. Don't you live in New York?
New Jersey. I live in.
Okay,
it's an hour away.
Yeah,
is it? It's not worth it.
So I couldn't go from AC to there.
Right.
So they say they're going to pay for my hotel. I get to the hotel, they go, it's not paid for. And I don't want to deal with it. Listen, you know.
Listen.
What I'm saying is, so now they say they pay for it.
Don't you get paid for this show?
No one does. They don't even get paid. What are you kidding me?
No, I
This
don't
is
get
fucking-
paid.
No.
No, I do it for the fun of it.
Yeah, I do it to get the 6 people.
Well,
in
he
the
complained
room.
in the hotel and they got pissed off at him.
No, I didn't complain. No,
He was
they-
like, I think there's been a rape up there.
Sneaking in the
So you got there, right? You got there, right? And they said, you said it's all paid for, right?
Yeah.
By my company, Sirius.
And what
right?
time is this, by the way?
I'm
Is
a
it the
bit-
middle of the night?
1:30.
You said I'm a big shot. I've flown in from Atlantic City.
I
right?
drove in.
Drove in,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I need a room to crash, right? And they said, oh, it's not paid for.
No, they said, first, you're wrong. I walked in. I never been there before. They said, welcome, Mr. Voss. They knew me. And I've done TV. So they were big fans. And I said, yeah, this is all taken care of. And they said, no, it's not. I go, well, they did it. I go, they did it on booking.com. So I wrote, I didn't
That's how all the big stars do it.
Why would you say that like that? Proved your point.
Yes.
I think you're fine. They did it on. I'm telling you, they didn't. Okay. Booking.com. No, I'm telling you, they didn't do it, Mr. Voss.
Check the booking.com column.
That is how you prove you're a big actor, though, and a big star. You know, Travelocity.
Listen, you fucking idiots. Well, when you go on like a Priceline or a booking, I don't know booking. I do Priceline myself, and automatically you pay Priceline, you go to the hotel it's already paid for.
Right.
So when the company here said they went to booking.com, I would figure it's like Priceline already paid for. So the hotel
Is that what
said-
you do when you're on tour, Ricky? Do you go through Priceline?
Well, I
Hold
think
on.
it shows a massive amount of disrespect for him, for this company. He's already doing this for free.
Yes.
I've requested him
You
to
have.
be
Thank
here.
you. Yeah.
Then they put him in a hotel,
Right.
That's not even. How much was it? Was the bill?
It's $183. Oh wait, maybe 186. I got it.
He's actually going to hand Ricky the bill and thinks he's getting a cash stipend.
183.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're down on the deal.
Down. I'm down financially, mentally, spiritually. Everything you could be down on. I have
He's
to
actually
go buy
lost-
something to fill this emptiness when I leave here.
What are you going to go for?
The jewelry district. No, I don't know. Nothing sneak. Just something to fill. Something.
Jewelry.
No,
He
no, I'm
answered
going.
seriously.
Yeah, he does.
What?
Like he wants to give the
I'm gonna
He
go.
set you up for a joke. What are you going to do to Phil? And you're like, I don't know. Maybe I'll,
Something comes. Something.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nothing. Not
Listen
that big
to
of a
fucking-
deal.
Hey, wait. You're talking about me saying something funny? Fuck off. Are you kidding me? My 11-year-old is funnier. This guy
Rich,
is,
it's your job.
It is true.
It's not my no.
Your
I
job
came
is
in
to
as
be
a guest.
funny. You're a comedian.
No, he's an
That's
actor.
true.
You have him come in and do a scene. You
Sure,
fucking
Ricky,
idiot.
he's pretending to
No,
like you.
No.
Oh God.
So listen, I'm a guest. You want to interview me? Go ahead. I got some
No.
answers. You know, I'm not going
I
to come
got
in here and
I interviewed you last time. I found out all about you. You started and when you used to go
Oh, that's
Doing
right.
crack and
drugs
Yeah,
and
with
yeah,
like 20 minutes
short
on you.
shorts
Yeah.
and yeah.
And then I saw a picture of you with no teeth and the Jerry curl.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
That's right.
Yeah.
Someone showed me that. Who showed me that? I think Roland showed me it.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the 80s?
They would
Yeah.
have like Mountain Dew mouth almost.
That was
where the teeth were
incredible.
missing. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
lived an
was it-
incredible life, but the life experience has left him with no knowledge. It's
Oh,
the
really?
oddest
Really?
thing
No,
you've
sorry.
ever seen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but guess what?
So, go on. What are you going to say? Do you agree with? Do you agree with
No,
Sam?
no, no,
firstly,
no, because
Let's do
Put your
that.
glasses down. Put your glasses down.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh,
By the way,
on stage, I'm a fucking monster.
True.
And all
Yeah,
of the
right.
experiences and knowledge I went through, I fucking, I fail when I'm doing stand-up.
You crush every time.
Every time.
the majority of the
and-
time you do very well.
No. Listen to me. Fucking blinking.
By the way,
What?
look at the glasses of the fucking. You see the glasses?
Look at the
Hey.
sticker.
What's the sticker
It says
say?
wide
Wide
frames.
frames. He forgot to take the sticker off his fucking glasses.
I bought 5 pairs. I bought 5 pairs at the dollar store, and sometimes I forget to take the
How do
sticker
they know
off.
they're for you though? Are they
They're
just?
250s.
Oh, you know that they do a
You know your
Every
prescription.
couple of years I go up 25.
right.
So
Okay.
250.
Okay.
Do you want me to? This is true. This is how fucked up I. This is no lie, and it might not be funny, but it's true.
Okay.
I was getting a
That's what's
physical.
The odds are.
I was getting a physical last week or the week before. You get a physical. And,
Sure.
Yeah.
So the doctor, and I pull my pants down and he's touching it, and I said to my doctor, it's so much nicer when it's hard. Right? Just because I felt so insecure. Because I felt insecure.
Hilarious.
And he's
hilarious.
I felt so insecure that he's grabbing my soft, and I go,
Dick.
I swear to God, it's just a lady in the room. I felt so much nicer and her that and he goes, I don't want to see it that way. He told me, but that's how insecure I was.
But he didn't laugh. He didn't
oh yeah,
he did laugh.
He laughed, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's funny. Yeah, I can say anything to him.
But you can say anything to anyone and they laugh.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's what you do for a living.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So hold on. So this is a relationship. You knew this doctor already, or did you just took a chance with some? Oh, right, great. Okay.
Years.
Yeah, I have a different one every time, so I probably. I'd never make that sort of joke with a doctor just in case, because I don't think in case it went badly, I can. Yeah. Then you're there.
Yeah.
It's not like
really?
You can't move on. You can't move on, can you? Really?
I said
this killed last night. Yeah. Oh God.
That's only a great joke if you say it to a pediatrician.
No, I said. I said it when he gave me a prostate check.
Voss did, by the way, Voss did the finger poking forward.
That's what he does. So probably, I turned around and I said, "That's all you got?" I've said that. Because he's funny. We've been there for years,
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm 58.
fisted.
I've had the finger now for probably 8 years, and it's still awkward. It's two grown men. It's still awkward when he says, can I give you a rectal exam?
Well, don't do it in a van.
And every day, you're back again, doctor. I'm sure I've got cancer. I'm sure I've got cancer. Okay,
could you double check?
The guy last night did it with his tongue.
All right, just relax.
I know.
Now let me check
awkward.
you, doc.
Doesn't it feel like it's high up as well? Like they really go for it. Like it's not like it's like they really push. They feel like they're about a foot in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
The grossness is, and you know this, is when they're done all that waxy oil.
The oil, that's the part I hate the most.
Yeah. Ugh, dripping, and you know what I mean.
I've heard. It's only a rumor, right? But you can do it without that now. They can tell in
blood test.
Urine,
can tell.
yeah, urine as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant without the oil. I was
no,
like,
I think
maybe
I think imagine Voss giving you look at those fucking fat
I can
fingers
absolutely
up there.
imagine. Yeah, all 5 of them curled into a fist.
At least take the sovereign rings off. Yeah.
Caligula.
Yeah, you can do blood test, but that's no fun.
So
have you done a colonoscopy?
No.
I did one.
I've never had anything major done. The worst thing I've ever had done probably is like root canal. Right? I've never had any. I just want it to go away.
Well, just as a test, though, the colonoscopy doesn't fix anything. It just kind of checks you out.
I know. I suppose the next few, however long I live now, are going to be all the years where all the terrible things are going to have to be done to me, aren't they? Eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no.
They knock you out. It's not a bad test. You
Well,
literally
some
it goes off, you wake up, and you're fine.
Some people
But what
do
about
it
the
awake.
prep?
Some people do it
I
awake.
took propofol. I was up 15 minutes later. I felt fine. Like, everything's great.
But don't you have to prep yourself? Like take all of like the stuff,
drink the
beforehand
Barium or
and
whatever the
shit
night
everything
Worse,
out.
what's
and-
the one? Kidney stones.
I had that.
Up your.
They put a
urethra
tube.
catheter.
Yeah.
They put a tube in my
Your
after I had
urethra.
in my penis. And after
He literally sounds like he's on the stand talking to a doll.
Listen.
Just like that as well. Just like that.
And he took me behind the bushes.
I'm 8 years old.
And when I was done, I had it because I had mine done in lithotripsy, I think it's called, where they put you in a
I
tub.
guarantee that's not what it's called.
Definitely not what it's called.
Lithotripsy, look at it. Where they put you in a tub and they vibrate it and it explodes.
Oh
in
yeah,
you.
they can destroy the because it's tiny.
Yes.
It's tiny little bits of grit, isn't it? It's like a crystal.
Well, I was pissing out. I had a strain. I was pissing out sand. That was
Fucking
coming.
hell.
It was coming out sand, and the good
But
thing
it
is,
worked.
huh?
But it worked.
Oh yeah, this was years
Is
ago.
that how
And-
they get rid of kidney stones? I thought you had to just
Well,
piss
there's
it out.
different
and
ways.
drink.
They can dissolve them. They can destroy them with ultrasound. That it smashes up and then you piss it out and it hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Or you've got a
Surgery.
up the thing and they blast it with something, don't they? What do? Or do they remove it or?
I don't.
What
I don't
causes
think
it?
they
Is it
pull
salt?
it out.
Too much salt? What is it that causes
No,
that
it's
shit?
calcium.
Calcium, yes.
Too much calcium.
So what causes kidney stones then?
Calcium.
Like
we just
eating
said
it,
it.
What foods causes it? Or
Well,
is it lack
milk.
of water as well?
Let's break down what's in has calcium. Milk.
What
Right.
else?
Dairy.
Right?
You just said
That'd be milk.
Yeah.
You said milk.
I'm
and
just
dairy.
trying to sound smart.
Dairy is
I know.
mainly milk.
You were trying to be
I think-
condescending, like, duh.
Almost exclusively milk.
Well, how
Dairy.
many things
I
have
think-
calcium fluid?
I don't know, but isn't it lack of water as well? Can't you do it by just because it's not flushing them out?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think because when you have kidney stones, you're supposed to drink like crazy amounts of water to try to flush
and
it
that
out.
can do it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's that. Yeah.
Well, you know, can you imagine trying to pass a kidney stone, but it gets stuck halfway?
I'm sure that happens.
Halfway in you.
It's supposed to be one of the most painful things
That
ever.
and
it must
watching
be, yeah.
you do an hour are the two most. I can't. I'd rather have a kidney stone. I got greedy.
You did. We got it. Watching me is like pissing a rock through your dick. There's no need for a tag.
So what's your new show? Is it a new show? Is it a tour you're doing? This Atlantic
No,
City
we're
thing?
doing a tour. That one coming up in October.
Oh, I saw that with the
Creeps
guys
with
with the,
Kids.
what was it called?
Creeps with Kids.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love the photo as
Yeah,
well.
it's going to be great. It's all,
Yeah, hosted by Jeffrey Epstein.
I like it.
Yeah, that's.
I love the fact you did a photo shoot for it and everything. All wearing
Yeah, oh, it
black
was great.
cigars. Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
It's Foss, Ron Bennington, Jim Florentine, and
Kelly.
Bob
Bobby
Kelly. It's
Kelly.
a really great show.
5 of us.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, dear.
So, no, I'm just doing stand-up, clubs until it happens. Going to Montreal next week, And,
Is that just for laughs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, my wife and I are doing our stupid podcast here and there.
Oh,
we
really?
got
Don't
other
put yourself
things.
down, Rich.
I'm trying to sell.
No, it's a good podcast. It's funny.
It's a good
You guys are very
podcast.
funny.
Don't put yourself
Him
down.
and his wife, the fact that they don't have a show, and I sound like somebody's aunt saying that, but they're fucking hilarious together, and it shows you how much show business stinks. The fact that him and Bonnie don't have something.
Why don't you do a documentary then? Just follow each other around and edit it down.
Well, we made that one documentary called "Women Aren't Funny."
Oh,
which did real well.
Yeah,
and it was a lot of us in it.
Right.
And we were supposed to do a sequel. A network held us for a year, going, "We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for a fucking year," and then they go, "Huh."
It should be just you and Bonnie living your lives, going
Like
to do
the
gigs.
Osbournes,
They have a kid. Yes,
But with
two comedians who literally do. You wouldn't have to force any of it. None of it would be for it. It would all be legit.
You'd want somebody to direct it and produce it though, just to keep it all together.
Yes.
But it's to.
But Bonnie wants to direct. Bonnie writes and directs. She just had a fucking 3-page article in the New York Times. I mean, amazing. I got one blurb that I'm a stage hog, but it was her. I mean, my wife is fucking brilliant. It's a whole nother. She writes scripts. It's just, look.
He's holding her back.
I am.
Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah,
He's
no,
an
it's clear.
anchor.
No, she does what she does.
Is this a Sinatra song? She does what she do.
And I do what I does.
I do what I does.
Oh, she does what she do.
She does what she do.
We were all just kind of waiting for it.
She does what she do. It's amazing.
I mean, that's terrible.
We were all just kind of waiting for it. Like the longer he talked, we're like, okay, he's meandering now. He's not going
I
anywhere.
saw what you did with the little guy. Yes, that was amazing.
Yeah.
With the little bagel shop guy?
Yeah. Amazing. When he said, "I'm not going to be syllabus," right? And you went, "No, why should you be syllabus?" Right? And then you said, "The good thing about you is your bad behaviour is justified." And he went, "Thank you." Unbelievable.
He was incredible. He was absolutely
did you
incredible.
We enjoyed
You know
him.
what we're talking about? The
I
little
know
guy,
you're talking about. I didn't see
it
it.
went viral. Yeah.
Little bagel guy.
Why did you ask him why? I only saw that clip. Did you ask him why he started going crazy in the first place in the supermarket?
We talked about it.
Yeah, he was mad
got a lot
because
of built
there was
up
an Indian
anger.
woman who was working there,
Right.
and the Indian woman didn't understand egg whites that he wanted. And then when he asked 3 times for egg whites and she turned around, she snickered. And he said, "Why are you laughing at me?" And he said, "And that's when the video starts."
I see.
He's been getting laughed at his whole life.
Yeah,
and he's
no, I
just
get that.
tired of it. And
I
this was
get
just
that, yeah.
one more example. And
Yeah.
he just snaps.
I
There's a
know,
whole
but
bunch of
who
videos
was
of him
filming it, though?
yelling at people.
They started
Some
filming
woman.
it when someone went mental.
Yeah, some woman.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Although
No,
apparently he does this, like, he said he does it 1 to 2 times a week. He flips out.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not like this was built up over years. It's just probably 4 days. He hasn't flipped out. He had anger built up. He did it again.
He had literally video after video of him yelling at people. And the police had been involved multiple times. Like, he just gets
And is
very angry.
it about him being shorter?
Little
Is
guy,
it?
yeah.
And so, do you think that it's Do you think it's real that he does? Is hypersensitive to it? Like, he notices it. He notices a.
He's
look
got
or
anger issues. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's real. Like his flip outs are real. That's another thing that I think we were both kind of
real,
looking
yeah.
for to figure
Yeah, but
out if this was fake or not. And
it's legit.
It's real.
It's
he's out of
was
his
real,
mind. Yeah.
But of course now he's capitalising on it and he's
Yes,
got a bit-
exactly.
yeah, but yeah, no, I get that. If you've had 40 years of being treated like a second-class citizen or a joke, it would.
But here's the thing:
he's the punchline.
Doesn't get to
always.
Voss though. It doesn't get to Voss.
No, it doesn't.
He's just
But
goes. You use it.
He took it and empowered himself. Like literally, he should have hung himself in 1985. True, but he empowered himself and became a great comic.
Yeah, that's because I can't hang myself without slipping through it. Fucking. I stopped.
I know you did. I don't. So put your hands together.
The most fascinating thing about Bagel Guy, though, that we found out yesterday was that he was married for a period of time, and he's pissed at the world because women don't like him because he's short.
His physical shortcomings.
His physical shortcomings,
Yeah.
and we said, what went wrong between you and your wife? And he said when he met her, his preference was women with smaller breasts, and then his preference changed, and he wanted women with bigger breasts.
Right.
So he and his wife split up because her tits weren't big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kept harping on it, and she got annoyed hearing it, and then she finally left.
I mean, I do see people's problems, and I acknowledge them, and they're real. But then it says something like that, like, "Oh, so is your fault as well?" Then.
This is your fault.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you behave badly.
Yes.
Nothing to do with how short you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just an ass. I know, yeah.
Sometime the breasts will be small.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
He's an asshole who happens to be short.
But I like the fact that went viral last week, and the
Yeah.
first thing you to do is say, "Get that guy from the internet on."
I want to get his take on this.
Now,
Yeah.
how did you even find him? How do you see that sort of thing and you go, right, who is this guy?
Travis, how'd you get him? Travis got him, I think, right? I saw him when he was coming in that morning. He was outside. I'm like, he must be doing something on the
you didn't
platform.
know he was a
No,
guest?
no, we've been talking to him all weekend
But I
trying
didn't
to
know.
arrange
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
I knew we were going to get him, but I didn't know we had him yesterday, so I
Yeah.
saw him outside. I'm like, oh, maybe he's doing
But
Howard.
how'd you even find that?
Well, luckily for us, he did not shy away from publicity.
No.
Right. Oh, okay.
He decided
Right.
he wanted to lean into this.
He
thing.
wasn't shy about it. He didn't go, I don't want to talk about it. He was like, I'd love to talk about this.
Yeah,
more.
because he feels like a victim of the whole
Sure.
thing. He's not ashamed of his actions. He feels that like you saw, justified.
Yeah. Well, I suppose he treats it like a racism. Or
Ricky, he said he was the new Martin Luther King,
which we all agreed with.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
again.
Let's put him on a balcony.
Okay.
Bullets whizzing over his head.
Missed.
No stuffed animal.
God damn it, if he got out behind that potted plant.
So, what do you mean? He said he's like Martin. What does he mean by that?
He said when he
Right.
was talking about.
Oh, does he mean like leading short people to?
Yes, he's standing up for people that are short and get bullied, and then he said, "I'm a prophet. I'm the new Martin Luther King."
He said,
Right.
I'm a prophet. He said those words, I'm
Yeah.
a prophet.
But
That was in a
that
News
was
12
ironic,
interview.
though, wasn't it? That's
No.
No.
So he thinks he's gonna.
He's a
like,
prophet.
I have a
Yes.
dream that one day a tall woman.
Yes. It's going to be a very powerful speech.
For now.
A very powerful speech coming from behind a podium.
we'll walk cock in hand on the streets. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So he was great. He was absolutely.
I enjoyed him. I enjoyed talking to him. I think he has his issues, but he was
He lives in a van, he said. He
does live in a van.
Oh, does he really?
I
At the
think
moment,
maybe
he
that's
does.
why his wife left. I don't think you want to live in a van with him.
So
right?
did you? Were you all clean and everything when you met Bonnie? Then were you? Or were you?
Oh, yeah, I've been-
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Right. That's all done, right?
For years.
Right,
My kids
right,
have
good.
never seen me high.
No.
So, yeah.
Not
I was-
yet.
Yeah,
Not yet, yeah.
No.
Hey, please, if I get high, I'll die. I got.
I don't know. I was just joking.
Yeah, just go with the facts.
Now you start. now
you start. Jesus Christ! Oh God! It's like a video game. Things are coming out of everywhere. You've got to shoot. You've got to shoot them all. There's no relaxing. No, dead. Got caught again.
No.
I'm just fascinated. I'm just fascinated by it, and
Yes.
and it happens a lot. I realize I see it more in New York. Like all New York comics that have sort of made it through And you know what I mean? Working comics, they seem to have had this thing that you all went through.
Yeah, well, I mean, back
I think it's
in
because
the day-
Brits don't admit it as much. We just carry on.
Maybe
with
they have
sobriety.
to,
We
they just
die.
not- they don't talk as much.
We don't get out. We go, fuck it. Pull yourself together or die. Don't go to someone.
Right, you pick die.
Don't go and tell someone you're an alcoholic and you've got problems. That's embarrassing. Just carry on or die.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you die, you won't be embarrassed.
No, exactly. No, you'll be like Martin Luther King.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know who I got obsessed with? The British comic, Tommy Cooper.
Oh, he's amazing.
I fucking love Tommy Cooper.
He was an alcoholic. And,
was he? Yeah.
Shot to pieces. He was really worried about her. But just funny. Just walked on sweaty and.
Did you watch him as a kid growing up?
Yeah. He was like a mainstay. He was like one of the 5 comics that were always the best to be on telly. The whole family loved him. Your dad, your granddad, all the kids loved him. He was a clown. It was this guy. The joke was that he tried to do magic and he was terrible at it. He didn't, and his jokes were terrible. But you're in on it. So it was things like I went to the doctor. I said to the doctor, it hurts me when I do that, and the doctor said, don't do it then.
Yeah.
So it's just jokes like that.
Like dad jokes.
Yeah, yeah.
But rapid fire and really fucking funny.
And it was sweaty and out of control, and his magic tricks were just awful, and they wouldn't, and he'd fuck them up on purpose. So he was like a big thing.
I've watched speeches he's done, like at this thing where he's presenting at this club and he's being honored at this dinner, and he's just a funny dude. I mean,
he is. He had funny bones, and everything he did was funny, clowny, and a sweaty ball of fear. It was that classic falling down and failing for our pleasure.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, totally.
There was no... And I think that... I love that. There are these 6 slick comics. We've got them... You got them here, you got them there. And they've got a smart suit on. They do great one-liners, and they write 50 a week. But it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone to come out and tell me what a bad day they've had.
That's why you like Rich.
I know,
right?
Genuinely,
yeah,
genuinely.
Yeah.
I want the comedian to leave something of himself on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get dirty with his stuff. Whereas there's some comedians that it's as good to read their jokes as them do them.
Totally.
We don't need you're great jokes, but now just leave the paper. I'll read it on the way home.
You're
I don't
a writer.
Need, yeah, I know.
Well, they think their job is to teach you something, and it's not.
And it's not. No. And it's nothing to do with them. They're just puns.
Right.
There's nothing. These syntax and semantics are nothing to do with them. I want someone spewing up their fucking guts.
Well, the thing is, too, there's 2 different comedy. When I leave, if I left a comedy show, I want to know that person.
Yeah.
Now, the whole crew we hung out with, Norton, Patrice, myself, Colin, Bobby, we're all putting it out.
Yeah, we're all screwed up in some way.
Yes, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be fucked up to be honest. You can still be honest about your political views.
Of course,
about how you see things.
Honesty is funny.
Honesty
is funny, particularly if it's a taboo. That's already funny.
But just our whole crew is just broken toys. We're just broken, and I don't know.
No. I'm laughing because you're making great points.
And you hit the,
but your fingers are so short, and you still manage to hit the microphone while you're making these great points.
That's incredible.
I know.
That's incredible. Imagine if Martin Luther King had been fucking interrupted.
I know. The thing is,
I have a dream. We all sleep, Martin.
Yes,
I have a dream.
Fucking.
What I'm
His
saying,
dream would be to wear gloves that an adult can wear.
Yes, us 3 would have been such a better podcast than doing this. But I'm saying we would have been free of dead weight. We could have fucking just talked 3 comics and him.
Jim, would you have noticed the hitting of the microphone?
Yeah, I did. I noticed the little thing flopping. I'm like, that's not necessary.
Not necessary.
Who cares? Sometimes on stage I'll do. But you know what?
What?
I can do an audible. I know how to recover.
Do an audible.
Big. I still talked. I still went on. I made my point. But you, Mr. Negative, found the littlest thing.
You fumbled, but you still got the touchdown.
You fumbled again and still.
I'm sorry if I took Ricky's attention away from you. But we're comics. We're headliners. We're talking. Okay, we're different levels of headliners.
I was about to say, I don't know.
Different levels, but we're headliners. On a 1 to 10 scale, we're all 10s in our own way.
And so what? And so
a scale of 10s.
I agree. On every level of success, there are comics as good as everyone on every level. I agree. So what's the next stage for you then? Is it to get on? I don't know anymore.
Stern.
What?
No,
if you're doing your comedy, I don't mean become it like. Is it still cool to do 7 minutes on Fallon? Is that still?
No, I don't. I don't do. First of all, I won't
why do his
late-
best stuff twice?
I'm not going to do that.
It's got a solid 3.5.
Fucking hell! He's got a fucking cracking 3.5. That's what his doctor said.
You know
Yeah,
what was
go
so
on,
brilliant
yeah.
about that joke?
What?
That Jim already had, I could see it in his eyes, he already had another Voss joke in his head, and that one just leapfrogged and jumped out.
Yeah, that was. I'm not a late night guy. I don't want to get somebody fired.
Say
You
that
know, because
again.
you work in
Right.
a moment.
I'll tell you what Voss's goal is: to be able to do comedy without hearing a soda gun.
Funny. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
I was in Atlanta last week. I was in Atlanta, and I'm trying to take because I want to make another CD, my sixth one. I want to make another one. And
CD? Are they still CDs?
Well, exactly. No, you put it out.
Yeah, you put it out.
Make a cassette.
Yeah.
Make a because you can both sides. You can do 2
Okay,
hours.
Sure.
on it.
It's really hard to take you serious in those shorts. Jesus, what
It's a floppy
what are you
disk.
staying in the meat pack? Anyhow, so Jesus.
He's got fucking shorts.
I know,
on.
I'm thinking.
But
He
my
does.
nuts aren't hanging out. Pull them down.
I'm old. We're old. Why aren't yours hanging up? Do you wear a bra? Testicle bra. Yeah.
So,
Hurry up.
I was in Atlanta, and I'm trying to make this see. You know, and
Hurry up!
You hear the
Hurry up! We've interrupted him 15 times. He gets out one word and you go.
But he keeps restarting. He's like when you watch a fucking Instagram video. I was in Atlanta. We know.
He wants to go back to the beginning.
You don't have to reset every time.
Yes.
Atlanta, established, go.
Where were you?
It's a dumb
Wait,
story.
in front of the soda gun. He
From
says,
there, yes, the
soda
home
gun.
of Delta.
They're putting the drinks. You can hear the glasses in the back.
Oh God.
You know the
fucking
whatever.
annoys me.
You know.
I ban ice at my fucking gigs. I don't even like the rattle of ice.
How about the snoring?
Fucking hell! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, dear. Right. So, come on. So, you're right. Where are you? Atlantic City.
No, now I'm in Atlantic City.
Atlanta.
So I'm
Atlanta.
I'm just saying, it's hard.
Right.
Look, you asked where do I want to go? Exactly.
Right.
I'd love to sell we'd love to sell a TV show, my wife and I, or to direct a movie, make a sequel to our other movie.
Right.
But
what's your aim? Is it because
what's my aim to
sell more tickets at your gig?
Just to become the best comic I could be.
Right.
Hopefully. No, wait a second. No,
that's all right.
No,
it isn't true.
No,
it's
shut up.
not all right. No, because I want to bring joy.
Shut up. I don't want to bring joy.
You don't.
Listen, you fucking overacting stretch face fuck. I'm trying to say, okay, enough with your fucking.
But you said, he said, what's your goal, to sell more
face.
tickets? No, I just want to be the best
No,
craftsman.
yes, I want to.
Shut your face.
Of course I want to.
You don't think he's being legit?
No. Hey, do you want to do 7 minutes on Fallon? I don't want to get anybody fired.
No,
be
I don't.
quiet.
I'm not
Stop
a late
shouting.
night. I don't do late
Screaming.
night. That's not my. But
No,
listen,
you don't.
my
Because
wife.
yeah, exactly. I don't know what's cool and what your aim is because some people want to get a TV show to sell more tickets, and some people want to do gigs to get a TV show, and I don't.
Well, listen,
you know what I mean?
I taped this hour.
Right.
We're trying to sell it.
Right.
It's like I said before. It was
Right.
done at a NA convention. No one's ever done it. Ever.
What's
For a
NA mean?
It's like
Narcotics
AA,
Anonymous.
Oh, is it? Right.
They have conventions.
Great.
And there was.
And then the audience were all
in recovery.
Right, great.
And I don't show the audience. It's Bonnie directed the opening, which is fucking amazing.
Right.
Then we had a 5-camera shoot, and we're trying to sell it. No one's ever done. I have a distributor, but I'd like to get it on Amazon or Hulu.
Right.
Whatever. So that will also bring in.
And when you go to Amazon or Netflix, is there we don't want it, or is there we want it, but it's worth this? Is there?
I don't know. My management's dealing with that.
Okay,
I'm not
right,
on that end,
right.
but I don't think. I think we've heard we don't want it, but it's worth nothing because we're paying nothing.
But I don't understand that though, because it's the internet, isn't it? So it's not like they've got like it's all there. It's in the cloud. So you'd think they'd put a price on it. We don't want it unless it's this cheap, or we want it so much.
Because what does it cost to throw it up there?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
right?
I've seen some of it. It's really funny.
Then it's up to you to promote, and it's always there. That's the good thing
Yeah.
But you want to get paid for it, otherwise you might as well put it on YouTube. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
my goal is to hopefully sell this. Then also I'll bring in a bigger audience and a lot of people in recovery that will get material that I don't do in a regular club. I could do different. Besides what I do in a club, I could expand and do that.
Why don't you
other
chop
recovery.
it up and put it around a documentary about it then?
Because we've already, I didn't pay for it. My management, paid. It's a 5-camera shoot. They had to edit it.
It's because you didn't think of that.
What's that?
But I think
Because
it'd
you
be
didn't think of
amazing.
that.
No.
Because you could talk to comics about recovery and people that, and then do your bits on it, and they could talk about your bits on it. And
Well, we also have a TV show attached to it,
right?
So that could lead. That could be the interviews. Whatever.
Yeah.
If it's sold, then I'll go in that direction.
But
If
you
not,
want to do stand up every night. If you
I
can.
love stand-up.
Yeah,
I love getting on stage.
I love it more than I ever
Yeah.
did. Yeah, the last couple of years, I'm sort of obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I'm fascinated with it, and I love
because-
the process, and I love the awkwardness and trying it out and bits failing. I'm fascinated why didn't they laugh at that bit so much? I'm really more and more fascinated by
Bits
it.
bombing is kind of fun. Something. Not that you do it on
I
purpose.
love
but
the fact
something...
you put on your tryout things that didn't go well. That's amazing to me. That
Anything
you
he
put the
puts
things
up.
up there that and they're going pretty well.
They're okay, but they're all
yeah.
topical. I can't do
Yeah.
them for long. How
Oh,
long are you
really?
do?
Oh, I
Anything
see.
that's topical, like Game of Thrones jokes, the Alabama abortion
I love
thing.
that when you put that, your list of Game of Thrones jokes. It's just so funny.
Thank you.
To put up your process. It's great.
Because it's not like it's something I could do. Like, I have other bits I'd love to put up, but it's like, if I do a special, I want to save them. But these
Yeah.
are all topical things that, you burn a topical thing in 2 weeks. What am I going to do with it? I'm not going to do it on a special.
Well, it's funny you say it because we do these things. I do. Socially, we're always making jokes. We do the podcast. It's like 2 hours, but to get an hour together, it takes fucking years. Why we throw stuff away because it's not that.
Because you can't meander on stage. In a podcast, we can meander. We can talk for 10 minutes without a laugh here or whatever.
But what I mean is,
4 days.
If we were on stage now in an audience, they couldn't be laughing more. We'd be laughing with
Yes,
jokes, right? And
sure.
it could be 2 hours, right? And yet we went out there with a new material. It wouldn't be like that. It would be traumatic and hard, and you've got to hone it. And is that because they judge it differently? I think.
Yeah, but
here's what listen to what you just said. What you just said was a statement. We're having a conversation. We can't do that on stage. Like, you could just say something without being funny that's conversational, and then we go into a joke. The pressure of being funny, every line isn't here. But they don't want me. An audience doesn't want to see us
But
meander.
I think it's the same reason that an ad lib gets a round of applause.
Yeah.
Because they know it's like they give wit more credit than hard work.
But also to a comic, if you think something's funny,
Yeah.
99 out of 100, it's funny. You know more than they do.
You do it
can't-
intuitively because you've worked it so long.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what funny is. That's
On a
that's your-
bad day, you should be funnier than a regular guy.
I don't know if we know more than they do, because they fucking it's all about what's funny to them, like whatever they think is funny.
Yeah, but we deliver lines differently. Even when we're
bullshit.
talking, we deliver lines
Sure.
with a rhythm
It should
and
be-
a punch that
It should be what's funny to you, because you have to live with yourself.
I know. What I'm saying is what they interpret as being funny to them is up to them.
But also, too, they're also so. Some of them are politically correct. Some of them won't laugh because it is. Whatever.
Well, yeah.
One bit will kill in one place, and then I did a bit last night. It just died, but it always kills.
What's the bit about?
Why?
I
Why
don't
did
want
it
to do
see,
the
that's
bit.
why did it die?
Because I talked about.
I have a guess.
No. No, I mean, it's a true story, but it's a long bit about Ron Jeremy doing comedy.
Okay.
And he walks on stage. He's an ex-porn guy, Ron.
Yeah.
He walks on stage playing the harmonica.
Right.
Then does 10 minutes of unwatchable comedy, walks off playing a harmonica. So I went on stage after him.
This happened?
Yeah.
This actually...
Yeah.
Right.
And I went on stage after him, and I said, that harmonica has AIDS, right? Because he's a porn star.
Yeah.
But I got off stage, and there was a porn actress in the back complaining that my joke offended her.
Why? Okay.
Because I said, hey, a porn, like fucking triple anal, my joke offended, something. So the bit, when I do the bit, the whole story.
Do you add humor to it?
I don't. Okay, he was serious. So, his eyes only blinked 7 times. So Okay,
You're describing a terrible bit.
It's not a
It's
terrible.
also it's the
bit.
second guess he's told this bit
That's a
to.
good joke. I think it's a good off the cuff line. One's got AIDS, right? Yeah. And what's offensive that anyone could come up to you and say with any fucking dignity that's offensive.
But
that is
thing
amazing that
I'm
they could do that.
Where this country's headed is that I offended a porn star.
Yeah, of course.
You know, this fucking lady's fucking, all day long, but my joke, fucking, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? So last night in Atlantic City, there's a lot of blue hairs. And they hear, and I go, when you burn a candle and you look at the base of the candle, her faces look like that after, and they're staring at me because I said, she has a whole jizz face. But they're older ladies. I'm not trying to do the bit. What I'm saying is one.
Oh, good.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I'm watching somebody just spiral.
Whatever, he asked me
Jesus,
to
Captain
fucking
Queeg. All right, I know. I told him I would do the joke, but
just face.
Listen, you don't have to do this. You're
that's
ugly
Captain
enough.
Queeg. I know you didn't get it.
Who's Captain Queeg?
Exactly.
Didn't get the reference.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
What is it?
I don't know either.
Don't worry.
I don't know. Who's it?
It's a Humphrey Bogart Kane Mutiny reference.
Oh, yeah, topical.
Well, it should be.
He's right, Joe.
He is right, but you were in high school when it came out.
and you were under a porch.
That's true.
Yeah,
I can't really laugh
Pass.
at.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with not being topical. I mean, I've still got Hitler all the way through my new set.
Absolutely. Well, until
you know
he's
what I
proven wrong.
Fucking hell.
Whatever. I didn't mean to do that long. I'm just saying.
No, it's just funny to watch you.
Yeah.
No,
I don't.
You can't
But when
do
something
your act
works,
sitting
I
here.
know.
But you do. I suppose you. Yeah. I don't do lots of different crowds. I do my crowd wherever I am in the world. I'm doing my crowd. So once something works, it sort of works every night,
right?
For me,
because you don't have to prove to them you're funny. They just like you. So if the bit's good, it's going to work.
Well, I think if they've bought tickets to see you, they already want to laugh.
Right.
You just have to corral them in. You just have to give them the rhythm and the punchlines, and I mean you have to do a lot more than that. But you know what I mean. It's not like they're there. If I walked onto someone else's audience, I'd struggle. Wherever you are, you'd have to win them over. There's comics that are just so different that there's a 2-minute where they go, whoa, okay.
There's you could take a guy like Brian Regan, who's as funny as anybody, and if he goes on, they don't know him.
I think he would do well anywhere, though. Regan's just a fucking
He's a funny
comic,
guy.
yeah.
But I'm just saying as an example. Your audience. When your intro is just your name, then you're one step up. Because they're coming to see you.
And how do you try out new material?
On the road, I'll throw it because I'm doing an hour and 20.
But they're coming to see you. You're not doing clubs on the road.
Yeah, clubs. Actually, all I do is clubs and diners. But okay, diners. But, so I do clubs. But if I'm going to do a lot of time, I'm going to throw in new stuff.
Annoyed by him? Yep.
And I know if it doesn't, work, I surround it by something that's going to work. And I'll get the rhythm down until I get it to work. That's all.
But is there the club scene? It seems to be that you work in things that were topical when you first tried them. So you're doing stuff that's happening in the world. I don't do that.
So,
I try and do anything but, because I think I've got to tour this for a long time. Then it's going to go on Netflix, and in 3 years' time, no one's going to remember this fucking story. So I try and Hitler, the Holocaust, famine. Those
they never go out of style.
Evergreen.
Timeless.
That's it. Yeah.
But I'll make it. I can try to make it personal. Like say the lady that got kicked off the plane for fat shaming.
What was that? What was that?
United, some lady was sitting between these two messes and got up and complained.
She was shitty though. I watched that. She was a bitch.
And I said I don't mind that she got kicked off. It was all the social justice warriors on the plane clapping that she got kicked off.
Yeah.
Go home and sleep between your mattress and box spring, and then tell me what it's like to sit between two fucking. You know what I mean? It's uncomfortable. So you're sitting here talking about this country, on how the direction it's going and how everybody is outraged.
It's poor scoring, though.
If they're outraged when they're not outraged.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
there's so much fake. I mean, even real outrage, it's not a slam dunk. We can still go, I don't care.
Yeah.
But fake outrage is actually annoying because I think social media is sort of to blame because they've got an audience and they find their audience. So now they're playing to the crowd. So now, like virtual signaling, I think is going, look how cool I am. I picked this person up on a thing that we don't like, and it's like there's loads of these clubs there's these big mobs and clubs, and they get a pat on the back and a round of applause. Then they do it again tomorrow. They go looking for somebody to get the pat on the back again. It's just like a kid going, "I was good at school. I said this. Well done." I really do think that it's point scoring now on social media.
Here's Bobby and Keith. I don't know if I
Bob
told you
Kelly
something.
and Keith Robinson.
Bob Kelly and Keith. I was working at the Village Underground, so I go on stage after a comic who's as funny as anybody. Nikki Glazer is funny, dirty but funny, and funny. She goes on and destroys.
You think she's funny?
Do you like her?
So Bobby and Keith go. They came over from the cellar. They go, "We're going to come over and watch you bomb." Right?
What do you?
Sure.
That's fantastic. That camaraderie would make me cry. One of their funerals, I'd go. They used to say they used to come to watch me bomb. I'd well up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's such a sweet fucking thing for guys to do. That's how I grew up. That sort of camaraderie, taking the piss. Oh my God, he's got to go to assembly. Look, he's got an erection. Take a picture. It would be like
as an adult that you still have that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And also that you play the odds.
Yeah.
I mean, they know.
Like he's gonna bomb.
So we're at the cellar. I walk around the corner to do the other club. They come over. So I'm on stage. She kills before. She always. So my first 3 jokes, I get good laughs, and I go. I knew they were there. I go, look at that. 1 for 1, 2, 3 for 3. All right, I'm not going to bomb. So then I did it. I didn't see this. They went, and the audience is with me.
Then you said that harmonica's got AIDS for no reason. Oh, come on.
This is how crazy. So I didn't see them. They went on each side of the room. And then I did a dirty joke. And they groaned. But the audience,
they sabotaged you.
Oh, that's amazing. I agree.
So now the whole audience is like, "Oh, what's he doing up there?" And throughout the rest of the bit, they're going, "Oh my God!" And the audience,
they sabotaged you.
The audience,
this is amazing.
Turned on me.
That's
like it was
incredible.
Me and Florentine ruined a 45-minute set you did at Caroline's doing that.
What?
Really?
Behind the curtain, yes, fucking 15 years ago.
Oh, that's great. What'd you do?
Groaned on opposite sides of the curtain, and you snapped for 45 minutes. You're like, what the fuck? Screaming at the audience because you were headlining.
Did you think it was funny?
Yes.
That's incredible. That's a thing that you
Isn't
go.
that great?
Yeah.
You're going to watch him bomb, and if he's not bombing, you're like, oh no, he's gonna bomb tonight.
All it takes is this. Oh man! And the Florentine was so funny because you go, oh man, and people go groan with him.
So the lady, so the people thought they were audience members, and one table ladies, after I did a joke, go, "What's going on here?"
But what did you say? Did you acknowledge them?
I didn't know it was them out there. I just thought I started
it was real.
And then I kind of got the crowd back. I go, because I said something dirty. And they and then groaning. I'm going, wait a second. The comic before me was talking about her pussy, and and this is. Then I started yelling at the crowd, "Fuck you!" And I kind of got him back
held it
towards
together. Brilliant.
But all you need is one.
I mean, I'm not going to fail. I got to do whatever I can. I didn't know these 2 fucking mokes were on each side of the room.
People
I love the fact that because he thinks that they don't like some type of comic, he refers to the comic before.
And he snitches on her.
What a coward!
Well, it's grown at her in retrospect.
Yes. Oh no, she can get away with that, and I can't.
That's so funny that they started a
But isn't it amazing that like people are so afraid to be the one person laughing at the inappropriate time?
That's right.
That all you need is one person to groan, and the entire room goes, "Oh, we're groaning.
They must be
we're
right.
Not laughing. Oh, we're not going to do that."
I bet that none of your friends has ever gone and started a round of applause to say,
Let's help him out.
Yeah.
Let's help
They
him out.
never do it.
Only when he says, "All right, I got to go, folks."
Oh God.
Well, Ricky is here because the Supernature Tour has been announced. He's going to be in the United States back on tour this spring, and tickets are going on sale next Friday, July 26th. You're doing New York, you're doing Chicago, you're doing Los Angeles.
Yeah, there's the first 3 dates, and next May and June.
It was very funny. The set I saw a lot. Is that a lot of the stuff you did at the Sirius?
Oh, that you
show?
saw a really early one when I
Yeah.
did sort of 3 lots of 10 or something between.
It was
you
funny.
And,
Me,
it was
Bennington, and
okay,
you.
but
Yeah, it was funny.
I mean, it's obviously it's the real deal now. But yeah,
What month?
What
months are they starting?
Next, it's not till next May and June. I'll be doing Europe before then. And
I'm
then,
available.
But
yeah.
but you're going on
Next
sale.
week.
You're going on sale next Friday though.
Yeah,
July 26th.
So, it goes on sale 10 a.m. local time, so 10 a.m. New York, Chicago, and LA. And I'm doing the Hulu, Madison Square Garden,
May 14th,
Chicago Theater.
Well, you're selling tickets now
May
for next
11th.
May?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Isn't it amazing?
Jesus Christ.
And then
Yeah.
June 24th in LA.
I start
That's
pushing.
right, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, Orpheum, yeah.
So a year from now.
I'm some
Yeah.
tickets for last week.
And they still have to pay for the room.
Oh, God. He had to pay for his hotel room to come
He
on the
did.
show.
No, they're
I
gonna-
thought it was nice to be reunited because we always have a
No.
good time. And I said to her, get Voss on, right? Yeah,
Thank
sorted.
you.
He's flown in, driven in from, where is it, Atlantic City or
Yeah,
Atlantic?
he said
Atlantic
3
City.
hours from here.
Yeah.
I got
got
to drive back. It's not a big deal
talking to Mike
because,
first.
you know, what
You've
I
had
would
such
just
a good time.
Yeah, I have a great time. What am I going to do? Play golf today or?
Are you okay
gamble?
with the hotel room? Because they literally just told me during the break what hotel you were at, and
Yeah.
I was not thrilled.
No, it's not bad. It's just I was there for 4 hours.
I guess it's not
don't
that big
give
a deal.
fuck
Well,
if
are
it's
you
a
out of
roll-
it now?
No, I got to take care of this because it's not going to break me. You know, $700 for a room is not going to break me. But
700?
No, 200. But I just don't want to have
You
to.
said it was
deal with
180 earlier.
183.
Yeah.
I'm rounding it off, okay?
And you
I'm
leave
gonna-
a big tip. What tip do you leave in the room for the
What do I-
chambermaids? Yeah.
I don't have. I always leave 5
You
because
don't.
I don't clean. I don't
You
get
don't
anything
leave
dirty.
You don't leave
I always
anything.
leave 5, or I left 5 tips in Atlantic City. I always tip. I'm a fucking. I'm a
Ricky's saying
tipper.
that it just occurred to him, like, oh, I guess people leave money for the. Yeah.
So you gamble. You go to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
not like him. I
dangerous
don't
for-
fuck guys in the ass without a rubber. I play dice.
Yeah, but don't. So you can't brag because you're a bottom. Of course you don't.
Okay. My gambling's different. I can't die.
Do you play? Is that craps?
Craps, yeah.
I don't quite get that. What
Yeah.
do? You have to bet on what the combination will be, or the total
Yeah,
number. Right?
you can look it up on Google. There's so many different things,
Oh,
but
okay.
I play. It's the most exciting game when it's.
I
It's
thought you
fun.
stopped. Quit gambling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
isn't it-
yeah,
isn't
but
this-
I
isn't this-
started again.
Do you,
So quit again. What are you
No,
Do you
doing?
it's
refer
not
to
my-
yourself? Do you refer to yourself as a? I don't know what the correct term is. Because
Homosexual.
Compulsive, compulsive gambler.
Have you got an addictive personality then?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
but isn't that dangerous then to gamble?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes, and he quit gambling and he started again.
Well, no,
right.
I don't.
When
bet
did
on
you start again?
sports.
I don't care. When did you start? I don't drink beer. When did you start again?
Oh yeah, I don't blame.
When
you,
did you start
Christ.
again?
When did I start?
Yeah, he had quit, and it was the
I
lottery.
quit for like 10 years.
And then when did you start again? When?
A couple of years ago, maybe.
Oh, you haven't been telling people?
I
Stop
told
killing your
you.
label.
Nervous. So nervous.
I'm not nervous.
When did you start
I hate
again?
labels, huh?
When did you start again?
A couple of years ago, maybe.
And do you win?
Maybe.
Or does it matter? You
Sometimes.
just like it's just fun.
It's just fun. I'm
But you
killing
don't spend your wages on it, do you?
Yes, he does. He
No,
used to have to
no.
get. Here's what he used to do.
Wow.
He
Used
would go
to.
into
No.
Vegas and
No,
blow
that's
his
not
whole
true.
check, and then have to call us to send him money.
Oh, that was years ago when I
Wow.
didn't have
Jim,
money.
you can
That
have
was
one
years
drink
ago.
every now and then, still be sober.
Sure,
Yeah,
why
just
not?
for fun.
Listen,
It's
I
a
didn't
party.
wine.
Yeah.
Listen to again.
You're a
Dead
terrible,
hole.
terrible gambler. You're a terrible
I'm
gambler.
saying- Dead hole. It was going.
I can't
smoothly.
believe you've never had a drink. That's
Never.
You never had a drink.
No.
That's incredible.
No,
You
you did
never
once.
smoked once?
No.
You did recently at Bar Rescue.
Oh, you know what? I
shit,
had.
blew
I.
What? I missed that. I missed that.
He blew. We were working. Okay, so we were on a TV show where they help bars that are
When they help
danger.
bars, what? You're on a TV show, what?
We weren't gonna say the name Bar Rescue because
So I just blew it because Sam had a beer on the show. We did this thing called for a John Taffer show called Bar Rescue. He goes in, he whips a bar into shape, and we made a guest
Right,
appearance.
right.
And we've kept it quiet this whole time, but I forgot Sam had a beer on the show, and I just
Yeah.
blew it and fucking spit
Yeah, it
out
hasn't
by
aired
mistake.
yet.
The only thing that's kept
Oh,
quiet on this show.
but why is that a problem? Because you're just spoiling the fun for people, or
Yeah,
well,
we
yeah,
just-
we
we
hadn't
promised
announced
we
that we were
wouldn't.
on the
But you're
show.
not,
and-
you've never had a problem with drink. You've just never drunk, have you?
Exactly right.
Yeah, but
Right.
you
And,
haven't
why,
addicted-
and why? Why was that? You just didn't fancy it. You
Yeah,
didn't-
it's never appealed to me.
We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton. We'll be back with Best of. We'll be back with more Best of Jim Roberts. We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Join us, Ron and Gail Bennington, for some social distance radio on Bennington, weekdays 2 p.m. East on Faction Talk 103. Think of us like your extended family.
I've actually always kind of considered you family, Gail. You've been like a daughter to me.
Well, that's because I'm actually your daughter.
All right, drop the radio bit already.
Bennington, weekdays 2 p.m. East on Faction Talk 103 and always available on demand on the Sirius XM app.
3 decades ago, LL Cool J released his classic album.
That was my response to people saying that they didn't think I could continue to make great music.
Now, take a track-by-track journey with LL, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Queen Latifah, and more.
Go ahead, baby.
Premieres Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on
LL Cool J's Rock the Bells Radio, Channel 43.
Have you been to a Burlington lately? They have incredible deals on amazing brands and styles at up to 60% off other retailers' prices. No coupons or sales, just fabulous values every single day. It's a treasure hunt with new bargains arriving all the time and savings that'll surprise you. At Burlington, you get more for less. Whether it's back to school, work, or just back. Now more than ever, you'll love the deals. You'll love Burlington.
Are you a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts? You may be entitled to compensation, no matter how long ago the abuse happened, but your time to file a claim is limited. Call 800-678-8807. That's 800-678-8807 for more information. As a result of thousands of victims filing sexual abuse claims, the Boy Scouts have filed for bankruptcy protection, and the Bankruptcy Court has set November 16, 2020 as the deadline for abuse survivors to file a claim. As a result of this bankruptcy, a victims' compensation fund is being set up that may be worth over $1.5 billion. Childhood sexual abuse takes numerous forms, including forcible rape, exposing oneself to a child, or showing her or him pornographic images, or viewing or photographing a child in a sexual context. If you are a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts, you may be entitled to compensation. Call 800-678-8807. That's 800-678-8807 for more information. Your call is completely confidential. Sponsored by Mark J. Byrne & Partners, LLC.
If you own commercial property worth over $300,000 or more, please take a moment to listen to this important message. Chances are you're currently overpaying on your taxes. Under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, a commonly overlooked provision of the new tax law called expanded bonus depreciation could significantly save you money. Cost segregation, an IRS-approved tax strategy that analyzes a commercial building and reclassifies certain assets within it as tangible personal property. This allows you to accelerate depreciation deductions, reducing your overall tax burden and boosting cash flow. We're Tax Saving Professionals, a nationally recognized tax consulting company. Our experienced team of enrolled agents and CPAs can find the right combination of solutions for you. Put our expertise to work for you today. Just dial pound 250 on your mobile phone and say, "It's my money." You'll automatically be connected to a professional who can help, and we'll work with you to help lower your tax burden now. Just dial pound 250 and say, "It's my money."
You're looking for a company that cares about you. Will keep you running, not sitting. With long hauls and the choice to take the loads you want. Stop looking. John Christner Trucking is all of that and more. We offer great equipment and consistent lanes. We keep it simple. We get you loaded, get you paid, and get you home. Call us today, 866-386-1860, or on the web at johnchrisner.com. 866-386-1860, or on the web at johnchrisner.com.
Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Right now, music fans all across the country are streaming what's new in pop, hip-hop, and R&B
Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but
on Pandora and smashing that thumbs up button on their favorite tracks. I'm Chris Booker. Join me for a listen back to this week's top songs, according to you. The Thumb 20 Countdown. Live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific on Pandora Now, Sirius XM Channel 3, or listen at home with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
Adjusting to a new normal means we need to be smart about how we do business. Thousands of small business owners have discovered the benefits of Stamps.com and kept their businesses running while avoiding trips to the post office. With Stamps.com, you can print postage on demand and you'll never pay full price with access to discounted rates you can't even get at the post office. Like 5 cents off every stamp and up to 62% off USPS and UPS shipping rates. Print official stamps and labels right from your home or office computer for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail's ready, just leave it for your mail carrier, schedule a free package pickup, or drop it off. It's a no-brainer. Right now, listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale with no long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the home page, and type in XM. That's Stamps.com. Enter XM.
Here's football legend Howie Long for Skechers Arch Fit shoes.
Do you like comfort? Of course you do. Everyone does. But if you've never tried Arch Fit shoes from Skechers, you're missing out on next level comfort. Saying you like comfort but not trying Arch Fit is like saying you like Italian food but you've never tried pasta. You're missing out on the number one thing. Because with Arch Fit, Skechers created a whole new kind of comfort. They teamed up with podiatrists who used over 20 years of data to create a shoe that provides total foot and arch support for all-day comfort. Arch Fit distributes support across the arch no matter what foot type you have. You don't need an arch problem to love how they feel. And you say you have a passion for comfort but haven't tried them? That's like saying you're a sports fan but have never watched football. It makes no sense. So if you're the kind of person who claims to like comfort, stop what you're doing and try a pair of Arch Fit exclusively from Skechers. Then you'll finally understand true comfort.
See all the styles of comfortable, machine-washable Arch Fit shoes now at Skechers.com.
Weigh your truck on a cat scale.
Next case on the docket, number 41125, State versus Johnson, wasting time while weighing his load.
Mr. Johnson, what do you have to say for yourself?
Your Honor, I didn't know I was wasting time.
You should have been using the Weigh My Truck app from CatScale.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't know.
Your time is money, and nobody knows it better than CatScale. That's why we offer the Weigh My Truck app absolutely free. Now you can complete your entire weigh without ever leaving your truck. You can see your weights on your mobile device, and scale tickets are automatically emailed to you. Best of all, weighing with CatScale means you're backed by the CatScale guarantee. Remember, time is money, so get weighed and get going with the Weigh My Truck app. Visit WeighMyTruck.com to find out more about how this app can revolutionize how you weigh your truck. That's WeighMyTruck.com.
Forget miss accuracy. Weigh your truck on a cat scale.
It's the best of Jim Norton, and Sam Roberts.
There's this great video. David Lee Roth was in, I think, Las Vegas.
He was in Van Hagar.
It wasn't. No, what? So off. David Lee Roth was in Vegas.
Sure.
You know, this is recently. He posted this video on his YouTube channel. And is that your David Lee Roth impression,
Yeah.
Jim? He's doing the DLR face right now. The big open mouth smile.
Happiest fucker alive is David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
And he's walking through the hotel. He's got a 3-piece plaid suit on.
And a newsy cap.
And a newsy cap.
He
That's
literally
right.
looks like he's starring in an Elliot Ness documentary.
He's walking through the hotel.
He probably hasn't paid taxes.
And he hears Van Halen is playing in one of the rooms. There's like a bachelor party going on.
But do they hear it or does somebody else hear it? I don't know
Somebody
if he
else hears it.
Yeah.
Oh, and told,
in his
told
camp,
him. Yeah, oh yeah, of course, yeah. One of David Lee Roth's people told him. And so
Wow, who's the worst public appearance agent? I got somebody playing you in a hotel room. You gotta get over there.
They were there shooting something. I don't know what.
I think they kind of shoot everything.
David does
Yeah.
for his channel?
Yeah.
How does he have the money to bring all these people? I guess Van
His
Halen
DLR.
money.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I mean, that was a dumb question. All right.
Yeah. So he's there, and he decides to knock on the door and surprise all the dudes in there having their Van Halen bachelor party.
Oh, nice.
And he posted on his channel because this is just a dope moment for everybody.
Well, it was a bachelor party that was playing some Van Halen.
Oh, it wasn't what you would call it wasn't a Van Halen themed
No,
party.
no.
It just turned it into a party that happened to be playing Van Halen.
Yeah, there was a song on.
Right. And David Lee Roth decided, well,
these guys are fans.
What's going to make this even better is when they see this face and they
Yeah.
go, oh my God,
Yeah,
look who it is.
who it is.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go
boy.
make some memories.
Right.
All right, I'm excited.
Yeah.
The Van Halen sound. Right here? Yes.
He's going to surprise
Yeah.
them.
This could be fun.
Look at the. By the way, it's so funny that little
He goes
moment.
to move her.
Yeah.
Like he's so in control of everything. His person is knocking on the door, and he swipes her hand out of the way. Enough.
Yeah.
Me first.
This is all because he overheard it in the
Someone
hallway.
told him that
overheard it
they're
in the
playing
hallway,
Van Halen,
yeah.
so he's going to give them the surprise of a life.
But this could just be Pandora streaming.
That is a good point.
This is a big shot here.
You think this is a gamble?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nah, but they go crazy when they see him.
All right.
Go ahead.
Look at him smiling.
Yes, we know.
It's a happy neighbor.
Wants to make sure they know they're not mad, you know.
We heard some Van Halen here, and my name's David Lee Roth, and I'm right across the hallway.
Oh, God. This is making me uncomfortable.
Well,
Want
yeah.
to know we're on our
Hey,
way
Mark.
to EDC.
Do you think there's first of all, this guy answers the door in a flowered bathing suit. He's got a Harambe. he's got a tank top on that says Harambe 1991 to 2014.
That's
99.
hilarious.
I'm sorry, 1999. He's got an Irish flag draped around his neck, and David Lee Roth takes his hat off, and he goes, "Heard some Van Halen playing," and he takes his hat off, and he goes, "And I'm David Lee Roth."
And they're all, and this guy's in the background just still staring out the window, and this one guy is looking.
Okay,
Yeah.
now let me ask you guys this. You guys do comedy shows, right? You do it in clubs, right?
Sure.
So when you're in a club, some of the audience is coming to see you. Some of the audience has no clue who you are. They just go to the club, correct? When a person looks at you, do you know the difference between
Yes.
if they're looking at you like, "Oh my God, it's him," and if they're looking at you like, "Who is that man?"
There's a guy here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so if you had to guess, based on just first impression, what kind of eyes is that man giving David Lee Roth?
He's giving, I know who this is, but now I got to hang out with you?
Jim, what do you
Face.
think?
I think he is on some level aware that he should know who it is because there's a camera crew.
That's it.
But
That's
he's
what I
not-
think so too.
Forgot about the
He
camera.
has no, this guy's probably 27.
Yes.
He has no idea
Yeah.
the name. Now, if he looked like he looked in 1986, he might recognize him.
With the long hair and the
Long
spandex
hair and a
pants.
fucking shirt open and a vest.
Couple of chicks by his side.
He might recognize the old David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
But probably even then, well, maybe.
That's a pretty recognizable, just an iconic figure from. You've seen it. But this version of David, as he is now, you have to be a Van Halen fan to know who he is. This version of David Lee Roth could walk through a college and not be bothered.
Completely, especially with the suit on. Also, can I say, if you're in a hotel room with a guy in a suit and a camera and a light shining on you, it's rarely good.
Yeah.
It's always like some kind of sting. We caught
Right.
you. We got you to catch a predator, whatever it is.
But let's
Right.
watch it again, because the way he introduces himself immediately,
And I'm David Lee
he
Roth.
literally was going like, ta-da! And
Yeah.
you can see the guys in the back are not as excited.
Because
as
that's
Right.
when he thinks everyone's going to go, oh my
Exactly.
they're going to go, do you think they go crazy, Travis?
No.
Here's why I think that even if he had looked like old David Lee Roth, it wouldn't have really mattered at this point. He says, "I'm David Lee Roth," and the guy doesn't even.
No, I know.
100%. I would go as far to bet that they were playing Van Halen. They have no idea that that band's name is Van Halen.
It was just
Halen-
that you really got
yeah.
me now. How it was on.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, I know that song.
Playlist going on.
Yep.
if you're under, well, what's the age that if you're under
40.
Yeah,
If
no,
you're-
yeah, maybe 40, 30, because they were big before Motley Crue, like in the late 70s.
They were big when I was about 10.
Yeah.
If you're under, I would say if you're under 35, you could not. If you're under 40, I can't guarantee that you're going to know who Van Halen is. If you're under 35, there's a good chance you couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially now. I mean, they all look elderly.
They look totally
Right.
different, yeah.
Right.
But Paul McCartney could do it. That's the difference.
McCartney
yeah.
is different.
McCartney's very different.
McCartney's McCartney.
If McCartney opened any of those doors, they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Sir Paul!"
Even a 25-year-old?
Everyone
25-year-old.
knows Paul
All
McCartney.
right.
I believe so.
I don't
yes.
know about
Everyone.
that.
Yes.
I
There
believe
are
so.
some that wouldn't.
It
but
wouldn't
I
be
mean,
Beatles mania,
Like,
but it certainly wouldn't be the
McCartney.
David Lee who.
There would definitely be people that have no idea who he is. I remember
Some.
when he played with Kanye at
Yes.
the Grammys or whatever.
That's true, and Black Twitter didn't know who he was.
Oh my God, they were like, "Who is this old man playing with Kanye West?"
Right.
So funny.
That was when Kanye, there were tweets when Kanye put out his music with Paul McCartney. There were some tweets that were pulled out of context that there were people that said, Kanye's a really good guy for putting this Paul McCartney guy on the map.
That's the bummer. If the Cash Me Outside girl showed up, it would be mayhem. They'd go, "Oh my god!"
But if you put her in front of a room full of 50-year-olds, they'd be like, "Who's this chick?"
Even her, what is she doing now? I mean, her music was
rapper.
Bad Baby?
Is it good?
It's terrible. But for some reason,
You talking about Bad Baby?
For some reason, people like her a lot.
She's a shit.
Oh, she's popular?
Yeah, she's popping.
Her music is terrible.
Yeah, but Troy, if you ain't got haters,
you ain't popping,
and you're a hater. So
good point.
You're here.
I hear. Let's watch this moment again. It actually gets much better.
Yeah.
All right.
They get crazy.
They do. They get nuts.
Neighbor.
He looks like a bellhop too. It doesn't help. Like I just say no
He's
more.
smiling like a crazy person.
We heard some Van Halen here, and my name's David Lee Roth, and I'm right across the hallway.
Oh, the people in the back.
No, we're on our way to EDC, but the fellas here were coming down the hallway, and they said, "Shit, we heard some Van Halen." And
Okay,
said,
so the guy opens the door now, and he opens it so that everybody in the room can see
He
it.
knows something's happening.
And he almost looks back at everybody else in the room as if to say, "Does anybody know who this is?"
Yeah.
And a funny thing that you guys missed was he said we're here for EDC, which is Electric Daisy Carnival, which is a huge electronic event.
So they probably all know what EDC is.
Oh, that's why they're probably there.
Yeah.
But for some, what's David Lee Roth doing there?
He might be just broadcasting for his channel.
And he was at some other dance event where Geronimo from SiriusXM interviewed him.
He's probably trying to get in, he's probably trying to stay relevant.
Or maybe people are sampling their music and he is David Lee. I mean, people in music love him. He's David Lee Roth.
I mean, don't you think if Black Caviar could do something where, ironically, David Lee Roth jumped on stage, it'd be kind of cool?
I mean, it would be funny for us. I don't know if I don't know if our audience cares.
Yeah, you're probably right. I bet David Lee Roth is trying to just stay relevant. I bet he's trying to put out electronic music.
He likes being around
and
it.
stay relevant.
There's enough girls that still will fuck him.
Yeah, and he gets paid.
He was there for, I guess, Armin van Buuren. Troy, you know who that is?
Yeah, of course.
He did a Jump remix.
Oh,
there it is.
And they performed that.
Might as well jump.
Oh, shit. So we're your neighbors, guys. We're off to EDC. We're doing shit. And we heard one of the fellas said, I heard some
See, they
Van
kind of
Halen."
know who he is. They're not.
They don't know
they
who
see
he
lights
is.
and cameras.
I don't know.
They don't know who he is.
They're into it though. They're like, let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they're
drunk.
not. Yeah, they're,
Good point. They're on Molly.
yeah, exactly. They're all pilled up.
Probably eating a lot of edibles.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Yep.
A couple of them, Mark, you might notice, are on shrooms.
Ah, the sun was setting. Look at the background.
That's true.
And some guy, like this, David Lee Roth is acting all wacky like he always does, and there's a camera crew behind him, and they're going like, "Oh, this is funny. What's happening?" But you know how you know why they don't know who David Lee Roth is?
What?
Look at the faces. They're looking past him.
They're like, what's out there?
They're saying like, "Oh, who'd the guy in the suit bring?"
Right.
And I like he takes off his hat when he gets there,
I'm
as if
David
they're
Lee
going to be
Roth.
like
The big reveal.
the bigger. I'm here.
Travis, what?
What Troy just said. The big reveal that gets a 0.
Do you think he got a 0?
It got less than a 0. It and in his head, it killed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the thing. David Lee Roth is so delusional.
He's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, he's giving these guys right now the thrill of a lifetime. He's not noticing that they're literally looking behind him to see who did the man in the suit bring with him.
They're waiting for a big foam check. It looks like. It
They
feels
think
like
somebody's
that moment.
brought something.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's play more. I think this gets more exciting.
Get through the doorway. So I am Van Halen.
We'll be here still.
Outstanding. Fellas, my pleasure. Have
Say
a
I
great
am
night.
Van Halen.
Yes, he
bad.
did.
Oh, boy.
But he's not.
He's not.
Eddie and Alex are.
They had a huge career
At
after
some
him.
level,
success.
he must have known because if he thought they knew who he was, he would not have still been telling them who he is.
I mean, Sammy Hagar, once he joined the band totally fell apart, right?
Van Hagar. No.
They were huge after that?
Huge.
Oh, okay. All right, I just wanted to make sure my facts were straight.
I mean, arguably had more hits. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a big Van Halen fan, but I think they had more hits with.
Maybe commercial hits, yeah. But they weren't better with
But
Sammy Hagar,
1984 is their best Van Halen record.
And they did really good with Gary Sharon, right?
It's hard to be super duper still relevant if you don't have a scandal or something. Like Tommy Lee, I feel like they would know.
Oh, yeah.
But
'cause
this
he's got a big,
Tommy Lee, everybody
he's
knows.
got a big dick.
And the sex tape.
And he's
Yeah.
in pop culture. He was fucking Pam Anderson.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, everyone knows Tommy
Plus,
Lee.
he's got a Netflix movie where they're squirting in the beginning of it.
What?
Have you seen the Motley Crue movie?
No.
Check it out.
I heard it was weak.
It's not a good
It's
movie.
okay.
It's good. I liked it.
The book,
Of course you
hard to
did.
beat the
Ozzy,
book.
they would know.
Yes, they would know
Yeah.
Ozzy.
Well,
Ozzy,
he's got a look.
Sharon did a really good job of
Amazing.
keeping Ozzy relevant,
Fucking amazing.
and turning him into one of these guys. Like she just read the times as they went.
And he made minor adjustments.
Yep.
He never lost who he was. Minor adjustments. Like, all right, I'll do my hair like this. Little minor things. And he fucking skated right through all those crazy times where metal was getting fucking booted.
And somehow, like, he has managed to make him so he's like kind of a goof now, but in a way that he still has all the integrity that he always had.
Well, the music people still like, but they
Right.
like the fact that he's not afraid to laugh at himself.
Yes.
Or he'll show you himself without a shirt, fumbling with something. He doesn't care.
Yes.
And he also looks like Ozzy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks like that's Ozzy Osbourne.
That's true.
David
If he
Lee
showed up
Roth
with a
looks
crew
like,
cut, people are like, what? Fuck is
David
he?
Lee Roth just looks like an old man.
But
Yeah.
also, if David Lee Roth, if David Lee Roth still looked like young David Lee Roth, and he was saying "Boise, Boise, Bop," you'd be like, "What are you doing, man? You're fucking cornball. What do you do? Like it wouldn't." Be
I don't know
cool.
if they'd know him there, but they definitely they knew something was happening. And then I think they probably Google it and go, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
somebody looks it up."
Yeah, who's in Van Halen?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I am Van Halen.
Yeah, is that what this band is?
But even
That's why Eddie hates him.
even explaining this to somebody later would be lackluster. Like, so David Lee Roth knocked on our door. Well, why? Well, we were playing music. And then what happened? He left.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
And it's almost sad. Like it's like, yeah, we were playing Van Halen, and David Lee Roth heard it and knocked on our door, and you go like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's too bad for David.
They didn't put any of these pieces together till this went viral.
Oh, they didn't.
Nope.
Because they didn't. There's no way they
But
post.
that's us.
They didn't post this video.
No.
DLR and his people did not post this video thinking, oh, this is funny because nobody knows who he
No.
is.
Well, they explain it.
We'll go back just
a tad, yeah.
Right. I don't want to hear him say, I am Van Halen.
I'd rather
Yeah.
not hear that. That's uncomfortable.
I like that.
Yeah,
I'll vote
Van
for
Halen.
Troy with it. Yeah, I like that.
Here we go.
Okay.
We heard some Van Halen, and I said, no, shit. So we're your neighbors, guys. We're off to EDC. We're doing shit. And we heard one of the fellas said, I heard some Van Halen shit through the doorway. So I am Van Halen.
We'll be here still.
Outstanding.
You see, but he
Fellas.
goes, so I am Van Halen, and the guy's just talking over him. He's like, yeah, come back at 7 a.m. We'll still be here.
Yeah.
Like, if you're
Yeah, I
excited to see
know,
David Lee
yeah.
Roth, if Ozzy comes to
No
the
one
door,
took a picture with him.
are you shaking his hand and going like, yeah, come back when you're done. We'll be here.
No.
Literally, what you would do is you would see Ozzy get pulled into that room and the door shut. I would drag him in.
And then all the party guests being thrown
Yeah,
out. It's me and Ozzy
just
time.
sit there and eat chips and talk.
You know who they think David Lee Roth is here? The man who is staying down the hall.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end all be all. Oh, some guy who's staying down the hall heard us playing music.
At least they were nice, though.
They weren't dicks.
Yeah, they could have been like, all right, you fucking old.
Yeah, they weren't dicks at all. They were trying to go with it.
They're
Like,
good
There's also a
guys.
camera in their face.
yeah, but I mean, they at least were still in a good mood. It's like a bachelor party, whatever the fuck it is.
They're
Yeah.
good guys. They're just typical dudes in their late 20s who have no reason to know who David Lee Roth is.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Have a great night. Enjoy the Vegas stay. Small, tiny world. Apologize now. No, don't.
Tiny world.
Did you wait? Hip on.
We apologize. They could have the
That's it.
music.
We apologize for playing the music too loud.
They still don't know what happened.
They haven't registered that it's his music.
They don't even know that was Van Halen playing.
No.
You're right. They don't know.
No, they
And
don't
then again,
know.
I'm sure that once they realize, they're like, oh, all right, that guy was a fucking rock legend.
They probably didn't realize it until the video came out.
I don't know because I'm sure they Googled him when he said his
Well,
name.
they've Googled. They just forgot.
Van Halen.
They forgot his name as soon as he left.
Yeah, they could give a fuck. It's like if you're there and like the singer of Scorpions showed up. You're like, who the fuck cares?
Klaus
Right.
Meine.
I don't know who the hell that is.
Yeah, I heard you. Wait, what's their song?
Fucking Winds
Something
of
in-
Change.
Winds of Change.
No One Like You. Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Oh yeah, Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Okay, so they had hits.
I am Rock You Like a Hurricane.
They were.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea who the hell that asshole is.
Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah,
could be
down
like,
through Gorky Park. Oh yeah.
right.
He should have gone up and been like, remember the Vegas shooting? That was me.
Our intern could come in here and be like, I sang Rock You Like a Hurricane. I go, okay.
Okay.
Sure, I take your word for it.
New intern, by the way.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's cute.
The dolls.
He's so pleased.
Look at him. Oh, my God. So David Lee Roth clearly,
He
like...
just walks through life without a care.
But he also manicures the people around him very, very carefully. He doesn't need anybody around him going, D, like, what do you...
Club Soda Kenny wouldn't last in that organization.
Excuse me, Mr. Roth. Those gentlemen didn't know who you
They
were.
didn't know you. Why did we? Yeah, I hope they don't call and complain.
No. Kenny would sit there right behind him as he's
Kenny
trying to do his
pop
thing.
his balloon.
Yeah.
Excuse me, gentlemen. In case you didn't know, this is David Lee Roth of Van Halen fame.
Kenny would talk him up too. You guys should be excited.
Yeah, but he wouldn't want that. He wants to believe that they already are excited. Now that they're being forced to be excited by an ex-cop.
Yeah, a big menacing man.
I love that.
They're all happy.
His sound guy,
funny,
his sound guy is looking at David Lee Roth going, they're all looking at you like, what just happened? Which is true.
They are.
Yeah.
Because they don't know why the neighbor has a camera crew.
That's what the dudes are saying, too. What just happened?
What was that? I don't know.
That wasn't the towels.
Not to worry at all.
Wait
Now a
minute.
guy came out.
What did he say?
He was taking a nap. They told him what happened. He's like, what? I missed it.
Let's see.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm guessing.
And why does David Lee Roth have a Britney Spears head mic?
Well, he's probably broadcasting.
He's queued up.
For what?
He doesn't want to hold the mic. His hands are all over the
Yeah,
place.
but they got a boom mic.
Oh,
You never know what's
maybe
going
to
on.
interview other people.
He's shooting.
Yeah, maybe he's interviewing other people.
Yeah, but why are you strapped in already? Why don't you put the mic on when you interview somebody?
David talks and
He's
walks
shooting
in
his
the beginning.
videos.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, they knew they were going to go to that hotel room.
They're populating the DLR YouTube channel.
But this guy in the back here, that's a boom mic.
Yeah, they're populating the DLR YouTube.
Because they knew they were going to that hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're making YouTube videos.
So, well, why can't that boom mic just be the mic that they use?
Because the boom mic gets the whole...
And it gets
the
people
roof-
behind you.
All right, did you watch Bo Shetty's Basement?
Yeah.
You tell me Bo Shetty was fine with a boom mic, didn't need one of those mics on his
Yeah,
mouth?
you have a lav mic.
Sure.
He didn't have a lav mic.
Well,
He
get
has
a
one
lav
on
mic.
his face.
You look like an asshole with a Britney Spears mic.
I'm going to
Okay,
guess he's
well,
already mic'd up for his performance.
Aha.
Maybe, and also he knew they were going to stop there and do that. And he's probably
DLR
gonna-
comes prepared.
And DLR wants to be like, hey, I'm a rock star. This is a rock star microphone.
You think it's just a tool for more people to be like, oh, who's he?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, lapel mic's no good.
Yeah, no. That's what, like, Barbara Walters wears a lapel mic.
Right.
David Lee Roth wears a Britney Spears
But
mic.
with David Lee Roth, he's got a microphone.
Yeah.
He's not dancing around.
Of course he is. High kicking and whatnot. Come on.
He's not with a microphone.
Bobbing his head with his smile.
Yeah,
he really
he's got
just-
to move.
He fucking just traipses through life happy.
He is. He's a happy guy.
But in complete control.
Yeah, he's an
Complete
interesting
control.
dude.
Yeah. I mean, you saw the way that he removed that woman's hand from
Oh,
the
my
door.
God.
He is
Yeah.
in complete control of what's going on.
He lives in Dave TV.
Yep. Yep.
Dave TV, that's his world that he lives in
He's on the
24/7.
56th floor of some nice hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's up
Is that
in
just
a-
one of your architecture notes?
No, but that must be a nice view.
Jim's going to go off on the building now.
I want to know.
I want to know what the windows look like.
The
I
sun
do.
was setting.
I do. I'm starting a new show, by the way. I've been obsessed with it. I want to do.
What is it?
It's called Terraces with an exclamation point.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you might as well jump.
Where I go up and I look at people's terraces and I talk about them.
Sounds good.
Uninvited?
No, they know I'm coming. I'm like, this week on Terraces, we go to Madison Avenue.
I like that. Never travel too far.
No, we'll do other places.
Oh.
You know, tune in to Terraces when we go to Seattle. And then we just go up, look at people's terraces. Look at the view. They got seats.
Honestly, it sounds like whatever that show is that comes on NBC after SNL. Like, they're like, here's what's going on in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Terraces is going to be a hit?
I think so. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
You don't think so, Mark?
I don't know.
What if they took time to say, by the way, 56th floor of this hotel?
Yeah. Needs a hook.
Yeah.
Maybe,
You got to shoot somebody, jump, or something's got to happen.
Hopefully jump.
What does this guy say when he comes out?
Not to worry at all. Of course. Yeah? Small world, of course. Don't worry about noise, smoke, off-color.
Oh, my
humor.
gosh.
Off-color humor.
He came out and apologized for the noise.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
did.
no, but he came out because he
No,
knew.
No, if
no,
you go all
he
the way
did
back.
not. He
Huh?
apologized. Why would you apologize for?
That's the in.
I'm so.
Yeah,
hey, I
that's
just,
why he came out. He knew, but he
No,
might
he
not
did
know who
not.
he is. But he knows he's somebody. He might not know, or he might have Googled him.
He knows there's a camera crew around him. That's it.
Yeah, he knows something.
He came out and apologized for the noise. You don't apologize for the noise of the guy who's singing the song. Why would you do that?
Because I think he didn't know what else to say.
Exactly.
He didn't know what else to say. Like, oh, I didn't know who you were. He's
He
embarrassed.
still doesn't.
He comes out with a shirt, with no shirt.
He's ripped.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if I look like that, I would always have no shirt on.
What's he say at the end? Does he walk away? He apologized.
He didn't have a clue. Not a clue.
Not to worry at all.
Go back a little more.
Is that something?
Hey, if it's too loud, I'll make sure it gets through.
Not to worry at all.
See, he goes, if it's too loud.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, he knows who he is.
It was an intro.
No, he doesn't.
Right there, he absolutely knows who he is. He might not have known in the beginning.
He doesn't know who
He
he
knows
is,
he is.
I don't even remember him from being by the door.
Yeah.
He poked his. He was probably across the room. I think you guys are incorrect.
He's not even, he's not even excited.
I'm looking at the way he is staring at him. He's not staring at the way you just apologize. There's a camera crew. He knows that
He's looking at the camera crew.
Yeah.
He has no clue.
Yeah, he's on drugs and alcohol.
I think you guys are wrong.
Yeah. He doesn't have a hint of a clue who that man is.
Yeah, I don't think he was at the door, and then
He missed it.
he missed it, and they're like, "Dude,
There's a
maybe
whole
it's
bunch of
Roth
people
or whatever," and he's like, "Shut up!" And then he went out to see if it
That's
was really
exactly
him.
it.
No, he doesn't know who he is.
He might be in charge of the room, and he's like, "Oh, I better
Yeah.
smooth this over."
Yeah,
No,
I think
he
old
wouldn't.
man.
He wouldn't have went to the elevator. No.
Sure,
The guy,
if you don't want to get in trouble by the old man.
Let's see what he
The
says.
old man complaining.
And who cares about the noise? I think it's still light out.
It's Vegas.
No.
Well,
That's
they're
a-
still under the assumption that he came to complain about the noise.
They don't know why he came to the door. They don't know who he is.
I'm more fascinated with these guys. Like, that's an expensive hotel room. They had a suite with
Yeah.
a balcony.
Well,
What do these
bachelor
guys
party.
do?
Bachelor party.
Yeah, I guess.
The guy's from Ireland. He's an international traveler.
But they had a tall black guy. They're all.
They're all just friends.
Yeah, but how do they afford this?
I mean, fucking
They're not
10 guys in a
comedians.
room. Yeah, they might be fucking like young hedge fund guys, or who knows?
Aha.
They have real jobs.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Small world, of course. Don't worry about noise, smoke, off-color humor.
He just leaves. That's the other thing. He just left. If you know that that's like that guy, you're not just going like, "Okay, thanks, guys." He just came out to make sure everything was okay.
Nobody asked for a
Or
picture.
he wanted,
nothing.
or he wanted to see who it was. Or they said someone came. He said he was, and he knew he was somebody. He might not have known, but he went out to see who it was.
Like, I just want to make sure. He just came out to make sure everything was okay.
No, I think it's a combination. I think that he wanted to, but he knew he was. He wouldn't walk out because I
He knew
saw
there-
by his
dude,
face.
We've already talked about this.
There's a camera crew.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he knew it was somebody.
Because of cameras, not because he was in Van Halen.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know
sad.
about
As a
that.
celebrity,
No.
you want to be pushing people away. Get away from me. Don't talk to me. He's
Right.
welcome. He's knocking on doors.
Right, and the guys are just like, "Well, "Can we help you with something?"
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I would like to find out who those guys are, and I wish those guys would be public and say, like, yeah, that was us.
I'd love that.
One of us knew, the rest of us didn't.
Yep.
Dave in Syracuse. What's up, buddy?
Worst town in
Yeah.
America.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's not great. No, did you guys see when he initially walks away from the room and goes to the elevators, how excited he got, how excited David Lee Roth got to see himself in the reflection?
He
literally
was
gives himself
very,
two thumbs
very
up.
happy.
Yeah, I will say that the face that David Lee Roth made, looking in the mirror and realizing that was David Lee Roth, was a much more excited face than any other person in that video.
It was like he was trying to get the reaction from himself that he didn't get from the guys at the door.
Just to remind himself, hey, don't worry about those guys. You're still DLR, baby. Thank you,
Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
Oh, it was great.
I wish we could find out who those guys were. I would love to know, but his guest has no clue who he was. Yeah.
You know, he's having
Poor David.
one of the greatest resurgences I've ever seen. Keanu Reeves.
Oh, he's killing it.
I mean, everywhere
Yeah.
you go, it's now it's the cool thing to be obsessed with Keanu Reeves.
Totally. He couldn't get a gig after, for that 10-year span.
Yeah.
Could he not, or was he just making weird decisions and choices? I mean, after The Matrix and Devil's Eye.
I think The Matrix. No, I think The Matrix was kind of his break. Yeah, because the last two Matrix movies were so horrible.
Yeah.
That
It was
I
just
think
downhill. After
and he was
that.
a joke. I mean, people just made fun of him.
He was in the Lake House, a bunch of shitty rom-coms. He kind
Yeah.
of was tanking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, John Wick comes out. And, well, two things happened. John Wick came out, and like those little viral videos about his story and everything that he went
and
through.
also the plane. there was that flight he was on that had to make an emergency landing, and everybody was talking about how amazing Keanu Reeves was,
hear about
how
this.
he was kind of there was a flight that had to land for whatever it was unscheduled landing because of some little mechanical problem, and he took pictures of everybody. Everybody said he was so great. Everyone on the flight was talking about him.
And the sad
What?
Keanu meme.
Farted, Jim.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the sad Keanu meme.
And he was just on Colbert, and he had some like spiritual quote, and everybody loved it. Did you
Of
hear
course,
about that?
of course they did. He's gone. His stories of him being just a nice guy who rides the subway started to slowly go viral. Yeah, and the plane was one of those
Right.
stories.
He's just a nice man.
And then John Wick comes out, and it's fucking awesome.
Is it?
Oh my God, the whole trilogy is amazing.
Really? I've never seen
I haven't
a minute
either.
of it.
Dude, they're incredible.
It's just an action movie. That's it.
That's it.
Oh, I like that.
It's the best.
All right. I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah. And now he's in Toy Story 4 as well.
Ooh, what about Bill and Ted? They're redoing it.
And they're redoing Bill and Ted. They're doing Bill and
really?
Ted 3, I guess.
That's
With
what we
those
need.
guys?
Yeah.
Who's the guy that played
Alex Winter.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I
Yes,
might have
that's
pulled
right.
that out of my
No, Alex
he
Winter,
must want this guy is a household name, and he was the co-star. And what happened to Alex Winter?
Nothing.
Alex Winter-
Documentaries.
yeah, he does really well.
Oh, he does.
He does documentaries.
He
yeah.
films?
We talked to him on the phone.
Yeah, he
did.
did the Napster documentary. He did the Silk Road documentary.
Oh, okay,
Like, he's
cool.
great.
That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Good
All
for
right.
him.
Yeah, he's actually doing really
So he
well.
went kind of behind the camera a little
He
bit.
did.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, he was a pretty big star in the '80s. He did Lost Boys. He had
all
a
right.
couple of movies.
All right, Al.
Oh, Robot Chicken. All right, yeah. I always like that when you think what the fuck, and then you go, oh, okay, he's just doing.
He went
this.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
and is super
Smart.
successful.
That's good.
And he's still artistic because he's the director of these
Right.
things.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
but
way
yeah,
cooler.
Yeah, it was like the stories of him, like his loved ones dying and his ex-wife and all this stuff just started
Yeah.
slowly kind of popping up on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And then you'd hear all these stories about him being a nice guy, and then John Wick came out, and now it's just everywhere you go. People are like, who's the greatest dude of all? Keanu Reeves is the new Chuck Norris.
Ha! But less of a joke.
Right, because he's actually doing stuff.
Right. What is it about these old guys who just get this action bug when they're 56? Like Neeson.
Yeah.
The other guy.
They do one that works all of a sudden, and I think that they just I think when you're acting later in your career, you do something, and it like if it hits, you're like, fuck it, do more. Like
Yeah.
if this is the formula that's working. It's got me 3 more films. Just do it.
Keanu also, some of these guys, he's like Tom
That's my
Cruise
guess.
in the sense that they just decide to jump in head first. Keanu does all his own stunts on John Wick.
Damn.
And the stunts are crazy.
How old is
Like-
he?
54.
Wow.
I think.
Full head of hair, good skin.
But he had to learn like jujitsu. He had to go and train in shooting.
Yeah.
Like I think he did 9 or 10 months of training
What is he, half Asian?
before he
I don't
started
know.
John Wick.
I'm not sure
I
what his-
think it's a pretty interesting mix.
Oh, he's a good-looking...
Good looking
I
fella.
mean, he's a handsome guy. And he pops up in that the new Netflix movie that Ali Wong did.
Always Be My Maybe.
Always Be My Maybe.
I like
he
it.
pops up in that as a cameo, and he's fucking hilarious. He's great in it.
Wow.
How is that movie?
And
It's
it did
good.
very well.
Yeah, it's good. It's a rom-com. My wife liked it, so that's my gauge on if it's good or not.
They want to, after Crazy Rich Asians, everything's like, let's get more Asians cooking.
But see, this is what Crazy Rich Asians was not very good.
But it was a huge smash.
Huge hit. This one, it's just like, well, what if we just did a movie where these 2 Asian people are the lead, but we didn't go like, hey, everybody, there's Asians over here.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much more respect
Yeah.
for that.
Right.
Yeah, they're just both Asian. You can see it.
Yeah. There's 2
Exactly.
Asian people that are the leads in this rom-com. Now let's watch this rom-com.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the back of Broadway Comedy Club with Ali Wong 10 years ago. We were doing a Montreal special, and she's holding my hand going, all I want is 1 TV credit. That's all I want. Please, that's all I want. And then now
She's
look
massive.
at her. It's
Massive.
unbelievable.
Yeah, she's doing great.
And now you're saying, all I want is 1 TV
So I'm
credit.
trying to get on James Corden.
One and Rodney.
Please, I'll do Cops.
Victoria and Georgia just hung up, but there's a great montage going around that I saw in the last couple of days of Keanu Reeves doesn't touch women when he takes photos
Yeah.
with them.
Oh, I retweeted it last night, actually.
Smart man.
Oh, okay. I know.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
Travis Teft on Twitter.
Yeah.
So if you actually have any questions, Travis Teft on Twitter, Troy, is where you can go to see the montage, and then all the fans at home, you can actually DM Travis Teft on Twitter because he leaves his DMs wide open.
Son of a bitch.
I'll be sending some stuff.
Yeah, look at it. All he
his hand
does,
is back.
he just hover hands.
See, ladies, you fucked that one up for yourself.
He hover hands everybody. He's not touching Dolly Parton. He has too much respect for women.
Maybe he's a germ freak.
He's a perfect person.
Maybe he's a homo.
I don't think gay people are afraid to touch women.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
That's literally you're literally being homophobic.
Yeah, that is crazy, right? That he does not touch.
I think it's smart. I mean, in these times,
Yeah.
are you kidding? You can't take a chance.
Too much. He's got too much respect. He's too much of a good man.
He's probably touched too many sweaty backs.
You think so? He's just over it.
He's
I love a
done.
back.
You know you do, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I watched a video. Travis, did you see the video of Keanu doing the voiceover work for Toy Story that they put out?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun? Like, Keanu is such a meme person now as well. Like, usually you're either a meme person or you're a successful actor.
He's from Lebanon. He was born in Lebanon.
Keanu has crossed over, so he's both.
Yes.
And now all these movie studios are taking advantage of it. So Disney put out a montage video of Keanu doing all of his Toy Story 4 voiceover
Keanu
stuff.
reminds me of like when everybody like 5 or 8 years ago decided that Jeff Goldblum was the greatest person ever.
Yes, exactly.
This is what it's like.
This is Keanu's Jeff Goldblum moment.
Yep, it is.
And he's good at this stuff. I think this is it's gonna last.
You heard Will Smith got offered Neo and turned it down because he didn't get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he could have been Neo.
For in the Matrix.
So they
that
gave
was
it to
Keanu's role.
Oh, he did. Oh, sorry, he didn't understand it.
He was like, "What is
Oh.
this movie?
Oh.
I don't understand." And then they gave it to Keanu.
Honestly, Will Smith would have been terrible as Neo.
You think? I
He's
don't
like,
know. He's
the
kills
red-
it and everything.
Yeah, except well, here's what would have happened.
Even
We would-
Hancock.
We would have had a Will Smith rap about the red pill and the blue pill, like the Wild Wild West.
That's a good point.
Which pill do I take? Ah ha ha!
Yeah.
Ah ha ha!
That's true.
All right, yeah. I mean, look at Keanu. How could you not love the guy?
Is he married?
Yeah, I think so.
40 school
You seen? Is he not wearing a ring?
back into my life.
Maybe he's not. I think he was married at one point. His wife, or no, I think he was supposed to get married, and the girl died in a car accident. or
Yeah, I
something.
think so.
Yeah,
Something happened. Something tragic.
yeah. It was one of the many tragedies of Keanu.
Wow, died.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Reeves' mother married Robert Miller. Divorced, hairdresser. Yeah, it doesn't. Didn't say.
Kid.
I guess he's not.
Oh, there's Winona.
These are just rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just
Yeah.
clickbaity stuff.
I
Here's
I always
Keanu.
fall for that.
I know you do. You just look at the links; they're clearly ads, and you're like, click that link, and I'm like, Jim, it's not a link, and you go, just click it, and then Jim goes into those clickbait websites where it just pop up windows and it
I'm
gives
like,
the
look, you
computer.
can lose 40 pounds in a week.
Yeah, she died in a car crash
Computer's got a virus. Yeah, she had a car crash, right?
after they broke up.
Right.
Oh, perfect. Well, you don't have to call or anything.
Okay.
And you get to be a hero.
I'm sure that's what he's thinking.
You get the sympathy, and you've already broken up with her.
Mark, this is why you'll never be Keanu. Keanu would never say that.
You got a good point there.
You know?
No.
Man, my name's too boring.
Duke beat Woody. Woody meet Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman. Huh. Oh yeah. Ha. Huh. Yes. Huh?
See, I want to see that movie now.
It's funny because if a non-famous person does that, you go, what a chump, what a dork. But when Keanu does it or Jeff Goldblum does it, you're like, oh, wow, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
He's
how
just
great
being
is he?
Wacky. Yeah.
Travis, you going to see Toy Story 4?
Of course I am.
Of course you are.
Why wouldn't I?
Ah.
Toy Story 4.
You're a big boy.
I'm not allowed to
Good
go
story.
to the theater.
You're not? Yeah, wow. It's the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's go to Brad in New Jersey. What's up, Brad?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Hello, Brad.
Brad,
Friends and I used to play this game with actors or musicians who kind of disappear for a while, but then make a resurgence and get popular again, like John Travolta did with Pulp Fiction, Jason Bateman with God knows whatever he did.
Yeah.
And now, do you think that this could be what's going on with Keanu Reeves?
Well, yeah, I mean, for sure. I think John Wick and all the meme stuff has brought back Keanu, but John Travolta wasn't exactly able to. He had a little bit of a second run.
Oh, yeah.
But he
you have
wasn't.
to Pulp Fiction. What else did you have to Pulp Fiction? He did a couple of
He
things.
was in Michael. He was in Phenomenon.
Yeah.
He was in Broken Arrow.
But after Face Off.
Face Off.
But that was kind of the end for Travolta again.
Yeah, that kind of jumped the
Primary Colors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
He had a run.
Right around the Face Off time is when he dropped off again.
Isn't it nice to know you could bang him? We could bang
No.
Travolta.
No,
What? No,
I don't
that's
think I'm
not-
looking for Travolta to want to fuck me.
No, you could fuck him.
No. Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3, even though I didn't like it, it was still. That's still 10 years ago.
It was still a movie?
Get Shorty was good.
No, but I mean,
Oh,
it was,
yeah, Get Shorty.
Shorty was funny.
Get Shorty was a big one. Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 is not like a highlight.
No, but it was one of those ones. It was him and Denzel co-starring. It wasn't like some fucking bomb that nobody heard of.
Battlefield Earth?
Like that was a bomb.
Swordfish was a hit.
That's because Halle Berry's breasts were in it.
You got that right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Battlefield Earth was like Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he is in.
That was his pet project.
Right. And then his next pet project was Gotti.
Oh, yeah, that tanked.
Did you see it?
No.
It's the greatest, worst movie of all time. It is so bad.
I'll check it out.
The only thing that is going to make me happier than I went to the theaters to see Gotti. That's how excited I was about this thing. And it did not let me down.
Good?
It was.
You went to the theater? I wouldn't watch that on a plane.
It was maybe the worst movie I've ever seen. It was so great. It was amazing. Like the whole time they spend more time talking about like what a good father and a community man John Gotti was than that he was a gangster.
Was it pro Gotti?
It was so pro Gotti. Like his kid clearly came in and rewrote the entire script.
Well, I'm going to see it.
Oh, he's in the OJ thing too.
Oh, you know what? He was very good as
He was great in People
Kardashian.
versus OJ.
Wait, no, he played Robert Shapiro, so he
Yeah.
was great as,
Yeah.
as Robert Shapiro.
OJ.
Can we see?
Except what was great about Travolta as Robert Shapiro was that the character was amazing and he was so good on the show. And then I went back and watched tape of Robert Shapiro, and I was like, he didn't look or sound anything like Travolta, but it was great.
That's why it's a great role to choose because no one knows the backstory.
Right.
Can we see Halle Berry's knockers real quick?
You just want to look at them?
Just want to get a little blast from the past.
Okay.
Remember in Monsters Ball, she got railed?
By Billy Bob Thornton?
Oh, that was exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, that screen grab right there, the first one, Troy Kwan.
Oh, she is so
literally
pretty.
sold Swordfish.
I'd
that
suck
was the
on them.
That was the
Those are
entire movie.
perfect
I'd
bosoms.
suck on them. Shut the hell up.
I would.
It was the
He's
first.
looking at Travolta's picture.
Baby boy would nurse.
Oh, that's not real.
Shit.
No, yeah, that's not real.
Well, whatever. That's
Would you
nice.
nurse on her boobs?
Yes.
I'd hold them like a little baby.
The nips are little. I like a bigger areola.
like
if I'm
a
being
fat
honest.
areola.
Same.
Yeah. Like
You
a
like a-
mud pie got thrown at her tits.
You like a big sloppy gash as well.
Sometimes, yeah. When I'm in a gash vibe.
Yeah. That's been for a long time.
I do like it.
Gash
meaty.
vibe. That's a great
Well, I know you like
channel.
meat.
Gash vibe.
Yeah. Meaty is a good word.
I do like a big veg.
Oh, yeah.
Or.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when it's in the underwear and you can see the bulge of it. That's hot.
Yoga pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that.
Is there anything better than a fat cunt in yoga pants?
I bet you could. I bet you.
Sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. He'll never say. He's literally. There's. I don't know. You can say anything you want about Roland, and he will never stop loving you, Mark.
I love
he's,
Roland.
He's literally walking around in a Mark Norman T-shirt yesterday. It's really weird, actually, his affection for you.
Oy vey.
Yeah, it's getting creepy. Mike in Idaho. What's up? What's up, Mike?
Not much. Did you guys know that Keanu Reeves is also going to be the new Wolverine?
Whoa!
Why is that? What do you mean? There's already a new Wolverine?
I have not heard that.
I don't think that's
Terrible
I think you just
idea.
made that up.
Hugh Jackman's perfect.
It's
Which is the gayest
been
thing
announced
I've ever
that he's taken Hugh Jackman's spot.
Travis, have you heard anything about this?
No, he wants to be Wolverine.
Yeah, Mike, I gotta hang up on you. I don't know what they're. Idaho is obviously not getting the news.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bunk.
right away. I don't think the X-Men franchise is looking at doing anything anytime soon with how poorly the one that's out in theaters now is doing.
Oh, is there one out?
They just put one out last weekend. It's The Rise of the Phoenix.
Wow.
It's the it's the last X-Men movie in this franchise. After this, the rights go over to Disney and Marvel, right? And
Yeah, I mean, technically they released this one.
but just as like they
Because
didn't
it was
make
a Fox
this.
movie.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, it's doing very, very poorly. Very, very poorly.
It's a shame.
You sad about that?
Yeah. I like the comic book movies. I want to see all of them do well.
Yeah, they're all like the little engine that could, right?
Yeah.
You just support for just growth for them.
Did you see it, Rob?
No, I have not.
Are you going to?
I will.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see it just to
Just to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all the other ones.
You have all of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll be back with more best of Jim Norton. We'll be back with We'll be back with more best of Jim Roberts. We'll We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Grill up the wings, crack open a cold one, and enjoy the return of sports with Barstool Radio.
Thank God sports are back.
The one thing that I will miss about sports when they come back, sleeping.
Hang out with Big Cat, PFT commenter, KFC, Louis Cologne, and get your winning picks with the return of Picks Central.
We're going to have sports.
I'm happy it's going down.
We're back!
Listen to Barstool Radio all day long on Channel 85 and at home with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
The fans have spoken. Pride in the name of love.
With or without you.
Now, find out which U2 classic they voted their all-time favorite.
There are too many times to count in my life where these lyrics hit home for me.
The 100 most desired U2 songs. All Labor Day weekend on U2X Radio, Channel 32, and the SiriusXM app.
Undisputed on FS1.
Are you ready, Shannon Sharp?
I'm ready to talk some football. Tom Brady's not going to be playing football at 43.
I believe he can play 5 more Super Bowl caliber years.
Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football I've ever seen.
What? Are you kidding me?
Winning a Super Bowl does not make you all-time great.
You are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and you think that?
Get back, Skip.
Dak Prescott is the real deal.
Undisputed. Weekdays at 9:30 Eastern to noon on FS1.
Okay, some good news during a challenging time for everybody, and this could really help. You may know hundreds of thousands of people have already made the switch to MediShare, which is the affordable alternative to health insurance. And with so many people looking at how they pay for healthcare right now, seeing premiums going up or the cost of COBRA plans, MediShare has extended their special offer, and a lot of people have taken advantage of it. Simply apply by September 30th, and they will waive your new member fee. That's $170 savings. And of course, that's just a start. The typical family saves $500 a month after making the switch. MediShare is a Christian community that shares each other's healthcare costs, and it's worked beautifully for decades. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to get your additional savings. Here it is. Call 855-79-BIBLE. That's 855-79-BIBLE. 855-79-BIBLE.
Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance.
Stock market have you nervous with all the massive fluctuations? With the markets returning to pre-coronavirus levels, unemployment rate shifting, and the upcoming election, it's virtually impossible to guess what will happen next. With Vantage Point, you don't have to. Text DEMO to 411-411 to find out how our technology can forecast market trends up to 3 days in advance with incredible accuracy. Get what you need to stay ahead of market trends and find explosive moves before they happen. Vantage Point's patented technology analyzes huge quantities of global data in seconds. Stop guessing. Start predicting trends 72 hours in advance. Text the word DEMO to 411-411 and experience Vantage Point for free. Text DEMO to 411-411 so you can grow your capital now with Vantage Point. Don't wait. Text DEMO to 411-411.
Go to VantagePointSoftware.com for terms, conditions, and privacy policy.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Karen, owner of Lone Star Transfer. If you have found yourself stuck in a timeshare, you're not alone. Let us help you. Our process to get you out is done legally, ethically, and quickly. We have an excellent success rate and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Let our family at Lone Star Transfer give you peace of mind. Give us a call today for a no-obligation consultation at 844-284-4861 or online at lonestartransfer.com.
We are back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
We are joined,
Gino, Aaron.
by Aaron Berg, Gino Bisconti, of course.
Hey.
From the show In Hot Water.
Chris was talking about boxing before. You're in shape. Do you fight?
No, I haven't fought for a bit. I almost got in one on the subway recently.
For what?
Just like race related.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
yeah.
You were attacked because you were white, or you said something to somebody?
I piped up a little bit. I was jacked up on test. This was about like 6 months ago. I was doing a lot of testosterone replacement therapy.
I was about to say, what's test?
Yeah.
Testosterone.
Testosterone.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I don't have any, so I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
The Jim
Norton and Beta show.
Jim. And I was jacked up, and this guy was playing his music real loud, and I had like an American tank top on and like khaki, and so then I just started whistling at him and then videotaping him, and he goes, "You videotaping me?" And I go, "Yeah, why don't you turn your fucking music down?" And then he's like, "Sometimes
you were looking for a
motherfuckers
fight
get
a little bit.
Yeah, I was looking for a fight. A lot. Yeah, not a little bit. A lot. But now I got a baby, and I'm not allowed to do that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to? Because some fucking lunatic slashes you on the subway. Who needs that shit?
But at first, everybody was on my side, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's standing up to this guy playing his music all loud," until he threatened to stab me, and then everybody kind of took his side, where they're like, "Oh, this guy's crazy. You shouldn't be messing with him."
So when he threatened to stab you, were you like, "Okay, sir, never mind"?
No, I
let's
go, "Oh, I'd love to get stabbed. That'd be awesome," because the test is running through my brain.
You're not thinking rationally when you're on testosterone.
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing.
So how did it get diffused?
The guy backed down. I just kept staring at him, and I was jacked up.
Yeah, even crazy people, like you can see how crazy are you. Like when you see crazy people avoid big guys, I've seen that too, where they're getting in everyone's face, and then some fucking monster walks by, and they just kind of walk. It's like fuck you, you're not that crazy.
When crazy people are acting crazy on purpose, they're not that crazy. When people are looking at somebody who is perceived to be crazy and going, "Yeah, I'd love to get stabbed right now," that's the crazy person.
That, guys like him or a cauliflower ear, you stay away from those guys.
That's right.
Look at the top of every guy's ear before you fight them, and then that'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah,
you got fucking nice.
I have lumps
ears.
in my ears. Patrice used to tease me and say I have cauliflower ears without fighting. I have like little lumps, so it looks like I can fight, but I really can't.
But it's good. It protects
My
you.
wife had to get those removed. They're cancerous, probably. You should go to the doctor.
Everything is cancer.
Doesn't matter.
I think everything is cancer nowadays.
It's not cancer.
But I'm lucky I didn't stand up, Jim, because I'm like 5'5". So if I would have stood up, then he would have been like,
Look
"Oh,
like a
this
trophy."
midget's angry."
Right.
Yeah.
But the arms look good. You're in a tank top. The chest
and
is looking
I
good.
lean forward, so I'm like,
Absolutely, you look like the little Lannister fella.
Yeah, thank you. I feel good. Hey, it's great to be here, guys.
Well, it's great to have you. You're doing a live show, by the way. I do want to mention In Hot Water is on Compound Media.
You guys every day or Monday through Thursday?
Monday through Thursday, 9
Monday
a.m.
through Thursday, but the show is going live at Hilarities in Cleveland on May 5th.
That's a great room.
So if you're in the Cleveland area, you want to see this monstrosity of a show happening right in front of your face.
Yeah.
It's available for
Gino,
you.
how do
It's
you
incredible.
do morning radio? Because you're a fucking complete alcoholic. Like, I don't know how you wake up.
People lost money on that because a lot of people are like, "There's no way he's going to wake up."
You look fresh as a daisy.
Well, because I haven't drank in 5 days. Because I
good for you.
Well, it's nice to have a break from work, but I don't. But that's the thing. People are like, "Oh, you're drunk all the time." No, I wake up, I go to the show, I have a couple beverages in the morning, like my old man, and then we do the show. But at night, I have the spots. I do writing for radio, so I can't really get as banged up as I'd like.
So
to.
you're more together than people would think.
Yes, but it's all the persona. Let me explain the
I
radio. Like,
understand.
people think you don't actually have AIDS, Jim, but it's part of persona.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
you
they
run
find
with
out
it.
soon enough. And they get a cold, and all of a sudden they're fucking losing weight.
When you pull out and yell "ta-da," that's called
hey,
the
you should have read
reveal.
my
I call
Wikipedia.
that sex cancer. That's what it is.
It's not always cancer.
Sex cancer.
It's not
I
always.
feel like
Actually,
I got throat
no,
cancer.
more than likely is cancer.
Yeah, could
truly.
be. It's sex cancer.
It could.
not.
Yeah, no, it
Could be.
Cancer's the most. That's the thing you're
Yeah.
going to die of: cancer or heart attack.
Yeah.
Heart disease or cancer.
What time does In Hot Water begin in the morning?
9.
Okay, so
9.
you're talking about doing a 9 a.m. show,
I
right?
said 9 at 9.
And you're
To
guys,
noon?
it's 9 a.m. and
Till
you're sitting
10.
there going like, I do the show, I have a couple beverages, and then everybody in the room is going, "Oh, so you don't have a problem? It's 9 o'clock in the morning."
What are you drinking? Beers? Or are you drinking? Are you keto?
Whiskey, like
Oh, you're drinking
Jason,
whiskey though.
At
We're
9
not
o'clock in the
talking in
morning.
moderation. We're talking the better part of a bottle at 9 a.m.
Every day, every
The-
morning.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you don't know which part's the better part. Sometimes the bottom's the better part, so you got to drink your way through.
Absolutely.
I say that for
This
different
top part's the shitty part of the bottom.
Power bottom.
But our fans are so great, and Berg will tell you, like, he was like getting concerned because in December we would have fans that were like on vacation for Christmas, and they'd come in at 9 a.m. You know, and that's a haul if they're getting up in the city or in Jersey to get to the studio at 9, bring him cigars, and bring me a bottle of whiskey. Be like, hey, let's have some drinks. I'm like, well, let's.
Will you feel pressure to do it, or like do you ever like go, fuck, I don't feel like doing
No,
this
but
shit
see
right
that,
now.
and I've had this conversation with Berg. When it's like I'm a social drinker. Like it's not. I haven't drank in the past week because I don't sit at home alone going like, God damn it, I need a drink. It's like But if someone shows up with a bottle of whiskey at the studio, I'm like, we should have
do
a
it.
goddamn
That's a
drink.
great
I get
idea.
it, man.
Yeah.
Aaron, do
I'm
you
with
drink?
you.
No, I was sober like 5.5. I've quit. Everything's done now. I had to stop shooting test. I had to stop drinking. I
Sorry to
missed
hear
it.
that.
Why'd you have to stop?
Because
test?
my
It's
wife
safe.
and I almost got divorced. Because
Oh,
I was,
that's right, you
I was
called
shooting.
me.
I was
I
calling
remember I
Chris
was in
every
the parking
second
lot in
day,
Pittsburgh.
going, I don't know what
Yeah.
to do.
Wait,
So
is
what
it
was
the anger?
Here's what I would do. I haven't had a drink in 5+ years because I stopped drinking and smoking cigarettes the same day. Yeah, that's what he calls me all the time.
nice.
That's not
And then
nice.
I'm like, get out of this steam room. It's me and my friend in an Equinox just earning neck training.
This isn't a bar, and I leave.
So I quit those things, and then I started smoking cigars, and I would smoke 2 cigars a day. And then I was like, oh, this is good. I'm not addicted to anything. I'm just smoking 2 cigars a day. Let me start doing some tests and smoking a weed vape pen. So I was smoking the weed vape pen and the test, but then the test makes you all angry, and the weed makes you all introspective. And my wife calls, and she's like, you have to go to rehab. And this was around the time Artie had just gone to rehab. And I'm like, look, people go to rehab when they have Artie problems, not when they're smoking vape pen and shooting test on occasion, although it may be double the recommended dosage. And
That's how much you were shooting?
yeah.
Is it safe? Isn't test safe? Relatively safe?
As much as you want, they say.
The only thing it can cause is cancer. Truly.
Yeah, and
That's a big if. That's not a little aside.
Yeah.
It's amazing how mainstream testosterone is now. Because like in my day, it was called steroids, and now it's just
Not
testosterone.
just testosterone,
Yeah,
but-
when you're older.
I mean, Chris is saying all it can do is cause cancer. Apparently, it can also cause divorce, which is another thing you
Yeah.
might want to
It was
avoid if
really
you have a
close.
kid on
And
the way.
impotence.
Yeah,
But then
Oh,
Berg
no,
said he was
does
getting
it?
rid of cancer when he got that divorce.
I was pretty good when I was tested
It
up.
depends. Like some people,
Yeah.
Okay, so
Depends.
My dick is such a flop to begin with. That'd be
Yeah.
a fucking nightmare, man.
Do you use pills now?
Now?
Yeah.
Since fucking 2000, I'm on fucking pills.
Do you guys have those blue chews here? Are you guys
Yes.
sponsored by the blue? Do you have any?
no,
I
we're not
fucking-
sponsored on this show.
We're not sponsored, but
Oh.
I've done them before. I don't care. I've chewed those fucking things. Are great.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we should. I mean, if any show should be sponsored, it should be
Absolutely.
this
Blue
show.
chews. Yeah, because I want to get
Jim's
some.
sponsored by a wallet, though. If you tape 2 of them to your dick, you'll be hard.
Yeah, the Ridge wallet.
Yeah, the Ridge wallet's rock hard.
So you're doing. What was it? If you're doing testosterone and you're smoking weed, I feel like you should be nicely balanced out. What were you doing that your wife
That's what
was
I
like?
would think.
You're going to rehab
I
or
would
you're getting a
yell
divorce.
a lot, and then I'm always worried she's going to call the cop. Like I hit her once, and yeah, but it was a slap on the ass, and we joke about
Were
it
you
now.
angry when you did it?
Because I choked her and said this is a joke. No, I I slapped her on the ass. Yeah, it was a little aggressive. And she said, she goes, you hit me on the. Then we joked about it because I hit her on the ass. And
Right.
I would never, you never hit a woman. That's
Yeah.
what until you do.
Tell them
and then
what
you're
your-
like, oh, now I get it.
Tell them what your therapist said when you told your therapist you did it. What she felt.
What did she feel? My therapist told me I need to feel more emotions because I only feel anger, choke.
Choke's not an emotion.
Sad.
Choke. No, that's a verb. That's a
no.
response.
Punch.
Nope, that's a response.
So I slapped her on the ass a little bit, and it was like that type of stuff where she threw a pillow at me once, and I was like, "That's assault! I'm gonna call the cops." And then I was like, "The cops can't come when your wife throws a pillow at you."
Right.
So it sounded horrible. I didn't really hit her. I slapped her on the ass, but she said
But
it
it
was
feels
aggressive.
like it got a little toxic.
Yeah, it was toxic.
Got a little
you
toxic.
can't do test.
Is that TRT what you're doing?
Yeah.
But if you do the right
Was
amount,
doing.
does it fuck you up?
I think the problem with all that stuff is if you have cancer cells already in your body lying dormant,
Oh,
which people
right.
don't know, it can just ignite them.
What are you talking about cancer for?
That's
That's
all
what
I'm
I'm
talking
talking about.
That's the only thing.
We're talking about divorce and like
Jim
destroying
brought
his-
it up.
I was asking because I want to know. Why I want to do it because I obviously have no fucking
What
energy.
about everything that
He's
Aaron
doing
just
too much.
said?
Yeah, I was doing too much.
He's doing double the recommended. I wouldn't do. I don't want to be. He's a giant guy.
So you're
giant
replacing, like, let's say you have 5 testosterones in your body, and you're doing testosterone replacement therapy. You decided to do. I'm going to replace
Therapy.
the 5
Yeah.
with 17.
Sure.
Therapy.
Yeah.
You ever have any heart problems?
By the way, I
feel
just
great.
numerically ranked testosterones as a
Yeah.
plural, and you think me mispronouncing therapy
Therapy.
is the thing.
What is a good? I had my testosterone tested. My level's okay for my age, but I
Right.
kind of would love more.
Yeah,
You love more,
You
yeah.
should do more.
Yeah, Aaron,
What's
is
your
You're
level?
also at a
for
point
that.
where you could do HGH, and it'd be great for you.
What does that do?
Growth hormone's going to make you younger. You're going to be stronger. Your forehead's going to elongate.
That's what happened
Yeah,
to me.
it's
great
what all the
stuff.
Hugh Jackman, all these guys. That's all
Yeah.
HGH.
But does it also fucking
Same
cancer?
thing with the cancers.
That's a problem.
always the thing with any enhancement thing is if you already are predisposed
Right.
to cancer, it will just ignite it. But you don't know if you are or if you aren't.
We were
That's the
talking about
problem.
this
You
at the
take a
beginning of the
fucking
show.
chance.
It's all going to give you cancer.
Yeah, but that's
whatever
a lot-
you do.
you
You
don't
could
want to
die of
speed it
cancer or
up.
heart disease.
It's it.
You don't
It's
want
what
to
it
put
is.
Miracle Grow on
That's
it.
it.
I mean, I don't want to fucking make it happen.
I sponsored Aaron's fucking American citizenship.
Well, you're exaggerating a little
I did.
bit, but he
Where are you
helped
from?
me
I
get
remember you
into the
called me when
country.
you were going through your
From where?
process
I
with your
moved
wife.
here
You're like,
from
you're my American
Norway.
sponsor.
No, I moved here from Canada.
Oh.
But yeah, I had to get like a whole bunch of letters written, and Chris wrote me a great letter.
Where in
Fuck
Canada?
yeah, dude. You're
Toronto.
welcome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And,
I'm happy you're here now. Now you're beating the women, and I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
it sounded
I'm happy
horrible
you're on
that I
our
said
wall.
that. That's
shouldn't
gonna
on our
come
side
back
of the
down.
wall.
I don't think.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said
There
I
was
hit
no
my wife.
reason.
No, there was no. I
could've
slapped
just-
my wife's ass.
Are you a
Can
citizen?
you go back and
You're
edit
fucking-
that? What?
Are you a citizen here now?
No,
or not?
I'm a green card holder.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So what do you got
Congrats
to do?
on
Oh,
that.
You're
I
on a
gotta
path to
become a
citizenship?
citizen now. Yeah.
Do you know
know
you're a
what I need to
citizen?
do.
Yes.
What's that?
You're a citizen of America.
I'm a goddamn American.
Good for
That's
you.
right. That's right. Italian immigrants raised on a farm.
So, Aaron, is it difficult for you to hang out with somebody like Gino? Who, Gino, you are not at the moment. You're not
Sober.
Sober.
What's that? Oh, I'm sober now.
I mean, today,
it's a
I'm
fucking
saying.
nightmare. How do you people do this? It's so goddamn boring. What are you three looking at? Ooh, my mocha latte soy. Suck a dick.
But
no, I
somebody-
love it. I'm
Somebody
good. I'm
does
good
crowd
sober.
work no matter where he
No
is.
matter
It's
crowd.
a
There's a
really
crowd.
interesting
Let's
thing to
work.
watch.
Right.
Yeah.
But somebody who appreciates not being sober so much versus somebody who's trying to, with all their might, to maintain some kind of sobriety. I can't imagine that this relationship works well socially.
Well, it does, but Gino's emotionally crippled.
I'm not
see.
emotionally
So he's
crippled.
like,
I
he's
see.
50,
Jim, how long
but
have you known me? Am I
inside,
emotionally
he's a
crippled?
26-year-old.
Your emotions
I
had a
see.
red cape and a horse threw them off.
I see what you did there.
Is there a yellow S on the back of it?
Yeah, it was.
He's not. He's still like a 26-year-old inside of his body.
I see.
Yeah,
I
So
see.
he-
Whereas you're a little
What?
bit more mature.
yeah, I'm dealing with it. I mean,
Yeah.
therapy. It's making me do. I had to ask my dad if he's proud of me. This was a big
Is he?
thing.
Nice.
He said that, but there wasn't
Then he
enough
kicked the stool
emotion
out from
behind
underneath
it. My
himself.
therapist said there's not enough emotion. He just goes, "Yeah, I'm proud of you."
This
And he's like,
therapist has told him to do that.
Yeah.
When he told the therapist that he hit his wife on the ass, was that okay? He's like, well, now she feels seen. Didn't you? How much
He
are you
did say
paying this
that.
guy?
She feels what?
Seen.
That's
Because
not
we
that-
discussed it.
She
Look,
feels
we-
seen.
We
What does that mean?
discussed
Seen.
it
Like he sees
afterwards.
her, he feels-
when
you
I
know
go,
what I mean?
look,
Like,
it was
not
wrong.
looking over her.
There's no way to make that right. I said, I know I slapped you on the ass. I can say it's a joke, but whatever it is, it's wrong. It won't happen again. And then we got along right away after that, which would have never happened back in the day. And I go, so maybe she liked me slapping her ass. He goes, no, I think what it is she feels seen by you having
Very
this
funny.
discussion afterwards.
Yeah, it's the apology.
Yeah.
Because you then recognized her emotions and
Yeah.
what you did wrong.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
You're
so
paying
much.
a guy to tell you that your wife feels seen?
Am I going to guess?
When my old man used to hit my mother, he'd punch her in the face and go, and seen. It was incredible.
I see. Gino, are you not in therapy at the moment?
No.
Oh, okay. That's a shock.
No, we just swallow. But I keep a journal, so you just write all that
Are
crazy
you
stuff
married?
down. Like no,
Oh, single. Okay.
you just write all your shit in a journal and you get it out of your head.
It
you know,
does
it's like
help,
the movie,
right, to put it down.
without a doubt, it helps. You know, and it's like it's like the movie Seven when they find all this journals written really small.
Right.
You get all that shit
Like
out
a
of-
serial killer
But
thing.
and I bust his balls, but it definitely works for him. The guy's fucking amazing, but. I think therapy works for some people and it doesn't work for others. Like,
Have you tried it?
I did when I lost both my parents to cancer.
Okay. Did you? Okay. Also, they were both on like huge amounts of tests.
Yeah,
so-
huge test. And I went, and it just was like I didn't like the therapist. Everything they said, I didn't believe, and no matter what they said, I wasn't like in the space for it. So I just started, doing it myself and writing a journal. So I just do it that way.
Right. And it works for you.
It does work.
So when you write the stuff down, you do feel like it gets out of your system.
Yes.
And then you drink copious amounts of
I
alcohol.
do, but
I see.
But I'm a good drinker. Have you ever seen me?
Never.
Have you that's the thing. Like I don't perform drunk. I don't. And this is the thing. Like you'll take a week off from drinking
Well,
like
you do your
this.
show
Yeah.
drunk.
And people,
Yeah.
what's that?
You do your show drunk.
Yeah.
But that's
Do
just
show
it.
drunk.
Do I? If I, start,
yeah.
watch this. Do I? If I start the show at 9 a.m. and I'm sipping whiskey till 10, it takes you till like 10:30 to
It
get
is
really
only a
hammered.
1 hour show.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That's a great counterpoint.
Although I will admit, over the holidays, there were a couple times like 9:30 Berg's like he's done. But this is the thing. It's like I'm good at drinking, and I know that sounds like but if I go a week without drinking, someone will be like, "Hey," he's like, I'll say like, "Yeah, I haven't had a drink in a week," and they'll be like, "Oh, what'd you do?" And I'll get vindictive. I'll be like, "Nothing. I'm better than you. I didn't hit a woman. I didn't wreck a car.
Right.
I didn't get into a fight. I just." Got in the car, and when I put on my seatbelt, my liver I felt it swelling against it.
How's
So
your
you
blood
feel-
pressure?
What's that?
How's your blood pressure, cholesterol?
I think it's perfect over incredible.
All right,
Feels
fine.
good. Feels
blood
good right
pressure
now.
going from drinking?
Sure, of
If it's
course.
up, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of feel a superiority over people that can't handle their shit.
Just minorities, but yeah.
I see. Okay, that's more.
Why are you winking and nodding? All right, so no, but I don't feel superiority.
You said I'm better than you.
No, trust me.
He almost threw up a Hail Hitler when he did that.
I did.
His arm was.
But no, I'm just very comfortable in who I am. Like maybe I'm a
I see.
functioning alcoholic if you want, but I don't. It doesn't affect. It doesn't.
You know who you are.
Yeah, and
Who you are.
There's
Right.
never been a time where I called my niece. Sorry, I couldn't make your art show. I was drunk, or
You're there.
Or if I ever slept through a show drunk, that would be a problem.
But you don't miss shows.
No.
So it's like.
That's funny. The one example is I never missed my niece's art show. I drink whiskey at 9 in the morning, but I've never missed my niece's art show.
You know what? Jim, you just figured it out. The key to convincing yourself that you're a functioning alcoholic is to set up a life where you have zero
And
responsibility to anyone else.
It's a minefield of what you can consider good and what you consider
really
bad.
is.
Yes.
Like drinking at 9 in the morning, you step right over that one. That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't miss the art show. That means you're a drunk.
Yeah, you're not getting married. You're not having
Yes.
kids. You're not doing any
I
of
never
that
burned
stuff.
down a cathedral in Paris. All right, fine.
I've never denied it.
Luckily, there's nobody to hold you accountable. So as long as you're
That's
feeling
right.
good,
My
you're
cat,
good.
My cat thinks I'm fantastic. It's all come together.
And that's,
for
of
me.
course, that's the animal you have because cats can take care of themselves.
Sure.
They can.
Do you train fight? Because Chris trains in boxing. Do you train at all as big as you are? or no, you never train.
I just
So let's
lift
see who
weights
wins in a
now.
boxing fight right now.
Chris probably would.
You think so?
Chris is a skilled boxer, sure.
Yeah. My flexibility is not what it used to be. I was like a Taekwondo guy. But
Oh, you trained?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
No, so you'll beat the shit out of you.
No, but if you're training regularly now, you're going to be in better shape. I just stopped smoking cigars 6 days ago.
How long did you train for?
I'll be wheezing 30 seconds in. 6 years,
Oh,
7
that's
years.
a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you black belt?
No, brown belt.
Okay. I was looking at my black belt in something. I just, it's such a goal. Why
I
did
always
you keep
quit
going?
everything
Right
right
before? Right.
Yeah.
And it fucking pisses me off. So,
Same.
yeah.
So you just lift weights?
Yeah, I lift weights. I
Think
do a
that's your
little bit of
thing.
cardio. I ogle people sometimes, you know. I'll
Yeah,
stare by the leg
Are
machines.
you a starer? Do you have Asperger's or
A
no?
little bit. No.
Okay.
But
Maybe
I
a
like
little.
to, I like to stare sometimes. I don't cheat on my wife, so that's all I have.
Isn't it weird when you're staring at somebody and like they think it's aggressive, but you're like, no, I'm just looking. Like I'm just, you're an interesting face, and but like if you look at a guy, like you want to just stare at a guy, but it's not like I want to fight the guy.
Right.
It's not even angry. I'm like, well, I'm just looking at you because there's something about you that makes me want to look at you.
When I'm clean shaven, I can get away with it. If I have a beard, I can't. When I'm clean shaven, people look at me like more innocent, and they'll be like, "Oh, this guy's looking at me. That's cool." But when I have a beard, they're like, "What the fuck are you looking at?"
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you getting that, Sam, with your beard?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, they assume I'm ready for a fight
Yeah.
at any moment. And I
You're on
am.
Test ready to fucking.
No, I did one time. I mean, you just end up like, you don't even realize you're looking at a person, right? You're just kind of staring and thinking about something else, but
Yeah.
you're locked onto somebody. And I was looking at this guy. We were in like the Cheesecake Factory or something, and I was
Quit bragging.
Yeah, It was,
Favorite restaurant.
It was a
Love
nice
it.
dinner.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
The
Which New Year's
bistro
Eve was
shrimp?
this?
Yeah, we went Dutch.
Bistro shrimp.
We went Dutch.
Yeah.
But I was like, I ended up.
This is great.
I ended up staring at this guy, and like I'm walking towards him, and I realized like, oh, I've been staring at him the whole time, and I kind of was about to nod my head as if to just say hello, and he just looked at me and goes, "Do we have a problem?" And I mean, immediately, fight or flight kicks in. I go, no. I looked right at the ground and just started going, no. Just,
You know who you are as well. You know.
Left.
Yeah, I'm done.
I got
not
punked.
gonna happen.
I got
No.
I got
You
punked
win.
on the train one time. I was sitting there with sunglasses, and I was not. There was a guy in front. There was a black dude across from me, big guy, like and I'm like sitting there with my glasses zoned out. I'm not looking at him.
Right.
And he, by the way my head was tilted, probably thought that I was just directly staring at him. I had sunglasses on, and I see him take his glass. He had sunglasses. And lower them to the bridge of his nose and stare at me over the fucking glass, like a direct confrontation.
Yeah.
And I had to do that thing where you yawned and then looked down. Because I really wasn't looking. I'm like, oh, I know what the fuck this guy's thinking. This is going to be a problem.
Dude, I went to some concert or something. It was something at the Barclays Center because I know the train was coming back from Brooklyn, and it was like a kind of a long
NBA draft?
It must have been the
Okay,
NBA draft.
okay, just check.
And it was like a long subway ride, but it was late. It was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I get on the subway, and there's not many people in this car, but at the very end of the car is these three guys in the back. And I just kind of look over, and I see they've got huge amounts of cash. And they're just counting it out with each other.
Jesus.
And like I'm again spaced out, and I'm just staring at them, which when they're a guy. That's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at them.
Did you? At what point did you? Where'd you get all the money?
But they are counting cash on a train. It's hard not to look.
Are you fellows claiming all of that?
Exactly. Are you guys waiters?
But I'm just like looking at the cash, like, oh, that's something you don't see every day. And then all of a sudden, I notice that the cash isn't being counted anymore.
Yeah.
So I look up, and they're all making direct eye contact with me.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I went like I just got off at the next stop. I was like, I can't be.
Do you think they thought you were a cop?
I think they were just like,
why are you looking?
No,
at
first
us?
of all, there's no way they thought I was a cop.
You never know.
But they were
A lot
ready
of
to
people,
kick
they
the
just think
shit
every
out of
white
me.
guy's a cop.
You think
Not
so?
him.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
I didn't have the beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So even less of a cop vibe.
So but it is like you're counting money on a train, and you're just, how do you not look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but
You want
know,
to be logical and go, sorry, but you're counting money. I'm just
when there are
looking.
people who are probably drug dealers, I don't think that they're sitting there sympathetic to the fact that,
That's
this
true.
really is something you don't
That's
see every
true.
day.
Yeah.
They
And it
prefer
probably-
not to be looked at.
You're right. They're not being open-minded.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, it was like the late 90s. I was on the train with my father. He'd just taken me to a Knick game. It was like, whatever, 10, 11 o'clock at night. This guy was with his family of 2 little girls. He must have like been on the train with one of them, take the girl to like the hospital or something, or the doctor, 'cause she had a ear infection or earache. So she kept holding her ear, and we were hearing for 2, 3 stops. The father kept saying, baby, it's going to be okay. It's, your ear, whatever, talking to his little girl. These 2 guys get on,
I like the way you paused before you said guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
These two black guys get on, and you're just being loud.
And then he said it quietly,
like yelling, and whatever. It's fine. I'm just with my dad. Nobody's paying, like wherever. It's fine. This is normal. It's New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And the father says so politely to the guys, he goes, hey, I know you guys are, we're on the train together. You're being really loud. My daughter's got an ear infection. If you could just please just quiet down, we'd really appreciate it. We're getting off 2 more stops. And the guy goes, fuck you. Like that to the guy. And then I swear to God, this is why I don't fight anybody, because it's what I saw. The woman, his wife says, honey, just relax. And the guy says, okay. And then he continuously yells. The black kids were yelling, screaming. They were like, they were playing music. Like it was one of those. And the guy says, please, just one more time. Please, please, please. My daughter, we can't get up and move. She doesn't want to move. So please just. And the guy, again, was like, shut the fuck up. Like that. And then my dad I guess my dad knew. My dad was like, watch this. Because my dad just knew, he could tell like this guy. And then the guy, I swear to God, the guy quietly just like got up. The woman was like, please stop. And then he fucking punched like the tightest, quickest punch to the throat. On the one kid that said, fuck you. And then pinned the other one up against the wall with his elbow. He had his elbow in the other guy's throat.
Yeah.
Like the quickest move, so the one guy's on the floor, and the other guy's down his throat.
Such an erection
not saying
right
anything.
now.
He's not saying anything. He's just like rubbing his elbow in his throat and then pushes him on the floor and then just went and sat back with his family.
Next to him.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
And then my dad, I was just like, holy shit. And then the police came. Like the police, somebody, I don't know, was like yelling, pulled the emergency brake. The police were there. And nothing happened. They were just like the kids. It was, again, pre 9/11.
Right.
You could just, the winners, you know what I mean?
It had to be settled.
It was just about like,
Did
listen,
the kids rat him out or no?
no, the girl was crying. The little girl was crying. Obviously, it's like emotional to see your
her and
father
her
do that.
fucking shitty ear.
But I just couldn't believe. That's why I don't fuck with anybody, because you would never think
You
that
never
this
know.
guy,
Right.
he was such like a calm, collective guy. He had on like a sports coat. And then he just ripped 2 men's tracheas out of their fucking
He just knew to go right for the throat.
messing with his daughter's
And
ear
the wife
infection.
must have known. She's like, honey.
That's
honey.
what she said. And when my dad said,
Like
watch
when you're married
this,
to a superhero, honey.
yeah.
Honey, don't.
Well, he must have been some like army veteran.
It happened to be taken. It happened to be
But just
the
a guy
guy
who can
that
fight.
taken.
Some guys can just
some guy
fight.
could fight. And I get it, man. He was protecting his kid. The kids were fucking yelling.
You got to know when to fucking back off, too. Guys are so arrogant. Like, nobody
Oh,
wants
yeah.
to look bad, but it's like, God damn it, who wants to get punched in the fucking face?
Dude,
It's
the Albanian kids in my neighborhood were nuts. And one time there was a fight at the basketball court, just right out of random shit. And somebody's like, I'm going to get my brother, all that bullshit that they say. These Albanian kids, 2 of them came back with chainsaws.
What?
They had live chainsaws running after the guys who. And it was like the whole park scattered, but like between those 2 instances, the Albanian chainsaws and the fucking throat puncher guy, I don't fuck with anyone. I just hit the pads and I hit the speed bag a little bit in my own private time at the boxing gym.
That's it.
I don't ever use my skills because I'm like, I
Some
could get my
people-
head ripped off.
Right.
Don't give a shit. When you get to that point, I said last night, I'm looking at a picture of my daughter, and I go, if anybody were to ever do anything to my daughter, I would fucking tear their throat out.
Sure.
I wouldn't give a shit about going to jail. I would fucking murder
So
someone.
much for your sponsorship for the green card.
Yeah.
I think you got to
Absolutely.
deal with
That's what I'm
that.
I'm sponsoring this animal.
Yeah.
But don't you feel the same way?
I do, but I also feel, it's like with I'm trying to be like, look.
It sounds like you could get away with a little bit. Like you could push Chris's daughter around a little bit, just not too much.
Her mother, her mother is the one. Her mother is the one. Like we were in an elevator. We were living in a building in Park Slope, and this woman got on the elevator. Park Slope, very gentrified, uppity, fucking woke white people neighborhood. So we were living there 2 years ago. My daughter was, maybe a year old. She had a pacifier in, which, some studies say you shouldn't have a pacifier in that long, but my daughter was.
I thought you were going to say which is hot. It's
Yeah,
fucking
which is hot.
sexy. Right.
So why can't you have a pacifier in?
Cancer of
say
the mouth.
Cancer of the mouth. They say just the new research that children should be weaned off and all this new bullshit baby research. And a lot of these people in Park Slope, in these gentrified woke neighborhoods, they've never really been hit. They're tough guys. They talk a tough game on Twitter, but nobody's ever actually, physical violence is never a thing because it's like they're young, they're millennial, nobody gets hit anymore.
They've never had the consequence of a fist in the mouth.
Of a fist in the mouth. My kid's mom is just a real deal Puerto Rican woman with a tattoo in her tit from Sunset Park, Brooklyn. So she does know.
She does have a tattoo on the tit?
She leads with violence and she wants the altercation. That's the type of woman she is. And so we get on I'll never forget, we're on the elevator and it's me, my kid's mom, and my daughter. She's got the pacifier in. Woman comes on, fucking scarves, woke as shit, comes on, and she looks at my daughter and she goes, how old is that baby? And I cut off. I said, she's a year old. Thank you. Have a good day. Because I knew my kid's mom. I knew my kid's mom already was like, this bitch is talking to my fucking daughter. And I said, she's 1 year old. Have a nice day. Thank you. And then the woman just couldn't. We were on the 8th floor. We're going down. And then she keeps looking back and she finally turns around. She goes, she's 1. She goes, that's a little old for a pacifier. My kid's mom hit the emergency brake on the elevator.
Shut up.
I swear to God, stopped it between the 3rd and 2nd floor and was like, what about your article, bitch? Like that. She was like, what about your article? What do you mean? And then the woman was
what about your article? What is that?
She read an article.
I see.
The woman that said she read an article about.
I thought your wife was Spanish. She just doesn't know the language.
Oh yeah. So like, what about the article that you read?
No, honey. Use your words. Use your words. Call her a twat.
I swear to God, I was just rubbing her back, and the woman was so shaken up, and the woman was like, the fire department, this could cause a fire, and she was like, the fire department's at least your problems right now.
I hope they say your baby with the overbite.
She was like, the FDNY is not going to help you right now. So
wow,
why you want to talk to? And then she just asked her an honest question. My kid's mom. She's like, why do you feel the need to talk to my daughter right now?
Okay, that's an honest question, but even the way you say it, it's extremely combative.
100%. Oh yeah,
and the elevator's been stopped.
Extremely combative.
Absolutely. No, she's out of her fucking dude. One time we got into a fight. She pushed our air conditioner out the window. She's out of her fucking mind.
Can literally kill a person.
She doesn't give a fuck.
No, she doesn't care.
Didn't you watch Fargo?
You are. You're still in love with her?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you love that.
I love her.
Just when you think you're out of the relationship, she does some crazy
She
shit.
does something
and you
romantic.
Go, you go, I
throw
want
a fucking radiator at somebody.
No, she's fucking out of her mind.
This
But I
would
love
be
it.
so much better. Like this type of conflict, if we had more of this, I think there'd be less of the other bullshit happening in the world.
100%.
Like all the passive aggressive shit, all the people attacking each other at rallies. I think if more people dealt with it in a one-on-one scenario.
Because you'd have to be accountable for everything, right?
And people have all this anger build up, and you go online, like this vitriol online now. When you see these people in real life, they're not like that at all. When people attack me online, then I saw them in real life, and they're like, hey, how are you?
Sure.
It's that.
Yeah, nobody ever attacks in person.
No, nobody
don't.
does. I've had one person that's been offended by stuff I've done in the past 2 years come up and be like, hey, why did you do this
Yeah,
thing?
I've had a couple of those, but it wasn't aggressive. There was one guy actually asked me, why did you say that? Like about, and it was a real question. I didn't have a great answer for it. I was like, yeah, maybe it was a fair question, but he wasn't being a complete cunt about it.
Yeah, they just want the reaction.
Yeah,
I think too on social media, people, you tweet something out, it gets whatever 10 retweets. You think what you've just said is profound, but it's like nobody cares.
No.
Like in the real world, it's like what you're just getting the idiots to agree with your point, but reality, like that woman who said that to my daughter, she's probably talked in her book clubs or whatever about like, isn't this so bad about these pacifiers? And they're like, yeah, it is bad. So she thinks she could just say that to people, but then you run into an actual
It is weird that people
real human being.
like that woman that you met in the elevator, that because of the life they've lived, or met.
It's more of an encounter, Sam. But go on.
Yeah. That really was a polite way of saying it, wasn't it?
Well, how did you say it, met?
Met, the woman you met in the elevator. Yeah, that there are these people who don't understand the concept of just minding your own business.
Yeah.
If you see a baby with a pacifier and it's not your baby,
Yeah.
they could be 15 years old.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
What
It's not your
parent
kid.
Any parent is going to say, mind your fucking business. If you're hitting the kid, that's what. But a pacifier, you can't tell a parent what
Well,
to
no,
take.
because in those neighborhoods, like in
Right.
these, all this fucking activism shit is happening. It's all that like we feel like we have to tell you what's wrong, because we've been. Whatever, all these things we've been
they do it
lied
in
to
their
by the
book clubs.
government and in the book club.
Yeah.
My kid's mom was like, "Go have fun
What
at the
are
flea
books?
market,"
There was a.
What about your article?
What about your article?
What are books?
She just assumed she read some articles.
Right.
There was a flight from to Puerto Rico or Brazil, and there was a kid crying for hours and hours, and the guy sitting next to the kid couldn't take it anymore, and he took water and he threw water in the baby's face.
Shut up.
Yeah, he was arrested. He was arrested for it. And I'm like, that's an invasive.
You can't
thing.
throw water at somebody else's
No,
kid. No, you
but
can't.
you get both sides. I
get where it came from.
Oh, fuck.
You've been at that place where you're like, because you always feel it right before. I mean, Aaron,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you probably more than most people, a lot of it because of the testosterone.
Yeah, you know when
But
you're going to go off.
Like this rage thing where you're going, oh my God, this rage is filling me up. Like this is going to happen right now.
Yeah.
This is definitely going to happen right now. And then you throw water in a kid's face.
You go out of your mind. My parents come in 2 weeks ago, so I get all this anxiety because my parents are coming. So I'm driving. My wife and I are supposed to go.
Why
pick them up
why
from
anxiety?
Because my father's proud of me, but not emotionally attached.
Why can't you be more like Paul Bernardo?
I don't know why I get anxiety because I'm a damaged individual that thinks he coped with it, and I haven't. I'm going to pick my wife up so we can go get my parents, but I have to go to the gym first to get the anxiety out. So then I'm a few minutes late, and my wife's like, "Fuck it, I'm not going. I got to be in the city." So I park outside of the house. This is on no testosterone. Park outside the house. Leave the car running, go outside the house and yell, "Yo, Chris, come on!" Forgetting I live in a nice neighborhood now. These poor people are like, "What the fuck is this poor Jew just yelling on the, hey, Stella!" And then she's like, "You're freaking out. All the neighbors are freaking out." I'm like, "I don't give a shit." And then I catch myself. I'm like, "Oh, I better go back to the car and go pick my parents up." But it's like these moments that are so heightened with no testosterone. I'm a very heightened individual.
Well, yeah. But that was after the gym, you said, right?
That was after
So you'd
the
already
gym.
got that pump on.
Sure. I'm
So,
not
okay.
well. Yeah. I
How
think,
long do you do in the gym?
An hour,
Oh, just
hour
an
and a
hour.
half. Yeah.
That's good. That's decent.
You think so?
I think that's good.
Okay.
An hour,
good.
hour and a half.
Good. I'm glad you're
I
giving
do a
that.
good 55 minutes.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah.
Never
You
go
eat
over.
great now, though.
I eat decent.
Yeah.
Jim-
I
Jim
eat
looks good.
shit. I'll cheat.
How's your
like
cholesterol?
crazy.
How's your blood pressure?
I don't check it.
Why do you worry about?
Because that's what he asks everybody.
Everything's
It's the name of
cancer,
his little
cholesterol.
special.
high
Yeah.
cholesterol.
Do you work out, Gino?
I do. I haven't
do?
lately. It's hard to I used to be in a regimen, but now it's like this schedule. I don't know how you guys do it.
Drinking gets in the way. I
You
know.
work from 9 to 10.
I know, I know. But the thing is, it's like you wake up at 9,
Right.
And like I could see if we had a longer show. It's like because I was saying to Berg, it's like it's never like you wake up at 8:30 or 8 o'clock. I'm like I just want to go back to bed, and then you do the show and you're wired after the
So
show.
you go to the gym. I go to the gym after the show. That's what I do.
That's the thing. When I walk out of our studio, over on 35th, you can either go left to Sullivan's or right to Planet Fitness, but I usually go left.
Left Sullivan's.
So you
Yeah,
do
we'll
a
go to
lot
the
of
gym right
times.
after.
A lot of times you go to the bar after the show.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay,
times
so
you bring the people
and
over.
that's like 10:30 in the
See,
morning.
you're getting
Yes.
it now.
Okay,
And then
okay,
that'll
that's-
go to like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then he'll bump into Bill Schultz.
Yeah.
And then these guys are like, "Hey, I heard cocaine doesn't have that much fentanyl in it anymore."
Right.
And then it
Fentanyl
turns
has
into
ruined
a whole-
cocaine for me.
Yeah.
You like cocaine.
He
I
stopped
used to
doing
love
coke.
it. Now it's
Okay.
like, no, it's like I'm going to get the cocaine batch because some lazy Mexican can't stir the whole fucking bowl when he's mixing it.
Okay,
and I'm
so
going to
it's
get the
not-
one with
nice.
the thing and
It's
die.
not like the health stuff. It's more that the quality of the product for you. Not as
Yeah.
good.
You
What's
feel
the
the
point of doing
preparation
cocaine
is-
if you can't enjoy it? Like, if I
No,
have a
I
drink,
guess.
if I have a whiskey, I'm like, this is good whiskey. Yay, breakfast. But if I'm doing cocaine, I'm about to do the bump. Like, is this going to be the one? Is this going to be the one where I choke on my own vomit and die in Brooklyn as a hack comedian? Never mind. Thinking of someone else, that fucking
Do you
failure.
like any other drug? Do you like pills?
No.
Like opioids?
No, I
You
don't
don't
do
like
it.
that stuff.
I
Who
hate
choked
weed.
on their own vomit and died?
What's that? Some awful comics that you had a problem with us.
Yeah.
He's no one you know.
Oh,
he's
okay.
so far beneath you and in the radar and such human fucking garbage hackdom that you wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
The fact that he had
the nobodies that are listening right now, I'm trying to piss them off.
But the fact that he had a problem with you made it so that when he died of an overdose, you were like,
people
thank
were
God.
mad that we were so happy.
You were happy
He had a
I'm
problem
not-
with you.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. I'm like, we're not happy that he died.
Did you guys know him, or he had a problem with your show?
He had a problem with the show,
Yeah.
and he was going after, I think, all the compound media. And
Yeah.
if the guy
Oh,
died,
so he
I
was
think
taking it to another
overdosed.
level.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he overdosed, and he was
Do you
calling for
remember-
us to be banned from comedy venues, and then he overdosed.
He
and-
asked you to be banned?
Oh yeah, he was saying these guys should be banned from New
Why?
York comedy. There was an incident maybe 6 to 8 months ago where some fans of ours made some jokes, and someone took it as a threat, but it was
Oh,
a joke,
okay.
and it turned into a big
Yeah,
thing.
when the fans get involved, sometimes they don't realize like you can't just blatantly threaten.
The woman had a problem, and rather than go to the police because there was no problem, she just went to social media and be like, "Look what they tweeted," and every dumb,
Yeah.
But so
Well,
you don't like opioids.
No,
That's not for you. Is it really just drink?
it really is just drink. It's
I
like. Why do it if you're not going to enjoy it? It's not like, what are you going to do? Do it till half your nose falls off? That's so fucking hack and been done. You just want to have a drink, relax with your friends.
I think, you're right. That has been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? How do you avoid hangovers, or do you just live with it?
You don't stop drinking.
I see. That's right. When you're going to the bar, you
don't
start
mix.
drinking at 9.
Honest to God, like if I'm drinking beer and
Sure.
whiskey, I'm fine. And I just drink like Budweiser or Pilsner beers. I don't drink any of that microbrew crap.
Dude, the last time I got like hungover hammered, it was like I drink a little bit, but never. I went to a Knicks game and they just give you like the free vodka sodas.
Oh.
I was drinking. I had 12 vodka sodas.
That's a lot.
So it's like legit alcohol.
That's like
poisoning.
Forrest Gump with
Listen
Dr. Pepper. On
I
account
got
of day
so
was free
fucking
and I was
hammered.
thirsty.
Dude, I
The
had,
vodka goes right to your head.
Bro,
There's no D in it to
I
slow
had
it down.
sex. I had sex with a TV lesbian chef. I swear to God, I
Hold
woke
on,
up
it's
to
Julia Child.
Yeah,
I
I
ate
woke up
Julia
to
Child
Gordon
pussy in the
Ramsay.
green room.
I woke up the next morning and she was making pancakes, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Who?
You didn't remember any of this.
I swear to God, I don't
It's
remember
Paula
anything.
Deen, for
I don't
sure.
remember
Right,
anything. And then I was with
Chris,
there was
you
a fighter,
want more
Kelly.
butter,
Stop
you
it.
N-word?
Sipik Kelly, some UFC guy from Ohio.
Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
was with him.
the heavyweight champion.
He was the heavyweight champion.
You fucked
we were
him,
with
too?
You had
I
sex
fucked-
with him?
Maybe.
No.
I was with him. We were all together, and then I got fucking ripped. And I woke up, and I'm like, "What? Did we have sex?" And she goes, "Oh yeah." And I was like,
She fucked you
held up
over
her belt.
Stipe?
I swear. Well, she told me, but I said, because I was like, "I thought you were a lesbian, though." She goes, "I am, but I get dick once a year." She's like, and
What
she said
pressure,
that,
dude.
She
What
said, I took
pressure.
advantage of you. And she was like, and she was
Wow.
making these pancakes from scratch, like the whipped cream from scratch, like everything. She was just naked in an apron, but I was so fucking hungover, I threw up all over her floor.
I mean, Chris, I'm going to tell you the truth.
pancakes.
The whole thing seems like a major win. Like that
Yeah.
sounds to me like you should be drinking
No,
all the
dude,
time.
because I missed my niece's art show. That's
makes sense.
that's why I fucked
That's
up.
tough.
We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norm. We'll be back with We'll be back with more Best of Jim Roberts. We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Can you believe it's been 5 years since Andy Cohen flipped the switch and Channel 102 became Radio Andy?
It's the launch of Radio Andy on Sirius XM.
From pop culture, music, divas, and icons.
Chelsea Handler is here. Ricky Martin. Goldie Hawn. Kevin Hart.
The show-stopping moments.
Want to know how Shawn Mendes' underwear ended up in my hotel room? Yes.
And we're just getting started. This week, Andy's back live with Paris Hilton and Chastain Buttigieg and so much more. Radio Andy, Sirius XM 102.
We're behind businesses big and small, manufacturers on pause, and retailers waiting to reopen. At FNB Corporation, we're standing behind our business community now more than ever before, with personal guidance, access to capital, and smart digital tools to help businesses of all sizes navigate this fast-changing financial world. So if you or your business needs help getting back on track, we're behind you all the way. Let's get started at fnbcorporation.com.
For over 20 years, millions of customers have trusted Blinds.com to update their homes because Blinds.com makes it easy to get custom blinds that'll give your windows a high-end look without the high-end price. Whether you like to DIY, need design help, or prefer measure and install services, they do it all with easy online ordering and free shipping right to your door. If you're unsure, know that Blinds.com has over 30,000 5-star customer reviews, and they guarantee the perfect fit for your windows, whether you do it yourself or have them measure and install everything for you.
Right now, shop Blinds.com's Labor Day savings event right from home with easy online ordering and free shipping right to your door. You'll save up to 40% on everything through September 8th. Interior blinds, shades, shutters, even outdoor shades. Plus, pay over 24 months at 0% APR on qualifying purchases with PayPal Credit Easy payments through 9/17/2020.
As of March 1st, 2020, new PayPal credit accounts have a variable purchase APR of 25.49% that will vary with the market based on the prime rate. Minimum interest charge is $2, subject to credit approval. Visit Blinds.com/PayPal. Other rules and restrictions may apply.
Attention RV and tiny homeowners. Do I have your attention? Just outside Nashville, on the biggest lake in Tennessee, prime lakefront property designated exclusively for RVs, tiny homes, boats, and travel trailers is happening September 12. Behind the gates, find up to 1 acre with 60 feet of waterfront, just $39.9. 90 feet of waterfront, $59.9. 120 feet of waterfront, just $79.9. And multiple lot packages up to 6 acres from $59.9. All with electric, water, septic, on-site boat launch, lakeside park, and free on-site storage. Booking private showings now for September 12. Curious? Take the video tour at 888-345-lake.com. Then call 888-345-5253 for an on-site tour. Live the life with the lake and your boat right out your back door. Call or click 888-345-lake.com. Water's Edge Properties Broker.
I found a way to profit from stocks over the weekend. Guys and gals, my name is Jason Bond and I'm the co-founder of RagingBull.com, and I teach people how to trade stocks. My Monday Mover strategy targets companies on Friday that I expect to go up on Monday. This is how I put my own money to work for me. Now, over the past decade, I've taught tens of thousands how to trade. And if you're looking to get involved in the stock market, look no further. There's never been a better opportunity to learn, and I want to teach you how I've been successful as a part-time trader. I'm hosting a free training where I'm going to show you my Monday Mover strategy in action. Just register at MondayMoverTrades.com. That's MondayMoverTrades.com. There's no charge to attend this training. Now remember, as always, individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. It's important to invest wisely, and that's why I'm here to help teach you. But if you want to get involved in the stock market but don't know where to look or don't think you have enough time, this training is crucial for you to attend. I'll be looking for you. Register now at MondayMoverTrades.com.
Channel 103. Faction Talk.
What happens when you put the greatest comic ever
Nobody wants to rim at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's too early.
with the last professional broadcaster?
Even if he doesn't have the most size in the world, to have a boner in a Speedo, it's something to behold, I'm sure.
It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
I mean, I would think that you're fine. Your prostate gets checked medically and in your social life.
It does, but they don't check it for a little bit of swollenness.
Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Live weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on Faction Talk. Channel 103. Or on demand with the SiriusXM app.
Hello, SiriusXM. This is Pat McAfee. Starting Wednesday, my show is coming to Mad Dog Sports Radio. If you don't know me, here's a resume. I used to kick balls for a living. Sometimes I do comedy. I'm an undefeated professional wrestler except for one match. And I do a radio show where I'll entertain the living hell out of you with sports takes and some stories from my crazy life. The dumbest sports show to ever exist, The Pat McAfee Show. We're on weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern starting Wednesday on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however the hell you stream in your house.
Have you been to a Burlington lately? They have incredible deals on amazing brands and styles at up to 60% off other retailers' prices. No coupons or sales, just fabulous values every single day. It's a treasure hunt with new bargains arriving all the time and savings that'll surprise you. At Burlington, you get more for less. Whether it's back to school, work, or just back. Now more than ever, you'll love the deals. You'll love Burlington.
This one is for the guys. I'm Amy Errett, founder and CEO of Madison Reed. I'm proud to announce Madison Reed Mr. Hair Color for Men, and one of our first users, Matt, to tell you more.
No one knows I color my hair. That's how natural looking this is. I use it on my beard, too. It blends away gray in 10 minutes. Super easy, do it before you shower. It's less gray and more me. Definitely not a shoe polish look. I told all my friends about it. Everybody's hooked.
Delivered straight to your door. We know you love your hair. We do too. That's why our formula is free of ammonia and full of good stuff to keep your hair protected. It's the world's best men's hair color that you've never seen. That's just how discreet it truly is. Find your shade at MadisonReedMister.com and get 10% off plus free shipping on your first kit. Use code PEPPER. That's code PEPPER.
Is working remotely the new normal? Have you been doing it that way with your business all along? Still using an answering machine? Did you know 85% of callers who only reach voicemail simply hang up? Don't let that happen. No matter your circumstance, you can build your business faster with Abby Connect. Plan to continue without a receptionist? That's risky. Customer experience should be a top priority. A live person answering your calls can affect your profits by as much as 25 to 95%. Improve your business without paying full price for a full-time receptionist with Abby Connect. On the go? Our app allows you to make calls on your business line from your mobile phone. People prefer doing business with people, not machines. Abby Connect can start answering your calls today. For a limited time, get a 14-day free trial with no setup fees. No purchase necessary and no credit card needed. Call now for your free 14-day trial. 800-930-3739. That's 800-930-3739. 800-930-3739. Or visit abby.com/xm.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andreas Michaelitis, Chief Psychologist at Noom, where we help people build healthy habits that stick. The truth is, most diets don't work because they're unsustainable. So Noom uses a different approach. Psychology. At Noom, we're focused on behavior change, showing you the why behind your decisions and habits, making it easier to make changes that last. Get started at Noom.com/serious. NOOM.com/SIRIUS. Change your thinking, change your habits, change for good with Noom.
We are back with more Best Of. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
So do you want to play the
yeah, what is it? Tell me about it.
Yanny or Laurel game?
I can't believe anybody.
Well, don't say what you hear.
No. They say this word, and people hear different versions. What do you hear when you hear this?
Okay, this is it. So this is like the remember like maybe a year ago or maybe more at this point. There was the thing that went everywhere on the internet where some people saw a blue dress and some people saw a gold dress.
Yeah.
Right. And
I saw a blue and gold hat.
That's great. Nobody else saw a hat. Well, this is the same thing except in audio form.
Great.
Right? Okay, so tell me what you hear them saying.
Laurel. 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 Laurel.
Okay. Laurel.
Yeah,
Laurel. Okay.
That is what it is.
Yeah, I hear that clearly, distinctly. Jim hears it.
Yeah,
you
but
hear
what
it?
is what do retards think?
Yanny.
There's no way.
Yanni. Yeah, Yanni.
The only people that I've talked to that have said Yanny have been girls. So I don't know if it's a girl thing, but I mean, listen.
Maybe
now,
we hear things differently. That explains every fucking relationship problem I've ever had. Like Laurel, and she hears Yanni, and there's no way to fix that.
Is that what it is?
Dude, we hear words differently.
Yeah.
Okay, now that I've said Yanny.
Yeah.
Listen for it.
Okay.
Because maybe sometimes you're like, oh, a gold dress, and then you're like, I don't see gold. Gold. Oh, there it is. I see it.
Okay.
Okay, so here's
Laurel.
Do it again.
Laurel. Laurel.
No, it's Laurel.
Laurel.
I don't hear yeah.
No one does.
No
one
There's
does.
no way anybody.
I don't know where it comes from.
No, I you know what? This is one of those games.
Yeah.
Where it's like nobody believes it's Yanni.
But somebody needs to be different.
Yeah.
They're saying that you can hear, if you adjust the bass levels, you can start to hear both. Okay,
now let's
this is-
adjust the bass.
Let me see.
Dad is saying bass. Mama saying tenor.
Me and little brother joined right.
Laurel.
Yeah.
Laurel. Laurel. Laurel.
Laurel.
Okay.
Laurel.
No.
Laurel.
Oh, Yanni.
Yeah, I don't. It says.
Is that the only version of it?
This person. That was the with the.
That's the
bass
only thing they
adjustment.
have.
Yeah, they're like you can hear both when you adjust the bass levels,
no.
and they play this.
No.
Laurel.
And Hardy.
Laurel.
And Hardy.
Laurel.
And Hardy.
Laurel.
And Hardy.
Laurel.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's
Laurel.
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 Okay,
I don't even
can't
know.
do it again.
I don't even know what the original recording is.
What is it? It's probably some guy reading a book on tape.
Just saying Laurel.
No, but Laurel is probably.
I figured it was like some kind of like dictation thing. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Where you,
maybe, yeah.
Right.
But if you're
book on tape, I'm a terrible guesser.
It's a bad guesser.
Yeah.
What did somebody just type
Or
in?
somebody could have just done that for this fucking dumb thing. What if that's the guy?
Because your theory is they just made it up anyway.
Yeah, some guy goes, check this out.
But how did
Laurel?
Who figured?
Laurel.
Who figured
what
this
do you
out?
What do you hear?
It's Yanny, right?
Yanny, right? Yeah, and then we're all fucking doing it now.
No, someone got lost because they were fucking going somewhere and they couldn't find Yanny Canyon. That's what
yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's the only example.
Yeah, that's the only one.
So crazy.
Oh, it's
So
dumb.
the first one that I played is the one that's everywhere.
Yeah.
The second one that I played
Go on now.
is somebody adjusting it, and they say like, "See, here it is."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No,
No.
I just played it." No, I just played it. That was the second one that I played, was with the bass level adjusted, and I heard absolutely nothing.
No, but now with the Mandela effect thing, do you believe that there was a
What's the
a
Mandela
shift-
effect?
The Mandela effect is when everybody remember we talked
Oh,
about
that's
it.
right,
You
yes,
said
I remember
Berenstain
one thing.
Bears
There's a
is
shift.
bullshit.
Yeah, there's a shift.
Right.
There was a shift in we're living in an alternate reality.
Because there's it started because there's a ton of people who think that in the 80s Nelson Mandela had already died or whatever
Right.
it was. Yeah.
But a lot of theories is that there, I think it's in Switzerland, the CERN thing. They're trying to make black holes.
Right.
With that thing.
Right.
They're
But
trying not to make them. They're worried that it could punch a hole in space time.
So they're trying to
In
fill
the
black holes?
was it something collider?
Yeah.
The Hadron Collider, Hydrogen Collider. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
With an
Hadron?
H.
Hadron
Hydron
Collider?
Collider begins with an H.
But whatever they're trying to do or not do, right? It created some sort of you
Right.
know,
Opening to
another reality, and now the things have changed.
Like where Matthew McConaughey is putting the books on the back
Like
of the
this one.
bookshelf?
This one's what fucked me up was the Forrest Gump thing.
Hadron Collider, a large Hadron Collider.
What's the Forrest Gump thing?
That it's is it when he says about chocolates? What does he say?
He says, "Life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to
That's not what he says.
No, wait, he said, hold on. He says, he says, I'm retarded. My mother has cancer.
yeah.
Wait,
What do you-
wait, life is like, Mama always said, life is like a box of...
Box of chocolates?
No, he says it. This is what he says. Life was like a box of chocolates.
Wow.
What? Doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, life was like a box of chocolate. Mama
not
always
what he
said
said.
life was like a... Mama always said he was keeping it in the past tense. Maybe.
Yeah, well, it is.
Let's hear it.
What are you doing?
We're going to hear it, Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you to the test.
Laurel.
Yanni! Maybe they were just hearing Yanni music.
My name's Forrest.
That's a
Forrest
whole
Gump.
fucking scene, dude.
It's like a minute. Relax, bro. We're chilling. It's good vibes in here.
Yeah.
Do you want a chocolate?
Chocolate.
I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
It's exaggeration, dick.
My mom always said life was like a
Whoa!
box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
But what a
Whoa.
dumb piece of shit his mom was. You always know what you're going to get. It's right in front of you.
There's usually a map on the box.
It's a Whitman sampler.
It says exactly what the
It's
chocolates
a box
are.
of chocolate-covered doors. The same thing.
A lot of times you can look at that's why they all look different, so you know which
Yeah.
is which.
Another one is Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
How do you spell it?
F-R-U-I-T-L-O-O-P-S.
That's not how you spell it.
How
Is it F-R-O-O-T?
Yeah.
No, come on, get the fuck out
It
of here.
is.
All right, I'm going to look it up right now.
I should know. It was my nickname.
Yeah. Another one is the Monopoly guy.
Oh, yes.
Is he wearing a monocle or not?
No.
No monocle?
No
Yes,
monocle.
he is.
Yeah, he's not.
And a condom.
He's not wearing. You know why he's not wearing a condom? It is Fruit Loops, F-R-O-O-T.
Yeah.
Not when I was growing up. That's
Right.
what they always say, right? No, not when I was growing up. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's what they say.
Right.
Yeah.
So wait, okay, the Monopoly
But
guy.
people think. Here's why people think the Monopoly guy had a monocle. It's because they confuse him with Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut was the best.
Right.
He got the cane. He got the top hat.
Whoa, I never even thought of it that
Yeah,
way,
that's-
bro. You're blowing my mind right now,
I'm
dude.
telling you, dude.
Like Fruit Loops, you just assume, I guess in your mind, that's what my girlfriend explains,
right?
That in your mind, you just make an assumption that it's fruit. Why would it be anything else?
Right, and I can read it in my head. Like I
Right.
can look, I can see the box in my head.
Right.
And that box never existed.
It's all about perception
Right.
and about how you convince yourself.
That's right. Here's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Jim is also an expert on this stuff.
In The Godfather,
Yeah.
what kind of head do they find in Jack Waltz's bed?
think it's a horse?
No, it's a tall pony.
Oh,
so stupid.
So dumb.
Yeah, I guess those little weird
The
things.
Forrest
everybody...
Gump thing blew my mind.
Not, I didn't mind. I just didn't remember. Life was like. I can see where you could mishear that.
But how could everybody?
Cause, maybe it became like I think comedians sometimes push this shit forward because we're the ones who reference where life is like. Like who else references that except a bunch of dumb
You
comics?
really have delusions of grandeur.
No, I don't. But who else would reference it in so stupid?
Yeah.
Just comics on stage.
Does E.T. say E.T. phone home?
Yes.
He doesn't.
No, he does.
What?
Oh, when he's laying there all dried, when he was laying there like white, he's like, E.T. looked like dried dog shit.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Apparently, he says E.T. Home phone.
Let's see.
Oh, he says, give me the phone.
That's what he says? Hey, give me the phone.
Elliot, you little
E.T.
queer.
home phone.
Okay, let's see.
I haven't looked this one up.
Phone? He said phone? He said phone? Can't you understand English? He said phone.
Oh, Drew Barrymore.
I got hard just now.
You did?
Home. You're right. That's E.T.'s home.
Let's see.
E.T. home phone.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
But it's also.
Did that just blow your mind?
He says,
Yeah, because I never looked that one up.
Yeah.
But I had read about it.
E.T. home phone?
Yeah.
But he never heard that.
I know.
But he does say phone home before that, and that's probably where people got it from because he says it right before that.
But he didn't say phone home. He goes phone.
Home.
And then he's like, oh, did he just say phone? Did he just say phone? Did he just say phone?
Yeah.
Then he says home. But when he says it, the quote, E.T., and he says, referring to himself, he goes, E.T. home phone.
Well, now, what was the kid?
I heard it. You didn't have to put up the hand yet.
What was the kid's name? Everyone guessed the kid's name wrong in that.
I think Elliot.
What?
No.
What is it?
Jeff.
That was very good.
I don't think that's right.
Very good.
Whoa, that E.T. one is the craziest shit ever.
Yeah.
E.T. home phone.
I mean, at least the Forrest Gump, like, it's like, what?
You can mishear it, yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
you can
E.T. one is like, how did all of us get it wrong?
Yeah.
Does he say, Luke, I am your father?
He doesn't
No.
say that. No.
He
on.
says,
No, he doesn't.
What does
I'm
he
your
say?
father, Luke.
No, I am your father.
He didn't say, Luke, I am
No.
your
No,
father?
he goes,
just-
no, I am your
No,
father.
no, what he said, he goes, Luke, I fucked your mother.
You know what?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, that is
Yeah.
the correct phrase. Man,
That was the worst one, by the way.
I smell it.
The
so
one that
bad.
you raised, we shouldn't have raised the two fingers.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
All these facts are making my body rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah, your whole identity, your whole thought of what was true is collapsing in front of
Yeah,
you.
what are some more of those? Let's do those.
I got another. Are you being real? Are you being
No,
sarcastic?
yeah, I know, they're fun.
How about this in Snow White and the Seven Dwarves?
Right.
Right. The
They
cartoon.
were all black.
No,
That's right.
Wow.
Wow. Right, Snow White. Right when the evil what's it? The Shield Queen. I never saw the fucking.
Yeah.
Evil queen, sure.
I
Evil
saw it a long time
stepmother,
ago.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks in the mirror. What does she say?
She says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Who's the fairest?"
That's
of
not
them
what she
all?"
says.
No.
Yeah, it has to be.
No, she
Yes.
says,
You know, Jim.
hey, mirror, who's the fairest of them all kidding aside.
Yeah.
She doesn't say who's the fairest of them all.
No, she goes. She doesn't say mirror, mirror.
No.
She says magic mirror.
No.
Yeah, she says magic mirror on the wall. Who's the first or whatever?
How can we all say mirror, mirror on the
dumb.
wall?
We're dumb. I don't know. It's weird. How does that
fucking
stuff
weird.
catch
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
Let's see.
Is that a song, though? Was it in a song, Mirror, Mirror? Oh, yeah, and Slick Rick did that in one of his songs.
In the magic mirror, come from the farthest space. Through wind and darkness I summon thee.
Whoa.
Let me see thy face.
Audio sucks.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall.
What the fuck?
Who is the fairest one of all?
Yep.
And who's the fairest one of all?
Yeah.
Not who's the fairest of them all.
Yeah. I think it's. I don't know what it is, but.
I just played it for a
I
bit.
know, but my girlfriend goes, well, in the books, I guess there was a book.
Nobody read that book.
I know, but they said in the book, it said mirror, mirror.
Yeah, but that's not where it's from. Like, everybody saw the movie.
I understand.
Like, let's
that,
be
but
honest.
that's what she's saying.
But your girlfriend is like a well-read, educated person. That's not all of us.
No.
I understand that.
You know.
I'm educated and well-read.
Are you?
Yep.
What's your favorite book? Rent Boys?
It's not a book. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, that was my favorite film adaptation. Favorite book.
Man, that blew my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, the E.T. thing really sent me for a loop.
Home phone.
Who would have known?
I did.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Sure, I did.
You did not.
He's in a bicycle basket.
So but the Mandela thing, I knew that he died in 2013.
I was aware of that too.
Yeah, I was aware of
Yeah.
that. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one the whole thing
I don't think they
named
should
after.
call it the Mandela effect.
That's just the name.
Yeah, they should call it the Fruit Loop effect or something.
I think so, or like the phone home.
Yeah, phone home
or
effect.
the
No,
home
no,
phone
no.
effect.
The Mandela effect is because of Winnie. It's what happens when someone gets burned up in a tire.
What?
See, they were known for necklacing.
I see.
Burning you alive in a tire.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's
It
a
must
shame.
suck because tires melt.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
He's talking about burning people alive in tires.
You know they would do that in South Africa. They would burn you. They put you down, put gas on you, and put tires on you, and light you and the tires on fire. And the tires like kind of melt on you. It's awful.
Oh, another
And you can't get out
You know
of
what the Japanese used to do to the Koreans when they occupied Korea?
What?
My dad told me this, that they used to take Korean villagers, tie them by their ankle, hang them upside down, and then dip them in a pot of boiling water. And then when they would come out, like a layer with skin would be off.
Yeah.
And they would keep doing it until they died.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was that his way of being like, so what I'm doing isn't that bad?
Yeah.
No, you gotta stop complaining.
He said that at the stove. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
What people do to other people.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
There was a medieval torture called the bull, the brass bull or the bronze bull, where they would take it was made out of metal or bronze.
Yeah.
And they would put you in it, and it had a place for air, and then they would put sticks under it. They would slowly roast you alive in this metal container. But the screaming would sound like a bull coming out of its like the horror.
my
That's
God.
and they'd keep you alive for 2 days, sometimes 3 days.
Even in Game of Thrones, they had one that they actually did. They take rats, stick it in a bucket, right, and then put them against a guy's stomach, and they would burn one end, so the rats would burrow their way through the guy's stomach to get out.
Oh, that's awful.
Why'd you get your stomach just now? Why?
Well,
for funsies.
Just for funsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like they're going to stay alive to give you information or something. It's just to make them suffer.
Yeah, what people can do to each other.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote a book called Man's Inhumanity to Man. It's due out soon.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really a great title, too.
It's heavy.
Really clever.
Heavy stuff.
Really very clever.
About being mean to each other and stuff.
Have you heard that now?
Yep.
They're saying that the
Sure.
North Korea South Korea meeting might not happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Is the U.S. doing military exercises? Can we stop with that shit? It's so stupid.
I don't know if it was U.S. doing military drills or if North Korea, if Kim Jong is just
being crazy.
Yeah, being a crazy asshole again. Maybe he's kind of bipolar.
He's the leader of his own country.
Yeah.
And he's never going to give that power up.
Do you think that he's having second thoughts about like this whole?
It was never a thing. He's doing it to be, I don't know.
I'm not
diabolical.
You think it was never a plan? He was just like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then no, the Americans are enemies again.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
are
this guy.
stopping peace
Yeah,
from
he's not going to get. He's not going to let go of his power.
No, but the bottom line is, I think he knows that he's dealing with a maniac in Trump, and in the sense that like Trump doesn't fuck around, and he's not going to get anywhere, and he's not going to get the money. And he's only going to isolate everybody because the U.S. banks won't do business with people who do business. I think that he's just trying to find a way to get out of this mess and save face. So I do think he's going to go through with it and try to save face.
Said North Korea.
It's my guess.
North Korea threw President Trump's planned summit meeting with its leader Kim Jong-un into doubt on Wednesday, threatening to call off the landmark encounter if the United States insisted on unilateral nuclear abandonment. But that was the whole point, that like their nuclear plant got buried under a mountain. Like, wasn't the whole point you're not going to develop nuclear weapons? And he was like, okay, I won't. And then he came back and he was like, actually, if you're going to make me not do it, forget the whole thing. Tell me, Bobby.
Why? Because I'm fucking Korean, you piece of shit?
What kind of racism is that?
No, because I heard Jim's opinion and you're in here with us.
Nah, but that's
I only know certain things about Korea that interest me, North Korea.
Okay.
What else?
No, number one is that this is a thing, right? I met a documentary filmmaker out of Korea, and he was telling me, I swear to fucking God, he goes, cannibalism is run rampant in North Korea.
Really?
And he said orphans are being hunted down for their meat.
By people or the government?
Yeah,
or
by people.
They're hungry.
Yeah, they're hungry. They're hungry.
Just by starving people. They're
So
finding
they're
orphans.
hunting like orphans to eat them.
Oh my God.
Like shit like that. This is the kind of fucking shit that we're dealing with here, man.
Right.
You know?
You have the permission to travel there?
And so
you'll never go there. What do you mean permission?
No. I mean, if you live there to go from place to place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, they
in
don't
fact,
let people out. Yeah.
one story was this, right? A woman who was working for the government,
right,
and her husband were so hungry that she had to go to a different town to do some sort of work. He ate the son.
No.
Yeah. Then she came back, and he goes, "I was hungry. Yeah, I had to eat Tony." Right. His name was Tony.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's tragic.
You ate Tony?
No, I put a name to the food.
Right.
Yeah.
Tony. Yeah. He was so good, or whatever. Right. And then they
Now, is
came
the
and
wife-
shot him
Is
in
the wife,
front of the house.
Is the wife pissed that the son is dead, or is the wife pissed that he ate the son without her?
Yeah. You didn't say save me a thigh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Is that a true story?
That is a true story, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I didn't know that.
So you think this was all a diabolical plot from Kim Jong-un from the beginning?
Yeah. When your main resource is crystal meth, you know that, right?
No.
They have factories there, right? And these poor North Koreans, they work in these crystal meth factories. And guess what their payment is, which is very smart.
They're probably fighting for minimum wage.
No.
Do they protest?
Their payment is more crystal meth.
So they get them hooked on crystal meth.
Right.
And so they have to keep working.
Right.
Because they
Which
want
is
more crystal
What
meth.
a great job, though. Free
Yeah.
drugs.
Just
Right.
doing meth.
You're
of
up.
course.
Yeah.
But now you're addicted to this thing. Like, imagine if you had a physical addiction to your paycheck, and there was only one place to get it.
Right.
Now you have to keep
Yeah,
working.
which is smart, but this is what we're dealing with here, man.
Hey, Mike Pompeo went in and out. I mean, he went in there, when he's the Secretary of State. I mean, he went in and came back out.
What the fuck